Are you searching for a deeper understanding of your faith?
Inspiring Philosophy is your go-to resource for exploring the rich tapestry of Christian thought.
From biblical archaeology to philosophy of mind, we dive into the topics that matter.
Our content bridges faith and understanding, offering insights into God's existence and the reliability of the New Testament.
Join a community where faith meets reason and discover the answers you've been seeking.
Inspiring Philosophy, where faith meets understanding.
I'm sorry, Master, but I must go all out. Just this once. I don't like you, Muhammad. Dawa boys, you've left me no choice. Bible's been corrupted, that's your go to line. But you claim the same book, prophesize your sign, twisting every scripture, faking all the quotes, hiding all the facts, trying to keep your boat afloat. Without lies, Islam dies. Perfect preservation, yeah, that myth got wrecked. Worldly Quran don't even match the text. Used to flex science, now you backing away, cause camel embryo facts don't hit the same today. Got the Islamic dilemma, you can't solve that. Every answer you give makes the problem snap back. Say the Bible's corrupt, but your own book cries. Bibles are Allah's words, they can't be revised. If Allah's words can't change, then your claims are fraud. You just argued yourself against the word of your God. Injil's secret book, that's your mystery prize. But the Quran said Christians should judge by it. Lies, then your crew pulled muted like it's just a game. Ruined the life and trashed a man's name. All that dawah talk, but when truth appears, you vanish from the chat like it hurt your ears. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. We follow Jesus better, sure in your dream. While cutting out his claims like you're cropping a meme. Crown off his head, toss his cross in the bench. The smile for the camera like you're still his kin. Jesus was a Muslim, cute little twist. Redefine the word so the facts don't exist. If labels could change what the records prove. If Pharaoh was a Yahweh fan, then Judas stayed true. Muhammad in the Song of Solomon, boy, you made your prophet a fruit. Snuggled up with Solomon and came the man of Ozu. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. You preach perfect text, but the proof ain't there. Half's wash, even your readers don't care. Call the Bible corrupt, but still quote it loud. Trying to find Muhammad just to please your crowd. Song of Solomon, yeah, that's a flesh effect. You just wrote your prophet in the Solomon's bed. Then the men of Al-Zu came riding through all night long, and you say that's true. Jesus was a Muslim, the word plays dead. By that logic, Pharaoh bowed his head. You twist, you spin, but you can't disguise that every dawah claim is built on lies. Without lies, without lies, without lies, without
Welcome, everyone. Hope you're all happy. Let me explain what's going on today. So we were streaming last night with Chris, talking about doing a live today. And apparently we got some trolls from the Orthodox Muslim stream demanding we stop what we're doing and come debate. So we said, well, we'll just talk to him tomorrow if he wants to come to the call-in stream. Well, he's here right now. But then this morning, Nick had messaged me of Fearless Truth, said Orthodox Muslim was calling him out as well on Twitter, asked if he could come. So I said, sure, why not? Why not at all? If he wants to call us all out, he wants to talk to us, he can come in and talk to us. Also, Dean is welcome as well. He was in the chat. So if he wants to come up, he hasn't not come up yet. He's more than welcome to join us, and we will have a conversation today. Our goal today was to talk about the Islamic dilemma and why Islam is false. So if the Orthodox Muslim or Dean want to try to respond to that, they're more than welcome to. Now, to be clear, we're not going to gang up on them. Okay. I am more than willing to let Chris and Nick of Fearless Truth do most of the talking. After all, they're the guests. We want to be courteous. Okay. They are being called out. They were calling out as well. So we're more than willing. But I mean, we will all. So I'm going to try very hard not to gang up, but I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm just going to like moderate. So that's where we're at. So I'll bring Orthodox Muslim in now. He's more than welcome to join us. Again, he was calling us all out over the past 24 hours. More than willing to have a conversation with him. So, Libiano, you're more than welcome to join. How you doing? Oh, Dean just got him in here too.
Good. Mikey Jones. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I see that you guys need some backup today. What's going on, man?
What are you talking about? You were calling all of us out, so we decided you
need some backup, huh? No problem, man. It's okay.
That's fine. I'm just wondering why
I really need to frame everything in a way that
we're gonna do it.
I do want to let you know though, Mike. How come you said that you won't be doing any of the talking today? Because we're here for you.
Wait. That's not what I said. I said I'm going to let my guests.
All
right, listen. This is how this is going to work. I'm going to talk, and then you're going to talk. You're not going to talk over me. All right. Now, as I said,
fine, bro. That's fine.
We have guests, and as point, I let my guests lead a lot of the conversations. That is my goal. That doesn't always work out. That's typically my goal. So that's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
If you want to disrespect my guests, that's going to be a problem. But I don't know why you want to talk to me. We already have a debate set up. What, a month away? So
well, I can't.
By all means,
talk, Mike.
hold up. By all means, we're going to be talking there a lot. So I'm more than willing.
But we could also talk here, right?
Of course we can.
He only wants to talk to you, Mike.
See, you know who's better.
I want.
He's running like 3 minutes in.
Notice.
You see how
you're calling Nick out
already. Everybody's talking already, and I can get a word out. So you see,
sure, it's okay. You just talk.
It's not gonna work like that.
It'll work. Watch. Everyone else will be quiet. Go ahead. Give your argument.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we could have a conversation. I'd like everybody to participate, not just your guests. I'd like Michael to speak because we're here for Michael. But if other people want to talk as well, we have no problem with that.
Yeah, I'll start out and then we'll all talk eventually.
Yeah,
we just want to make sure we're going one by one.
Second of all, Fearless Truth. I don't know why you're here. You were getting belted by Mormons yesterday.
Give a single argument they gave. Give a single argument they gave that belted me.
Bro, man, you're a joke.
Everyone be quiet.
You're getting belted by Mormons.
Give me a single argument they gave that belted me.
Let's get right into the conversation.
Wait. Give me a single argument they gave that belted me.
Yep, you were talking about how the keys of the church were given to Peter, and the keys of hate shall never prevail against the church. And you were struggling given their interpretation. You were struggling given their interpretation. You were getting belted, and your friends in the comment, were your friends saying that you're struggling?
No.
So Christians weren't saying you're struggling in the comments?
There was no Trinitarians in the comments saying I was struggling.
There was Christians. Yeshua is the way. They're not
He's
Mormon.
not a Trinitarian, dude.
Yeshua is not the way. He's not a Mormon. Yeshua is the way. He's not a Mormon.
Yeah. Wait, is he a Trinitarian?
Is
he Trinitarian?
His name is Yeshua is the way.
So he must be Trinitarian then, right?
There's nothing there that suggests he's a Mormon, and you're struggling, man. I'm sorry to hear.
Nothing that suggests he's a Trinitarian.
Sorry to see. Right?
Anyways, it's okay. Let's let him give his argument. Go ahead, give your argument.
You guys want to talk about the topic today, or what? Are we wasting?
Sure, we're ready to talk about the Islamic dilemma.
All right, All right. Well, yeah. So let's talk about the Islamic dilemma. That's fine. Okay. You guys have been talking about the Islamic dilemma for a while. Dean spoke to you about the Islamic dilemma last time, so we can speak about the Islamic dilemma. Then we're gonna move on to more topics of substance. Is that fine, Mike?
What topics of substance would you like to talk about after that?
Well, I want to talk about maybe messianic prophecies, maybe Jesus being God, consubstantial, the New Testament. We'll see. We'll see what we want to talk about. But I don't want to spend all the time speaking about the Islamic dilemma. We've already done the Islamic dilemma a lot. Well, so it's fine. We could talk about the Islamic dilemma, but then when it gets enough, we'll move on. So
all right, so you're going to offer a solution to the Islamic dilemma.
We already have, and with all due respect, Mike, not doing a good job actually responding to our response to you. You know what our response is.
It's circular. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not circular. You just call anything circular. Every time,
okay.
Michael, every time you get belted, you say something is circular.
Are you going to
I've-
actually
I've-
offer an
I've
argument, or
noticed
you
that.
just do commentary?
Go, go, go
It's just
ahead.
commentary,
Go
man.
ahead.
It's
Go
just
ahead and
rhetoric.
give the. So, Mike, go ahead and give the argument.
The Islamic dilemma is very simple.
Yes.
Your scriptures, the
Mhm.
Quran, confirm the Christian and Jewish scriptures over and over again. Tell us to judge
Okay.
by the gospel. Tell us to observe our scriptures, the Torah, the gospel, and whatever has been revealed to you from your Lord. So if that's the case, then we have the authoritative scriptures of Allah. Then we can judge by them, use them, and we can judge that the Quran is false. But if our scriptures have been corrupted, Islam is also false because Allah is telling us to judge by corrupted scriptures.
That
So there's verses we
preassumes-
can use.
All
Surah
right.
2:4, Surah 241, 285, 568, 543 to 48, and so on and so on.
Beautiful. So that argument preassumes that the confirmation is absolute, right, Mike?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Not at all.
I asked the question to Mike. Can you
Yeah,
answer
but
the
you
told
question,
Mike
Mike?
yes.
And the answer
I
is
think Mike can
no.
speak
So,
for himself.
Mike can speak for himself.
So you don't want to
Mike,
talk to me.
No,
No,
he
we'll
doesn't.
speak to you, but the question was posited to Mike. So, Mike,
Right,
answer
so
the question.
you only want
now.
to talk to
Hold
Mike.
up.
Okay, so
is how
Mike
this
is
is gonna
already
work.
running. This, you see, this is not
Wait,
going
wait,
to
wait,
work.
wait. How is Mike
What?
running?
Because
If
I
you
asked,
refuse
Stop
to-
Mike,
stuttering,
I asked
Chris.
Mike,
Stop
I asked
stuttering.
Mike. So now you're coming to be his lawyer. He doesn't need a lawyer. He can answer the question for himself.
Bro,
Listen,
Mike,
address.
I
How's the
already
question?
said, hold
all
up,
right,
hold
listen,
up.
you see,
My
this
guest
is-
asked you a question.
This is just panic
I
mode
told
already,
you.
bro. You guys are already
Bro, you're the
panicking.
one
I
who
asked you
told me-
one question
why
and
can't
you
we-
refused to answer it.
I'm asking Mike the question.
Lubiano
Can he
asked him a
answer?
question first, dude.
Yeah, the question
answered
was. I want to hear it from Mike.
Okay,
No,
Mike,
no,
can you
the
just say the
argument-
same thing
wow,
I
you
said
see?
in your lovely,
Not-
beautiful
well,
voice?
we
You're
have-
not.
Apparently,
You're
Libiano,
Libiano.
how you speak.
We have this dude
Libiano.
already playing.
Libiano.
Bro, come on.
Libiano.
Like, what are we doing?
Libiano,
Yes.
you're not the moderator here. Okay.
There is no moderator here.
That is why. Well,
We're just
that's
having a
why we
convo.
No, it's
like
Mike.
to do
It's
debates
Mike.
with
This is
moderators.
his
This is
channel.
right.
Well,
But you insisted on
Mike,
doing
you
this.
guys don't like doing debates with moderators. I've been
What are
calling
you
all
talking
of you.
about? We're doing
I've
a
been
debate
calling-
next month with a
I've
moderator.
been, and you needed 6 months for it. You
You've been
needed
calling-
6
don't,
months.
don't say you've been
Mike,
calling
you
all of us
needed-
out.
you
Don't say
needed
you've been
6
calling all of us
You
out.
needed
All right,
fearless.
let's bring it back.
You're-
Mike, how about you just answer the
Yo,
question?
do you guys hear a little fish speaking, trying to get my attention?
Oh,
Fearless
that's
truth,
crazy.
please
The
be
guy
quiet.
who made you say a rock is a person.
So metaphysics,
That's crazy
Mike.
how that works. Huh?
Is that metaphysics? No, sorry, I said metaphysics, Mike.
Look, this guy
Mike.
doesn't know what he's saying, bro.
So Mike, listen, bro. I asked you a question, and you're saying, "Oh, this is why we need moderated debates." Bro, we could speak, no problem. I'm the one who's been chasing every single one of you. David Wood, Apos, you, Logic,
You were chasing
all
me?
of you guys. Bro, can I? Bro, you're a nobody. Who are you?
No.
You're
There you go.
a
Then there you go. See,
You're
there you go.
not-
So
You're
no,
gonna
so no.
keep-
So
you're
you're
not
not
thinking
chasing
about
me.
Doing this.
So
We're
let
not.
me-
There you go.
Listen, no.
Okay, just let me
You're
finish, bro. Oh,
No.
my God.
No, you're
Why
not.
Can't I finish my speech? man?
Because you're now
If
throwing
I
an
finish
insult.
my
All
speech,
he's
not
doing
gonna
you
is
came here to debate, not give a
He
speech,
insults
bro.
people.
Not
And
gonna
he
be
Can we
respectful.
get back to the Islamic dilemma, bro, please?
We
would
were the
love
one that
to be
pivoted
more
from it.
respectful.
All right, Mike,
so
just
the
respond
question-
to his question.
So the
Let's keep
question
going.
was, Mike, does your argument presuppose that the Quranic author is doing an absolute confirmation of said scriptures?
So Chris has already answered you, and you did not like it. So if you're not going to respect my guest,
Mike, are you going to give an answer?
Chris
He
already
just
answered
gave you one. He
Mike,
said, look,
he doesn't have answers. Mike, come on. You're supposed to be the scholarly Christian apologist, man.
Is that so?
This is your
Hey,
time to
Libiano,
chance.
Libiano, listen, man. I don't know what
Oh,
you think
boy.
you're doing, but you
Oh,
cannot
boy, this
run
is bad.
from this
This
question.
is
This is so
bad, man.
basic.
Go ahead, Chris.
Look, I already explained it. I explained it to you. Yeah, I said no. It doesn't assume a absolute confirmation at all. Very simple. Now continue with your pointless and just like shameful argument.
All right. So as long as as Mike tells me, I don't know how to answer your question, I'll continue with Chris.
No, I agree with what Chris said. That was my point. If you pay attention,
All right, beautiful. So, Mike, you agree that your argument doesn't require that the Quranic author is absolutely confirming the Torah and the Gospel?
not necessarily. That's the
Beautiful.
important point.
Beautiful.
Not
So then the
necessarily.
Quranic, beautiful. So then the Quranic author is not necessarily doing an absolute confirmation, meaning he's doing selective confirmation, right?
That's a false
No,
dichotomy.
no, that doesn't follow.
Oh,
it means he
all
may
right.
be.
So
Doesn't mean
it's
that he
either-
is.
It's either absolute
wait,
or
wait.
it's not. Which one is
No,
it?
no. You said because
dichotomy.
you're saying if he's not necessarily doing an absolute confirmation, that means he's doing a selective one. No.
Then what is
all
he
it
doing?
All it means is that exactly what you said. He's not necessarily doing an absolute one. He
So what
might
is he
be
doing?
What's
doing
the
a
other
selective
option?
one.
So what is
What's
he
the
doing?
other option?
No. Oh my days.
Chris,
guys.
what is he doing?
What's the other option?
You use the word necessarily, right? If you're
You-
not
you used
necessarily
it, not
doing
me.
something, doesn't
You
mean
used
that you
it.
have to be doing the opposite. It
All
just
right.
means you
So
might,
then,
you're not
so
necessarily
if he's
doing an
not,
absolute
if
confirmation.
he's not, so then if he's not necessarily absolutely confirming it, then what is he doing, Chris?
Listen, do you know the difference between necessarily
No
doing
answer.
something and not
If he's
necessarily
not-
doing something?
Chris, if he's not absolutely confirming it, then what is he doing,
What's
Chris?
the other option?
You said necessarily. That's my whole
Yeah.
point.
All right.
Okay.
All right. If he's not necessarily absolutely confirming it, then what is he doing?
It's possible that he might be absolutely confirming it. Not necessarily. It's just that he might be.
All right.
the
So what
other
is he?
option,
So what is
dude?
he
He
doing?
might be doing a selective one.
So under
Can
your
I-
view,
Why is this so
under
hard?
Can I
So
add
under-
a clarification for people here?
go ahead there.
The word necessarily is a modal operator. So
Oh my
if you
God.
are
Oh my
necessarily,
God, yo, get this cheesy guy out of here, bro. This guy's the more it's a logical operator, brother. We're not.
Oh.
Yeah,
talking
I know
about
big
modal-
words scare
Yeah,
you.
so-
but
We're not
I mean,
talking
big
about-
words
Yeah,
scare
Yeah,
you.
let's bring up
Words.
Kloppenberg again,
Let
bro.
me
Let's bring up
tell you,
Kloppenberg.
we're not. So Than, we're
Big
not
words
talking
is scaring
about.
you. Is that what's going on?
No, it's not that big word scare me. Than knows we're
like
not
it.
talking
He just
about
doesn't know
modal. He knows we're not talking about modal logic.
You're
We're
not.
Obviously not.
when Mike
So
is
Than,
saying not
Let
necessarily,
me finish.
he
Dan,
is
let me
saying-
finish. And let me finish.
no,
Dan,
no, I'm not going to let
You're-
you finish
you're
because I
embarrassing-
started talking and
you're
you started acting
embarrassing
like a
yourself.
buffoon.
Everybody
I'm
here is
embarrassing myself
embarrassed
because big
because
words scare you.
We're not talking about modal logic, dude.
Everyone knows we're not.
Are you cheesy, bro? What's
Okay.
wrong
Hey,
with
wait,
you? We're not talking
there's a
about modal
difference
logic.
between you talking about modal logic and Mike using a modal operator.
Mike
when
is using
Mike
a modal
said-
operator.
Yes, when Mike said not necessarily, he's saying it's not the case that it's logically necessary that he is.
It's not
And
the
then
case that he's logic, bro.
So
this
I am
guy.
pointing out. So I'm pointing out that you guys just spoke past each other. I'm not implying that you're using it. Try to keep up. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
bro, you're
giving you a
lame as hell,
clarification
bro.
so you can actually move on.
All right. Thank
Go
you
on
for
then,
adding. Thank you for adding nothing to the conversation. Then now go back to being a butler.
Sorry if you just
Oh,
can't
Mike-
keep up with basic philosophy,
right,
man.
just-
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Go back. Yes, go back on mute. Thank you. You're Mike's employee for all I care. I'm talking to the big boss.
I am,
here.
and that's totally fine with me.
Right.
because
So
I don't
let
have
me
anything
talk to the
prove.
big boss. You go. Shh. Be quiet, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
So
sure.
Mike, what is he doing
Yeah.
if he's not doing an absolute confirmation?
Well, what specific verse are you talking about? That's what we
I'm
want to
talking.
get at.
I'm talking about the Quranic author's view of the previous scriptures. Is it an absolute confirmation or not?
There
It's
are
very
plenty
simple.
of verses where it's very much just confirming wholesale, as myself or Chris have said in the past. Like, for example, we talked about Surah 2, 41, 285, 291, as well as 568, one of the verses I go to quite often.
All right. So I don't know if I'm being unclear, but let me open up your ears one more time. The Quranic author and his attitude towards the previous scripture, okay, is his view of the previous scripture that it is preserved, inspired, and authoritative, as you guys say throughout the Quran,
There are,
or
as I just
is
said,
he at times consciously correcting material found in it?
there is no evidence that he is consciously correcting it.
That
He's
wasn't my
over
question,
again.
Mike.
Yes, it
That
was.
wasn't my question. You have what do you have? A master's in philosophy? You're an
Are you
educated
going-
man. So
Are
that
you
was, you
going
know,
to
that wasn't my,
actually stick-
that wasn't.
If you're gonna keep doing commentary, we're gonna start interrupting you. So why don't you stick to the argument?
So you don't like
trying to make your
you
sly
don't-
comments.
If you don't like
the
my
point-
attitude,
hold up,
then you don't have to have me here, man.
All right, this is your
Like-
first. This is your first warning. I'll give you one more, but I will have to mute you if you keep doing it.
That's scary.
I don't like
man.
muting, but if you keep doing it, I will have to.
All
So,
right.
Go
So
back
no,
and ask your question.
no problem, Mike. My question wasn't that. My question was, is he saying that the previous scripture is authoritative, inspired, and preserved? Or is he consciously editing material? Which one do you hold to?
I already answered this. I said the other, which is the conscious editing. There's no evidence of that. And what we see throughout the Quran is confirming the scriptures as authoritative, inspired, and reliable.
Beautiful. So then your argument hinges on the fact that the Quranic author is absolutely confirming the Torah and the gospel, right?
No,
I've
that
used the
doesn't
term.
follow.
Well, go
But
ahead.
one second. So let me get this straight. So the Quran thinks that it's preserved, inspired, and authoritative without absolutely confirming it, Chris?
Well, you guys seem to have the view that there's a general confirmation and that the Quran only confirms the major themes found in the scriptures.
Well, don't
That's
tell
your-
me what
that's
my
your view.
position is.
No, I know your
I haven't-
position probably better
I
than you
haven't,
do.
you don't know anything. You don't know.
No,
anything.
no, my friend.
So
It's
I
you who
didn't,
have
I
no
didn't
idea.
ask you. I didn't ask you to tell me my position, Chris. I asked you a
No,
question.
you need me to.
You
need
guys,
me to,
you guys
because
actually
you are
can't answer
absolutely
questions.
completely-
Chris, I didn't ask you to tell me my position, Chris. I
I'll
asked
tell you your position.
I didn't
'Cause
ask
you-
that though. But
I don't
didn't
care.
ask you
I don't
that.
care.
He doesn't care, so he doesn't want to engage.
Wait.
He doesn't
No,
care
no,
to
no,
engage
you
in
don't
the
wanna engage.
substance.
I'm
You know
not
what?
going.
So you don't care
Wait,
about
wait,
the
wait.
Chris doesn't
substance.
want to. Chris doesn't
Bro,
want to.
you've come on here and you've insulted us many times already.
Exactly.
All you
Play
do.
the victim, Chris.
Hold on.
Play the victim.
Last time, here we go. Victim card. Last time I checked,
I ain't
all
no
of you
You're the
guys
victim.
here, all of you guys. I'm not. Clearly, I'm dominating
No,
everybody.
you are a victim.
So,
'cause you're
clearly
crying
every-
step.
everybody-
You're not dominating
Everybody
anything.
needs
You're
to
just
dominate.
showing everybody how
Everybody you-
stupid you are because you
Sure,
can't keep up with basic
thing.
philosophical concepts.
That's why you quoted Nestorius yesterday and said it's not heresy.
I quoted
anyway.
Nestorius.
Yep. Yes, you
Do
did.
you not realize
So,
how stupid what you just said
You want
is?
to bet? You want to bet then? You want to bet? You want
Right,
to
so
test
come on
that
then.
theory out? In Nestorius's second letter to Cyril, he says exactly what you said. In Cyril's third letter to Nestorius, he said, "No,
See,
we
he's
can
pivoted
say
now. He's
we
jumped
can."
away from
Oh,
Islamic
okay. So
dilemma.
I pivoted now because you guys want
Fan
to.
brought
You
it
are.
up.
You are.
You see, when I start
You did
start
it.
quoting the sauce, you guys get scared. So let's get back.
No, you
to the
jumped to a totally
conversation.
different topic.
You
Yeah,
did,
let's
yeah.
do get
Okay.
back to the Islamic
Now,
dilemma.
wow, we can.
Right.
Let's stick on the Islamic dilemma, but answer my question, dude, please. Does you just said the Quranic author assumes and thinks and believes that the Torah and the Gospel are inspired, authoritative, and preserved? Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Beautiful. That means he must think that it's absolutely confirmed and true, right?
Okay, if you want to go with that.
Okay, so now you backtrack. Thank you. So yeah,
I
it
didn't
is.
backtrack.
It
I
is
just agreed
hinging-
with you.
It is, yeah, because earlier you said it doesn't hinge. Now it does hinge. You see how inconsistent
No,
you are.
you are somewhat
So
wrong.
it does. Oh my God! So it does hinge on it being
No,
absolutely true, right?
Okay, let me express my actual argument, which for
All
some
right.
reason you haven't wanted me to do so far. I don't think it matters whether or not it's a absolute confirmation or a general confirmation. I think either one proves the Islamic dilemma. That's my point.
Okay. Beautiful. Let's go with that. So with the latter, that it doesn't have to absolutely confirm. How would the Islamic dilemma then follow?
The Islamic dilemma would follow because under a general confirmation, the major themes and narratives of the Torah and the Gospels are still being confirmed. Those would be things such as the incarnation, the crucifixion, the resurrection, the baptism, the views on the afterlife. You could go through tons of these things, and not a single one of these things, these major narratives, works with the Quran. And hence,
The Quran. One second. The Quran confirms the hypostatic union.
Does the Quran confirm John's prologue?
No,
But why doesn't it?
because the Quran doesn't have a middle Platonic view like John's prologue does.
Okay, and you know this how exactly?
We know this because the contemporary of John, Philo of Alexandria, who writes.
Why are you going to?
You just asked me how I know. You just asked me how I know, so I'm answering.
You
Don't
know what's
panic.
in the Gospel of John
Don't
by going
panic.
outside the Gospel
Don't panic.
of John.
Let me answer the question.
We look at
sticking
the
with Gospel of
cultural
John.
context. Yeah.
As soon as I start quoting people, they start panicking, man.
Is
It's
the
crazy.
incarnation?
So we
mentioned in
know-
John 1?
We know. Yes, there is an incarnation.
Okay, thank you. So the
in John
Quran
1,
therefore
yes.
confirms it because the Quran shows it.
Yeah,
is
I
aware
just
of
said
John's
it doesn't
gospel.
confirm it. I just
It's
said it
aware of
doesn't
John's
confirm
gospel.
it.
Surah 4, ayah 171 makes it absolutely clear. It describes Jesus as the Word. This term is
Yeah,
a
the
well-known
Word is
phrase from
confirming-
John 1:1.
All right, beautiful. Watch how I'm gonna destroy this guy because he's clueless.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, beautiful. So the concept
Watch
of
this,
Jesus being the Word of God is confirmed in Luke, not in John, because Luke
What are you
presents
talking
Jesus
about?
as being the Word. Stop! Why are you interrupting, dude?
Oh no, sorry,
Let
man.
me-
I
let me-
do. I get
yeah.
like that when I get excited.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I know. You're so excited right now to get baked.
Mm.
So the Word of God
Bro, I'm gonna
motif.
go smoke.
The Word of God, bro. Be quiet.
Yeah, I think he's still getting excited.
I know. The Word of God
my God.
motif, the Word of God motif in the Quran is a Jewish Word of God motif that's found in Luke's narrative, not in John's narrative. John's narrative is a middle Platonic idea of the Logos of God. However, when we go to Luke's narrative, we see that the Word of God there is similar to what the Quran sees Jesus as being the word of God, because Luke speaks of Jesus as the word being fulfilled to Mary. That's why Mary says, may your word be fulfilled to me. So when the angel comes to Mary, he gives her a word, and Mary says, may that word be fulfilled to me.
Right.
And that is exactly why, let me finish. That is exactly why the Quran intertexts with Luke's birth narrative in chapter Mary. You have John the Baptist and Jesus, John the Baptist's birth, Jesus's birth, and you have that being contrasted with Luke. So no, I don't have to.
Okay, are you done?
Here. I know I'm landing. I promise. I don't have to concede that the word of God motif comes from John. The word of God motif comes from Luke.
Okay, so first of all, there's a handful of scholars that openly disagree with you. Gabriel Said Reynolds is one.
It's an appeal to authority.
He's a pseudo.
I don't care.
Let him
I
finish.
actually,
Let you finish.
I actually give receipts. You don't give anything. So second of all, this
I
is
just gave
pointless
you
anyway.
receipts.
Second of all, this is pointless anyway. Do you accept that there is a prophecy in the Gospel of John of Muhammad?
No.
Okay, so you don't even accept that. Okay, fine.
Right.
Yeah.
But even if we were to reject this, there are other cases in the Quran that clearly quote from the Gospel of John. So either way, scholars already
Quoting
know
from the
this.
Gospel of John doesn't mean it confirms it absolutely. You already conceded that.
Yeah, that's not my
Yep.
argument, though, is it? I
Thank
said it
you.
was
So
the general.
thank you for conceding your argument fails.
Then why did
You
you?
just said-
Why did you
wait,
say
You just
fans?
said,
bro,
you just
Didn't
said,
I wait? Didn't I say from the very beginning? I think it works with either a general confirmation or an absolute confirmation.
but you just said.
Thank you.
that-
Thank you
gonna
for
let me
showing you
answer?
can't track.
Are you going to let me answer?
you
Thank
can
you
track-
for nothing, because you made no point.
Can you track?
So I'm responding. Am I not? You not?
You don't even know what my argument is.
Yeah, you just said the Quran quotes Johannine material. Therefore,
As
the
was well
Quran
known.
is affirming the Johannine prologue. Is that not what you said?
Does the Quran affirm the gospel?
He's not answering the question, man.
I am answering it. Does the Quran confirm
so
the
did you
gospel?
say? Was your argument not the Quran has Johannine material, therefore must be confirming the Johannine prologue?
That's not my argument. My argument
okay,
is,
that's
No, I think
not
he
his
must
argument
his
anymore,
argument.
man.
Listen. My argument is simple. The Quran confirms the
It's not his
Injil, which
argument anymore.
we say is the gospel. Yes?
I agree.
The Quran identifies what it thinks this gospel is because it quotes and paraphrases from
Where,
them.
where does it say hypostatic union?
It doesn't need to. That's
You
like me
just
saying,
said-
where's
you
the
just-
word
you made-
Aqidah in the Quran?
You made the assertion that the
Come
Quran
on.
confirms the hypostatic union. Did you not?
The incarnation, yes. What
Evidence.
I'm saying, but what I'm saying,
Evidence.
very
Evidence.
simple. The Quran
Evidence.
confirms
Yeah.
in a very broad, holistic manner
Yeah.
the gospel, right? The question is, what is the gospel? We can tell this from the Quran itself because it paraphrases from John, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, as you yourself have admitted with Luke.
And you've
You
already
understand?
admitted that paraphrasing from gospel material doesn't mean you're confirming everything in it, right?
Right, just the major themes and
Beautiful.
narratives.
Thank you very much. So
which
again,
is general
the
confirmation.
so the question is, where does the Quran confirm the hypostatic union?
Is the hypostatic union not a major part of the gospel narrative?
Nope.
Nope.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's only
You're
He-
making the
he
question. You
believes-
have to
he
prove that.
believes-
There
he
you,
believes
there you
that
go, ladies and
to the
gentlemen.
Christian,
He
the
Chris, you're
incarnation
begging the
and
question,
Islamic
Chris. You have to
union
prove the
is not a
hypostatic union
major
to
theme
begin with.
of the gospel.
all right. Can you show me? Can you show me the
You see
hypostatic?
Dean's jumping in.
What?
Dean's
Ready?
jumping
Ready?
in to help
Ready?
you. Guess what
Ready?
is coming in, bro?
Well, me and Dean are here to speak.
What?
you know?
Right. So let's keep this
All right,
together.
all
Very
right.
simple.
Anyway,
Chris,
so-
you're the starter
one
butter.
second.
You're
You
the
just-
starter butter.
You're struggling. You're struggling.
Chris, everybody
The
can see
Quran
who's struggling,
quotes
Chris, and
from
it's
the Gospel
definitely
of
not
Luke,
me.
the Gospel of John, the Gospel of Matthew, and the Gospel of Mark. Now, you say you believe in a general
No,
confirmation.
can I respond to the claim you
general,
just made?
I haven't finished yet.
Chris, we
The
heard your
general-
point. Prove
Well,
that.
you
Can
just
you
made
let
it.
Chris
Wait,
finish? Let Chris
All right,
finish.
all right,
Let
let
me
him
finish.
finish.
Let me finish.
It's okay. Let
You-
him finish so he doesn't cry. Let him
Thank you
finish.
very much. The general confirmation is that you believe in the major themes and narratives presented in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yep.
Okay, is the crucifixion a major narrative in Matthew, Mark,
You're
Luke, and
shifting
John?
now. No, you're
Yeah.
shifting. 'cause
You,
it's
you see how he's
hypostatic union.
shifting from the hypostatic
You can-
union, guys?
Hold
I've already
on.
done
Shift
it. I've
to
already done
hypostatic
it.
You see
union.
how
You
he's
shifted. We
shifting
saw
from
Are
that.
you going to answer
hypostatic
his
union?
questions or
You
not?
need to prove to me it's
let
not
me
a major
address
narrative.
the hypostatic
can't address it,
union.
that's
Let
why.
me address the
Because you
hypostatic.
guys
see,
can't.
this is running. Stop. You are talking about the hypostatic union. You claim that it's a major theme. Can you please prove to me the
Can
hypostatic?
you name me a
Can you
single
please-
scholar?
you
that
see how
says
he's
that the
cutting me off?
hypostatic union is
You
not
see
a
how
major
now
theme in
this
the
You
is-
have
gospel
been
this is-
narrative.
cutting him off
this
the
is-
whole time,
This
man.
is
What do you
panic
want?
mode, man. Mike, do you want to? Mike, do you want to
guys, just everyone
Mikey,
watching, just know,
Mikey,
just
you wanna
know,
talk
when every
instead?
time the Orthodox Muslim interrupts us, it means he's panicking by his own standard. I just want everyone to be clear.
I'm panicking, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep,
That's
yeah,
why.
Yeah,
That's
you
why.
are, man.
That's why I got.
Show me
That's
the
why I got
incarnation is in the
four.
major theme.
That's
in
why I
the
got
gospel.
4 Christians.
That's why. Look,
on-
interrupting. That's why
That's
you're
why I
panicking.
got.
You're panicking.
Bro,
huh?
can I finish? What are we doing?
Sure, go
Are we
ahead.
gonna
Go,
talk?
stop panicking and you can finish.
All right,
Okay,
yeah,
good? Then go.
yeah, sure thing. All right. So remember, he said that the Quran is confirming general themes in the Gospels. You guys want to know why he has to make that kind of argument?
I'm okay with
Because
that.
he don't, can I, bro? Stop talking.
You
dude. What's
misrepresented his
wrong
Correcting
argument.
you.
Oh my days.
Stop. Like you could correct
I'm
me after.
correcting your
You could
argument,
correct
yeah?
me. Oh my god, this is crazy, bro.
Mike, didn't you start by
This is-
saying no
this
one's
is
gonna
why-
interrupt each other?
This is why we
Didn't you
don't
start
I
talk.
said we're going to try to minimize
Oh,
it.
He's been interrupting me this entire time.
Like,
But
come
you
on,
guys, he came in and started interrupting everyone.
Alright,
Dean.
I got
know
you. I
that's
got
true.
you. Chris, you made the
Bro.
claim that the hypostatic union is in the Gospels, and that therefore the Quran would be confirming that.
It's in the
That's
it's a major theme in the
yeah,
gospel. Yeah.
we have no reason to assume that. Prove the hypostatic union from the Gospels.
Name
Go
me
ahead.
a single Christian scholar that thinks that the incarnation has no is not a major theme in the gospel.
Okay,
Name a
so-
scholar. Wait, name a scholar that
Go on,
does.
go on.
N.T. Wright.
Bring the quote.
You want me to go digging
Bring
N.T.
the
Wright's
quote.
work right now?
Bring the
No,
quote.
I don't have it with
Bring
me.
the
obviously.
quote where he says the hypostatic union is a major.
It's
theme
a
in the
major
Gospel.
thing.
We can.
Bro,
we
yes.
can
no, I'm not aware of a single Christian that's like, yeah,
Alright,
the
bring the-
incarnation.
bring the
That's
quote.
not a major part of the
Oh,
gospel.
well,
Why
exactly.
do you bring up that
Show me,
quote?
show me a
Bring the
single,
quote.
show me a
Bring the
single
quote.
Christian.
Thank you
says
very
that.
much. This when I started doing the
Libby on
cha-cha. This when I started doing the cha-cha on
Wait,
all
let,
of
let
you,
me
bro.
speak. Let me speak.
Libby
Let me
on.
speak. We can show the
this is-
hypostatic
this is
union.
fan-
Let's
this is
show
fan-
him
Go
the
ahead,
hypostatic union. in the
Nick, go ahead,
gospel.
Nick. Go
Okay,
ahead.
let's show him the hypostatic
Show
union.
the
for the gospel.
hypostatic union is a major theme, by the way. Big bird.
Panic mode.
Yeah, great.
So-
What's
so-
the objective? What's
so-
the objective criteria to be considered a major theme?
You gotta ask Chris.
Gotta ask Chris. He's the
Yeah,
one.
okay,
He's
so
the
I'm
one.
asking-
He's
I'm
the
asking
one.
you, according because
He's
you
the-
asked
bro,
me.
bro.
No,
Can I?
Chris
Just
set the
what,
standard.
have you noticed that every time I've started to speak, either Chris interrupts
I
or
was
Michael,
speaking to
Dean.
and now
You
Fearless
have
Sure.
How about this?
interrupted
I'll just speak.
every
Let's
single time.
Brother, all right. Can I
I'll
finish
just
my?
speak.
Can I
I'll just
finish
speak.
my?
Yes.
Can I finish
Yes,
my
you
response?
asked. You asked us to
Can
show
I?
you.
Can I
where
finish
the
my
hypostatic-
response? Can
Dude,
I?
you
finish
asked
my
us a
No,
response?
you're gonna let Nick. No, we're gonna let
You
Nick
asked
talk
us
now.
a
You
question.
asked
Can I
the
finish
question.
my
You're gonna let Nick
response?
talk.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
You
can I
Nick.
finish
asked
my
us a
response?
question, dude. You
ahead,
asked us to show you where the
I haven't
hypostatic
asked the
union-
question
Go
yet.
ahead, Nick.
I haven't
You guys
finished my
literally
speech.
asked us. Did you guys or
That's-
did you
I
guys
haven't-
not
I
ask
haven't
us?
finished,
Why
though.
are you
But I haven't
panicking?
finished speaking though.
You asked us a question about the hypostatic
So
union.
Chris got knocked out. Mike got knocked out. Fan is just
Bro,
sitting
I'm
like
still
a
here.
useless
Chris,
Go
just
ahead,
let him
whining.
Chris, let him
So
Chris, let him
now,
Chris, let him
so
Chris.
now,
Yeah,
so
I'm
now
not talking
Fearless Truth
because
wants
you're a
to go. All right.
crybaby,
okay,
and if
just
I
let him,
jump
just let him,
in,
just let him,
you're
just
gonna
let him.
cry about my
Hold
big
on, just
words
let him, just let
and the
him.
fact
Man,
that
you
you
got-
can't keep up with
Man, you
high
got
level
belted by
intellect.
AN.
Just let them,
All right.
let them.
Let
Don't be weird.
19-year-old
Let
on
them.
Discord.
All right, so
Okay,
if I
go
got
ahead, Nick.
belted by AN,
Hold on,
then
just
you
let
should
them.
So
not.
Fearless-
Then you shouldn't be scared of talking to me. Yeah.
Let's let Fearless Truth talk.
Okay, so yes, you guys
Obviously,
asked.
the top three
Great.
are
So you
useless.
guys asked the question, how do we know that the hypostatic union is a major theme in the gospel? My question to you was, what do you consider objectively to be considered a major theme?
Something that is taught throughout the gospel, something that is clear, unambiguous, and prominent.
Great. I think John 5:19 is clear, so we can go to it.
Did you hear everything I said?
Yes, it's something that's
All right, so
prominent.
repeat
something
repeat
that's
what I
clear,
said.
something that's
Repeat
taught
what I
throughout
said.
all the gospels. Yes.
All right, beautiful. So I already granted that the hypostatic union is in John. I already said
Okay,
that.
great. So we
It's
can
in
go
the
to other-
prologue. So can
Okay,
you find
fantastic.
it in Matthew, Mark, and Luke?
Yeah, let's go to. We can go to Matthew. Sure.
Beautiful. Go ahead.
Let's go to. We'll go to Matthew chapter 18. Is good. Let's go to
Sure.
Matthew 18.
Go for it.
This is like 1 point out of 5 at least, by the way. So we're getting caught.
No,
up on
this
the first point.
this is the top three being useless and getting knocked out.
No,
So
no,
that
no,
the-
no. This is
It's okay,
crying.
it's okay,
The
it's okay.
first point I
Now
brought up.
they're letting the rookie.
Yeah, let's let Nick
talk
make the
now.
point. Yeah, let's just stop with the ad libs, guys.
Are you able to do anything other than chest?
All right.
bump?
So Matthew chapter 18. What does this mean? And if this doesn't mean omnipresence, when he says in verse 20, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them."
You said this means omnipresence?
Yes, if he says wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, that means he's able to be everywhere.
Beautiful. Now watch him get destroyed by his main false apostle, Paul. Paul says to the Corinthian church that although he is not physically with them, he's with them in spirit. Is Paul everywhere?
Yeah, he's with them in spirit. Is that different than being in the midst of them?
Oh, okay. So you could be with somebody without literally being
Not
there,
in
right?
the
Nick?
midst of them. Not in the midst of them. How is he in the
beautiful.
midst of them?
Oh, beautiful. Does Paul say that God God is in the midst of the believers?
Yes, he is.
Beautiful. Is God literally in their midst?
Yes, God is omnipresent.
God is in my pocket now.
God is omnipresent. His
Is
presence
he in my
everywhere.
pocket? Is he in my pocket?
Yes, his presence sustains all
Is
things.
God in my pocket?
He doesn't have a localized presence in your pocket,
Is
but
God
he's
in my
omnipresent.
pocket?
If
So
you're
he's not literally. So he's not
if you're
literally
talking about
spatially-
his presence,
So
then
he's
yes.
not literally. So he's not literally spatially located,
bro,
right?
bro.
Nick?
No, I can show you. I can show you. Wait, I can show you.
Right, Nick?
I can show you. Hold on.
Wait. You think that literally
Let me
and
continue,
physically
bro.
are the
Let me
same thing?
continue. Dear
does.
God,
Really
let me
quick, really
continue. Oh
quick.
my
Do you think Allah is
Continue.
omnipresent?
Only in
No,
his
they
knowledge.
Okay, wait. Okay, great. His knowledge is omnipresent, but he's
And
not.
lost, man.
Wait, let me talk.
And
Let me speak, guys. His
How does
Yeah, the
knowledge-
guy that can't
Guys,
do
let-
metaphysics.
Please let me speak.
You want
His knowledge
to?
is
We can talk about it if you want. Then
His knowledge is
No problem.
omnipresent, but he's not. What kind of distinction is there between his knowledge and himself?
meaning he knows all places. He's not ontologically everywhere. We
Great, if
believe
he's
that God. We believe that God is spatially extended above his throne. That is his ontological
So he
place
has a
above
space.
his throne.
Great.
Yes, he does. Do you have a
Yeah,
problem?
God is
with that?
physically
Fantastic.
located.
Bro,
All
What's
right,
your
all
argument
right,
against that,
one
Chris?
sec.
Chris, what's your
Yeah.
argument against that?
Nick,
I can't
Nick,
speak.
Nick,
You just
Yo,
said
don't
that
run,
God's
Chris,
physically
don't run.
okay.
Yeah,
fine,
can you-
whatever.
Chris, let's let
Nick-
Chris,
let's let Nick
Chris,
go.
one
Let's let
second.
Nick go.
Chris, no, Chris
Chris,
said.
No, hold on.
Wait,
bro.
Chris-
It's fine.
Wait,
Oh,
can I
he's letting
speak? Can I
Chris run
speak?
away.
Can I speak? Don't let Chris run. Chris
Oh,
just
he
said.
don't want to
Wait,
talk
Chris,
to me,
run.
bro. He
Chris-
does not want to
Wait,
talk to me.
what? Chris
No,
just. So
Chris
tell
is the one
Chris
that
to shut
interrupted
his
you.
mouth if he doesn't know what he's talking about. Chris just
you
said.
need to show your mouth.
All right,
You
so
just say
Chris-
God is physically located above his throne.
Yes. Do you have a reductio ad absurdum?
Oh no, I just want
Chris, do you have a
everyone to
reductio
know
ad absurdum?
that
Do you have a
your
reductio
Dawa
ad
guys
absurdum?
believe that your God is
Yeah,
physically
do you
have an
have a
argument against
do you
that?
have a reductio ad absurdum, Chris?
No, I just think you are.
I
absurd.
do.
Thank
And
you.
let's-
He has
There's no
no
argument
reductio
against
ad
that.
All
absurdum.
right,
All right,
no,
great.
no.
So I'm going to speak now.
Okay,
Great.
cool. So
Okay.
Chris,
Thank you,
Hold
man.
on.
All right, let's
Right.
let. That's what we're gonna do,
Go ahead, Nick.
Orthodox Muslim. If you're gonna keep interrupting, this is gonna happen. Now, Nick is gonna talk.
Chris interrupted.
Chris interrupted first.
There we go.
dude. What
Go
you
ahead,
talking
Nick.
Okay,
Go ahead,
great.
Nick.
Fantastic. All right,
long
Now,
fantastic.
now you're
Okay.
muting me,
Nick.
Mike.
All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna do it again. Go
Okay,
ahead,
I'm
Nick.
just going to speak. It's just going to be me now. It's just going to be me now. Okay. The question is, if he's spatially extended, is this a limit by space? You're mute. You muted
Oh,
yourself.
you said
Yo,
unmuted
yo,
yourself.
Did you give up on proving the hypostatic union from the gospel?
No, we still are. This is literally
That's a red
consistent.
herring.
Idiot,
It is a red
guys.
herring. That's true. It is a red
Yeah,
herring.
this guy gave up on the hypostatic union.
It's not a
man.
red herring because you brought up that Allah is
Go- go-
spatially
No, he
extended.
did. He did.
You
He
said
did.
Allah is spatially
He's the-
extended.
Yeah, you asked me, do you believe Allah is everywhere? And I responded, that has nothing. What I believe about Allah
Yes, because
has
that's what
nothing
you
to do.
asked us.
What I fearless truth. What
Oh,
I
dear
believe
God.
about Allah has zero to do with the hypostatic union in the gospel. So go ahead.
Great.
and
So
show
we
it.
believe that God is omnipresent. What's the issue with that?
All right, believe it. Show me in the gospels the hypostatic union.
The fact that he says that he is in the midst of everybody.
And I told you, Paul says that he is with the Corinthian church without bodily being there. How is
Yes,
he
he,
there?
does he say he's in the midst of them?
He doesn't have to say he's in the midst of them.
What's the distinction between saying you're with someone always and that you're in the midst of them?
Nothing.
Yeah, the distinction is going to be that if you're in the matter of fact, what does it mean to be in the midst of someone?
No. Define
We'll make it easy.
You're about to
To be-
define
to
it.
be-
We'll make
in
it
the-
easy.
To be,
We'll make
go
it
ahead
easy.
and go ahead and
We'll
define
make it
it.
easy. I'm asking you.
Go ahead and define it.
No,
No,
you're
I
about to
asked you.
define it
Go
and
ahead
you
and
stop.
define it.
You're
Go
I
about to define
asked
it.
you, what do you think it means to be
Go
in the midst
ahead
of
and
someone?
define it.
So you
There's
don't
no
know.
difference
So you
between
don't
them.
know.
We already said that.
Go ahead and define it.
So you
Fearless
don't
Truth.
know.
You were no, I know. You don't.
what
know.
is it?
Go
I
ahead-
asked you.
Go ahead and define it.
Great. So
You
since
said
he
you were
doesn't
gonna
know,
define
I'll
it.
explain it. It
Yeah,
means
I
to be
clearly
in
don't
presence
know, yeah.
of. It means to be in the
All
presence
right.
of.
Is he in the presence of the Corinthians church?
He's not in the presence in the same way God is. No, what?
Does he? Oh, beautiful. That begs the question. You're assuming that Jesus.
We can go
is-
to the verse about Paul.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Sure.
You got caught. That's begging the question. Why? Because you use your conclusion as one of your premises to assert your conclusion, which is a big fat donut circle, sir. So let me teach you now.
Let's go to the verse you're talking
Oh my
about
God.
where Paul says, I'll show you.
This is panic mode. Stop cutting me
You
off.
brought up Paul. Let's go to
You
the
guys,
verse.
you guys are muting me. You're cutting me off. All of you are panicking
Great, go
because
ahead,
of
but
one
let it be
man.
known that I want
Let
you to
me
go to
finish.
Paul. Let it be
Let
known.
me
Go ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
Let me
Go ahead.
finish, bro. You use the verse in Matthew 18 to say, if two people mention Jesus, then he is with them. That's a non sequitur. It doesn't need to be that he's literally with them as some kind of God who has presence everywhere, because we see that this language is employed elsewhere to mean with them in spirit. When they mention Jesus, Jesus is with them in spirit. Another example is this. In the parable of Lazarus and the rich man, okay, what does, when he goes to the place where Abraham's bosom is, and then there's a barrier between them, and Abraham's bosom is in bliss, and he's in torment. He says, how do I prevent my family from coming here? What does Abraham say? Tell him they have Moses and the prophets. Did they actually literally have Moses and the prophets? No. Moses and the prophets were with them in their teachings and in their books, in the books of the prophets and in the books of the Torah. That is how they had Moses. Same thing with Paul. He says, although I am not physically with you, I am with you in spirit. So it is upon you to substantiate that Matthew has high Christology for your argument to follow.
Yes, great. Does he say that he's with them in presence, or does he merely say that he is with them in spirit?
He says, I'm with them in spirit.
Okay, so he doesn't say the same thing as
So
being
prove
with them in
Jesus
presence.
is not with them in spirit.
Where does he say he's only with them in spirit?
He doesn't need to. It's an inference from the text.
Where? Show me.
I just
That's only
told you.
spirit.
I just told you it's an inference from the text. Why? Because Matthew doesn't portray Jesus as being divine. So there's no reason for us to read this as Jesus being omnipresent in any sense.
He does portray them as being divine.
All right, let's see
because
it. Let's see it then.
Was he worshipped in Matthew?
Nope. He was given proskuneo.
And proskuneo, we can show you that that's given to God as well. Let's go.
No,
to
it's
it.
also given to God, but it's also given to not God. So you have to prove that it's worship due to God.
Yes,
Yep.
because when they bow down and kneel, has anyone ever bow down and kneel, give proskuneo to anyone
Yes.
else? Okay,
yes.
great. Show me where they
King
kneel. and did that,
Nebuchadnezzar,
please.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 46. Baked.
Okay, is that Greek?
Why would it be Greek? It's Daniel.
Is proskuneo Greek?
Yo,
Are
this
you-
guy-
Daniel's in Aramaic.
Daniel's
Why
not
would
in
it
Greek.
be-
Are you
why
slow?
would it be- why would it
He
be
went from
Greek?
Greek
It's
and he's
Daniel.
Proskuneo
Why
Greek?
would it be Greek? It's
That's my
Daniel.
point. Is
The
proskuneo
the
is
LXX.
proskuneo Greek or
I'm
not?
telling you,
Proskuneo is
the
Greek.
The LXX translates as proskuneo, dummy.
Okay, let's
Okay.
go to it. Daniel, what?
Go. Daniel
Daniel-
chapter 2, at the end of the chapter, where King
What
Nebuchadnezzar
What verse?
bows and prostrates
What
before
verse?
Daniel. I just told you at the end of
You
the
already
chapter.
said it, dude.
That's at the end. No, he said at the end of the chapter. What verse?
In the 40s, at the end of the chapter.
In the 40s. Okay. Do you know
Yes.
which verse specifically? That
No,
can-
it's I know it's in the 40s. I haven't read it in a
Oh,
while.
dear God. Okay, we don't even know what verse. We're just making stuff.
Daniel
up.
246.
Watch him embarrass himself now.
Daniel
Has-
246. Is that it?
Has
said
anybody prostrated
246?
before anyone? Yup.
I didn't say anyone prostrate. I said prostrate specifically.
Ah. Yeah, it's proskuneo. Check the
Is,
Greek.
is it 246? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, check the
Mhm.
Greek. Check the LXX.
Okay, 246. That's exactly what he said. It's 246.
Yup.
All right.
Check the
Any
Greek,
specific
buddy.
any specific Greek you'd like me to use? Any specific website?
Brother, just pull up the LXX.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want any excuses. Fantastic. I
We'll
just
see
don't
who
want any
gives the we'll see who gives the excuses.
All right, Daniel 246. Here we go. All right, can I share my screen here?
Yeah, I'll put it up for you.
All right. Let me see. Here we go.
This is embarrassing. You guys are all getting baked right now.
Bro, the only person who gets baked is
Bro, how are you four Christians getting baked by one Muslim?
Why do you got to keep saying it if it's true? Everyone would just see it. You got to keep like trying to tell the
It's
audience.
just,
what's
it's,
going
just,
on.
it
Ridiculous.
just baffles me. That's it, bro. It just baffles me. man.
Okay, sure.
No, I don't really.
Whatever you got to say to give yourself some security there.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, man.
And you've
I have the Greek in front of
It's
me.
shared.
so-
Yeah, I shared it on my screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dean, you got the Greek as well?
There you go.
Yeah.
You said Daniel 246, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right,
If
which
that's
word
the
are you
ver-
talking
if
about?
that's the verse where
Yeah,
King
yeah.
Nebuchadnezzar, if that's the verse where King Nebuchadnezzar prostrates before Daniel, then that's it.
Okay, which part says proskuneo?
I don't read Greek.
It's right there. It's so if you
Wow.
just
Make
look
it
at
make it
the-
bigger.
Yeah, make it
Yeah,
bigger,
I
make it
can't see
bigger.
this.
Bigger, 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 bigger.
I don't know how to make it bigger here. Okay, I don't know if you can make it bigger. on your
Watch
screen.
this guy's
It's,
face
it's
go
before the
red.
word. Yeah, it's before the word Kai. Just zoom in, dude.
Watch this guy's face
Oh,
go
right
red
here?
right now.
Right there. This one here.
It's right before Kai.
Are you talking about this one
Yeah,
right
that-
here?
Yeah.
I can't see.
Is that proskuneo?
Yeah,
this what you're speaking about?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's proskuneo. Watch his face go red now.
I'm
proskuneo, yeah.
sure it's gonna go red. Okay, where would you like me to go? I'm here for it.
It's proskuneo. Is that
It's
not
right there,
proskuneo?
dude. It's in front of your face. I can
It's
literally,
literally right in front of your
recognize it.
face.
Oh, good
I
lord!
can
Why
literally
is-
I'm
recognize
here
it.
on it right now. I'm here
I
on
can
it right
literally
now.
Does it
recognize
say
the
Do
Greek.
you want,
It's
do you
right
want
there.
me to show you? Do you want me to show you now on the
Does it
lexicon?
say
It's-
does it say
you want me-
proskuneo?
do you
Nick,
want me
does
to
it
show-
say
Oh, dude.
Nick, does
I'll
it say
show you.
proskuneo?
Okay,
words.
again,
You're
go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick. So
Thank
you
you.
can
Alright,
actually
This
make
is
your
so
point.
embarrassing.
Okay,
Go ahead,
fellas,
Nick.
I'm going to show you that in Matthew 18:20 that it's two.
No,
different
doesn't
words.
say.
Go ahead,
I'm
Nick.
going to show you it's two
I'm
different
being
words.
muted. I'm being
Yeah,
muted.
you
by
are
the way.
because you keep interrupting him because
muted.
you don't want him to actually show
No,
his
does
point.
it say proskuneo or not? Yes or
I'm
no?
Go ahead,
I'm
Nick.
going to show you it's two different words.
Does
How
it
many
say
times do I have?
proskuneo? Oh my God.
I'm going.
This is
Oh my gosh!
embarrassing.
Can you please listen?
Nick,
I'm
can
going
you
to
answer
show
the
you
question?
it's
Listen, he's going to
different
show you.
words.
Stop interrupting him. Again,
Dear
you were complaining
Lord.
about being interrupted, and here you are interrupting him when he's
This
trying
is
to make
this
points.
is crazy. This
Go
is
ahead,
crazy.
Nick.
You guys are
Okay.
muting me, but
Yeah, of course we're
Thank you.
Yes, I warned you, and I
Wow.
told you this was going to
wow,
happen.
bro.
So
Wow,
stop
that's
doing
crazy.
it.
Yes, I'll show you.
Go ahead, Nick.
Thank you. I'll show you. Okay. So if we go to proskuneo here, and I'll go to the Greek here, and I'll show you. I'll share this screen as well. I'll share the other screen here.
Go ahead. I'll
This
put it
is
up.
good damage control, man.
Sure, it's good damage control. Sure.
Fearless
here we go.
truth. Your cheeks are red, by the way,
There you
like
go.
King Sylv.
Not read at all, but okay. Sure.
King
Let's see what they
Sylv's
are.
red face, red cheeks.
Okay, proskuneo here, right?
All right.
This is proskuneo, correct?
Both of them are proskuneo.
Okay, is 4352 going to be the same in the lexicon?
Yeah, they're
as the
both proskuneo. Yep.
Okay, now let's go to this one.
Are they
This is-
both proskuneo,
You
Nick?
guys see my other screen now?
Are they both proskuneo, Nick?
I'm going to show you that they're
Can you
literally
just can
different.
you just answer this
No, I'm
question? Are
saying
they
they're
both
different
proskuneo?
inferences.
Did you say it's not proskuneo?
Oh
or
my
not?
gosh. Yeah, I said it's different inferences. Yes.
Okay, is it proskuneo though?
No, it's a different inference.
Is it proskuneo? Yes or
It's a
no?
What the hell does it
different
even mean?
inference.
Different
How many
inference.
times
What does it
do I
even
gotta
mean?
say
Is it proskuneo? Yes or no?
No, it's a different inference.
Is the
Explain what you
word
mean, Nick.
proskuneo?
Just let him show you on the
Okay,
screen.
do you know?
Why is he not answering
you know
the
what?
question,
I'm
bro?
showing you. Do you know what a parsing tag is?
I want to know if it's proskuneo. That's what I want to
You
I'm
know what a
showing
parsing
Do you know-
tag is
Do you
is
know
what
what
he
a
asked you.
parsing
Yo,
tag is?
this is
You know what a parsing
amazing
tag
Can you
is?
please
organic
answer the
damage
question?
control.
I'm
You
going
know
to
what a
show you.
parsing
Isn't
tag is?
proskuneo? Yes
I'm
or
try-
no?
dude, I'm trying to show you
my
that
God, that's
is basic.
crazy, bro.
Basic. I'm showing
Is it
you.
proskuneo, Nick? Yes or
Nick, just
Listen to
show
the
him.
question.
Nick,
In
just
the
show
Greek,
him.
two.
Nick, just show
Wow,
him.
that's
Please.
crazy.
This
I'm
is
being
very simple.
muted.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
Nick,
very,
just show
very
him.
simple because you won't
I'm
listen.
being muted. No wonder
is-
you're getting belted by Mormons.
Lord,
Go ahead, Nick.
Can I
Nick,
can I
just
answer
show
or
him.
not?
Nick, just show him. Don't
Okay.
even try to ask him a question. He's not going to answer. 'cause
Okay, I'll
he
very,
doesn't
I'll
know
very
what- he doesn't
clearly
know any of
answer.
these
I'll
terms.
very clearly answer. Two words in the Greek can look similar but be different by the parsing tag. The parsing tag is what indicates what the word actually means itself. So this is what I'm asking you. Do they have the same parsing tag?
Go ahead, Louis.
I want to know if they're both proskuneo, Nick. Can you answer the
Wow,
question?
This is insane.
No, 'cause you
Already
didn't answer
answered
his
the
question.
question. So he's not gonna answer.
Nick went there
You're not
because
gonna
he
answer.
said it's not proskuneo. Now he found out it is proskuneo,
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
doing. And
I
he's
already
doing,
said
and
this
he's
before.
doing, and he's doing the Mexican cha-cha. So can you please answer?
So instead of
Is it
doing ad
proskuneo?
homs, can you please
Is it-
answer the question?
I want to know if it's proskuneo, Nick. You're not
I'm
going to get
so-
away. You're not going to get
You're
away.
not going to
with
get
this,
away
Nick.
from answering what a parsing
Can
tag
you
is.
please tell me, is it proskuneo or
It's
not?
not the same proskuneo that's in Matthew. No, because
So
they have different parsing
it
tags.
is proskuneo.
It's a different word. It's a different
diff-
parsing
so it's
tag.
That's not a different
proskuneo?
word. It's just the
Okay,
same word
so if
conjugated,
so if
dude. Come
something
on.
has a different parsing tag.
It's the
Is it
same thing
word or
conjugated.
not?
Because a different parsing tag
Nick,
gives
is
it.
it
It's the
same
same
word or
It's the
not?
same
It's
word
the same thing.
conjugated.
God, this
So
is-
nobody's
the same
gonna answer my
thing then.
question.
This is-
Oh
this
my God,
is-
I just answered
this-
it 3 times.
You guys
No,
are literally.
answer my
You guys
question.
are
It's the
literally.
same
you're
word
getting-
conjugated in Daniel.
I'm
Look
not
at them
gonna-
interrupting me
prostrate.
now. Look at them
Nick,
interrupting
I'm
me
not,
now.
I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead, Nick.
Nick,
This is
I'm gonna
insane.
answer directly. Nick,
He's
I'm gonna answer
muted me
directly,
every-
but you have to.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
got-
Dean.
I got
He's
you.
muted
Go,
me.
Dean,
Nick,
go ahead. You can go.
Yeah, I
But
got
let
you,
me
I
try
got
to
you.
mute Dean.
hilarious.
Dean,
I
go
got you,
ahead. I'll
Nick.
mute
Nick, I got
Orthodox
you.
Muslim for
He
you.
ran
Go
from
ahead.
his
I'm
God,
gonna
and
answer
now he's
it,
running
Nick.
from this.
Nick,
because
Go
he
ahead,
said
Dean.
his
I'm gonna
God was
answer it
logically-
directly. Nick,
Go ahead,
I'm
Dean.
gonna answer it
Go ahead.
directly, but you're gonna answer Libiano afterwards,
Sure.
correct? Okay,
Sure.
beautiful. So that word in Daniel, it's the same word but just conjugated, meaning it's saying to worship. This is saying they prostrate or the worship, whatever you want to translate it to. The point is that one of them says they bowed or he bowed, that is, and it's like, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's proskunesin. The other one is proskuneo. One is saying they prostrated. This one is saying they prostrate. That's what it's saying in the gospel,
Yeah,
that is,
does,
right?
does a parsing tag change
it's
the
the
meaning
same.
of a
Now
word?
it's the same.
He's
it's
muted.
The same word. Okay,
He
it's
keeps
the
muted.
same word.
Because Dean is speaking, dear
Different-
Lord.
It's the same word with different forms.
Sorry, we had to have Dean speak because you can't speak.
He's
Is it
muted me,
the
guys.
same word or
Answer
not?
the question.
Libiano,
same
one more.
word
I'm
in
just
different
gonna
being
let Dean
muted.
talk. All right, that's it. Dean, please
mean,
continue. I'll
literally
bring
can't
Libiano
stop.
back
This
in
is
when
crazy.
you're done talking.
Dude,
bring
you
Libiano
weren't
back
answering his
in.
question. That's the thing. I answered your question. Are you gonna answer his now?
Yeah, I'm glad that you actually answered the question. I'd like for him to answer it.
Because
I think it's embarrassing that he
you're
can't
being
answer the question
disingenuous
and
now.
needs
You're
you
being
to.
disingenuous because I allowed Libiano asked you a question and you were answering. You were asking him one, and then I answered your question on the condition you answer him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you said yes.
Yeah, and I answer the question just like I answered it again.
Okay.
Proskuneo is not going to be the same thing as proskunei, which is when it's talking about a different parsing tag.
One of them is talking about the do.
Wait, do you deny that? Do you deny that parskunei is different than parskuneo in parsing tag?
It's the same. It's the same meaning of the same word in different conjugate.
Do you agree that there's
conjugative form? One second, Nick. You asked me a question. One is in the conjugative form, which is in Daniel, which means they prostrated down. Proskuneo means
is there
they prostrate.
Do you agree there's a
prostrate
difference
to.
between proskuneo and proskunei?
One is just in the conjugative form.
Thank you. You agree that there's a difference. My point in showing that is that there's a difference in the actual worship itself.
What? Okay, watch this. One of them has it in the conjugative form. The other one doesn't have it. What's the justification that because it's in the conjugative form, therefore proskuneo or proskuneson in that instance, that these two words have such a distinction?
Fantastic.
Such as one is worshiping God and the other one isn't worshiping God. What's
Fantastic.
the for that?
Because proskunei you will never find in the Old Testament in this conjugation given to Yahweh. You'll never find it. I challenge you to find me one time.
Okay, so just because it was never used for God, does that mean that you can't use it for God at all?
No, we can use the inference.
What's the justification for that?
Yeah, we can use the inference from probability.
It's a bad inference. It's a bad inference.
It's not what I literally said. We can use an inference of the fact that this one is never used for God in the Old Testament. That we can assume that proskuneo itself is going to be used for God.
No, it's a bad inference.
Proskunei is never used for God.
It's a bad inference. One, because can it just so happen to be that it's just never used for God in the Old Testament?
No, I'm saying I don't think that it
can
be
it just
used
so
that
happen
way.
to be that it's just not used for God in the Old Testament? Yes or no?
No, because I think it would have been
Chris,
used for God if it could. No, I think if it was used for God, if it could have been used for God, it would have been. I don't see any evidence that it can be used for God.
Why did you guys drop Libiano? You guys said you're going to answer his question. Why did you drop?
Because he was even interrupting you.
Oh my dude,
He was.
I don't mind if you interrupt me. Like we're here together against 4 Christians.
Okay, I will bring him back in, but he's got to
Stop
play
saying
ball.
you're against 4 Christians because I have not been talking and
Fan
Chris
hasn't
has not been
talked
talking and Mike hasn't been talking. So
yeah, so my simple question for Orthodox Muslim when he comes back in is...
organized to... One second. We actually organized to speak to Mike and Fan, and I don't know where you guys came from anyways.
Wait,
okay, well,
oh, that's a lot.
Okay, well, again, my question for Orthodox Muslim when he comes back in is why is proskunei, that conjugation, never used for Yahweh in the Old Testament? That's my question.
All right, I'm going to bring Libiano back
Hopefully
in.
he actually answers.
meanwhile,
I'm going to bring Libiano back in.
I'm being told to shut up.
Yeah, so Nick, but you already said you were going to answer his question.
And I answered. I literally said proskunei is not going to be an absolutely identical word to proskuneo.
Okay,
let's get
I'm going to
Libiano.
bring... All right, I will bring Libiano back in. I hope he observed quite well how these work between Dean and Fearless Truth. Okay, they were talking. There was minimal interruption. Okay, he not going to talk over Dean. He's not going to talk over Fearless Truth. So I'll bring it back in. But if he starts,
Libiano can talk over me if he wants to add something. That's fine.
Okay,
It's not really going to get anywhere though. If you guys are
not
talking
going to get us
anywhere.
Well, we can bounce off each other.
All right.
It's fine.
All right, let's hear him. Let's hear him complain and stomp his chest all this once.
Great.
The King Orthodox Muslim is back, and you guys are terrified of me. That's why you want to drop me, and that's why you keep muting me.
No, you're getting dropped.
And can I finish? Can I finish?
They can't.
Can I? Hey, pork face, be quiet.
No.
So let me.
And there we go, Dean. See, Dean, I have a question for you. See, when you were on with Chris and I, or I'm sorry, with Thaddeus and I, you talked about how it was great that we let you talk. Is he letting us talk?
I mean, I think both of you guys aren't.
Well, at least he admits that he's not letting you guys talk either. At least he admits that. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, if you want,
Yeah.
you can bring him back up and just do a time thing.
Well,
that's fine. I will do time thing.
I would rather do that. I think we have to. So can you bring him back up and give me literally 10, 15 seconds, and then I'll say my point, and then you can give give him whatever time he needs.
All right, I'll give you 30 seconds, and then I will give him 30 seconds to respond, since we have to do this kind of stuff. All right,
Fantastic.
so
Thank you.
great. Ready? Go.
Okay, so my entire point is that even if the root word is the same, it's not an issue because it's not an absolutely identical word, proskuneo and proskunei, because it's speaking about different conjugations. If it's not an absolutely identical word, we can posit that this one conjugation is only used for God. This other conjugation is never used for Yahweh ever in the Bible. And so we can posit from this that proskuneo is going to be used for God and proskunei is going to be different. Go ahead.
Beautiful.
Go ahead,
Thank
Liviano.
you. Thank you. I'd like a back and forth. I'm not doing timed. I'm not here to do time.
Why?
Then you
Why?
can go away. All right. Kevin,
Oh
you can go
my
away.
gosh,
All right,
bro.
that's
We
how we're gonna
literally
do that.
do.
Okay.
We literally agreed
Listen.
upon this. Dean said it was fine, and then he can't
All
ever
right,
agree.
I mean,
Here's
he
what's gonna
didn't
happen.
agree on it. So
Here's what's going to happen now. All right. This is not his channel. This
This is
is not his
crazy.
stream. He is not
Yeah.
here to run things, Dean. I would like to have a conversation with
Yeah,
you
well-
and Libiano.
yeah, listen.
We would
yeah,
all
yeah,
like
listen.
to.
What we'll
And
do
by
is-
the way, real fast, Dean, sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but this is fair
Yeah.
because when I went on Orthodox Muslim's channel, he dictated the conversation. And he said we had to talk about specific things, and he interrupted me constantly. And that video's on my YouTube. So he can't complain that Mike wants it to have it his way on his channel because he did the same thing to me when I went on his.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we agreed that there's going to be a sort of way when we speak to each other on the panel. I think, to be fair, like both parties, there've been instances of interrupting, ad libs, whatever. So what
I
we can
agree.
do is, right, if you do want to, or I think what's best is you get a third party, right, to moderate, right, someone that's not a Christian, not a Muslim. That would be the best course of action. You can invite him on your channel. We have no problem coming on your channel. But if you get a
I
third party
tried-
moderator that we can
Dean,
both parties can agree upon,
Let Dean
I
finish.
think that's the best way to proceed.
Dean, I tried moderating. I tried to point out the first time I spoke, I pointed out Mike was using a modal operator and that you guys weren't. And I was trying to show you guys how you were talking past each other.
Mhm.
And that was met with him chest thumping more.
Yeah. So
No,
then
he
you
insulted
got to get
It was more
so
than that. He insulted
first of
us.
all,
Let
we're
Dean
gonna need
talk. Let Dean talk.
yeah, so we're gonna need to get someone that's not a Christian, not a Muslim, because already Than, he's already gonna Bert, you said you're employed by Mike. How can you moderate like an unbiased fashion?
Because I have the
Right.
ability to have non-biased moderation.
If he doesn't,
Yeah,
if he
so
doesn't want you to be the moderator,
that's
we'll get
fine.
somebody else.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, exactly.
Listen,
So
Dean, we can.
if you can
if
agree
you
upon
want.
a third, yeah. What
Well,
did you say?
Dean, sorry, Dean. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother. But I'm saying we can set something up if you want. Me and Mike and whatever you want to do, right? Where we can do, we'll have a moderator, we'll get a moderator, and we'll talk about one or two topics, and we'll do one or two topics. Maybe you guys choose a topic, and we'll choose a topic,
Yes.
and we'll have a moderator. and we'll do
okay.
that. If you want to set that up, I'm almost certain Mike would be down.
Yeah,
And I'm
Nick
down.
Me, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm totally down for Nick and I.
So,
to do
Dean, are you okay with that, Dean? Dean, if you're
Okay,
speaking, we
so to
can't
be
hear
honest,
you. Oh, there
yes,
you go.
sorry, yeah. So we can maybe organize that, right? Yeah, that doesn't sound bad to me. I'll speak to Libiano on it.
Okay.
But Libiano just hit me up now saying he'll do time. So just bring him up. Let's run it.
Okay. Do you want to restate your argument, Nick, and then I'll bring him back up?
Yeah, I'll take 10 seconds. Yeah. So my argument is that since it's a different conjugation, it's not an absolutely identical word. We never see it in this specific conjugation ever used to be speaking about Yahweh, the proskuneo that's given to Yahweh. We never see it in that conjugation used. Since we never see it in that conjugation used, but we do see the other conjugation being used for Yahweh, the same conjugation is given to Jesus, we can assume that that conjugation is actual worship.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. Although you guys are being unfair, it's okay. It's just because I want to catch Nick because he's doing his best to run and he's red. All right. Nick said that his argument was first that it's not the same word. When he got caught red-handed, now it's conjugated differently. Therefore, it makes a difference. Now, let me address that because I like to address everything and bring receipts. Nick he's nervous. Look, he's doing this with his hand. All
That's
right.
30 seconds.
So he said, "Bro, come on, let me answer, bro. What is this?
I'm gonna
bro?
give him
Like,
the same time though.
just let me talk, and then you let him talk.
Start
Whatever.
with the ad homs then.
All right. No ad hom. Whatever. All right. So Nick said that because the conjugation is different, therefore The word now means worship to God alone. I need evidence for that. Who preceded him in this? Bring a scholar, bring a lexicon, bring a Greek linguist, bring whatever you want, and let's see the evidence that a change in conjugation means a change in meaning, or that it becomes worship due to God alone. Everybody here is embarrassed because of that. They're going to have a long conversation with you because they all know it's wrong. Okay, number two. Watch the big boom, ladies and gentlemen. He said it's not used for anybody else. Well, it's used for David in 1 Chronicles 29:20, where the same exact conjugation is used. So, Fearless, is David God?
Great. I would like him to show the same conjugation there is used in 1 Corinthians.
Beautiful. Let's pull it up. Let me just pull it
Sure.
up here.
Yeah, Chronicles.
Okay. Here, if we go to 1 Chronicles 29, I could share my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 Chronicles 9, what verse?
20.
First Chronicles chapter 9, verse 20. I'm here.
29.
29.
20. Okay. If you pull it up here, let me pull it up on the screen.
Okay.
Share screen. The entry you brought was 4352, right? Is that the
Was
entry you brought?
435. Yeah, that's what the I don't have to look at. That's what the root word is, though.
All right. So what is this here?
Let me go back to StreamYard. 4352.
Yeah. What is this? Is this the same?
Yeah, that's the same root word.
No, I'm saying the conjugation. Is it the same?
No, what's the conjugation there? Do you know?
The same,
do you know how you, do you know
the
what,
same conjugation in Matthew, from what I can recall.
do you know what a conjugation is?
Yes, it's how a word is used based on the context that it's in, whether it's others, whether they are doing the worship, or I am acting upon the verb, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's based on how it's actually used within the parsing.
All right.
tag.
So does
for
it say
example,
here?
is this an indicative active?
So does this? Okay, here he's yapping away now. So does it say
It's not
here?
yapping. That's about.
Does
the
it say here the God of their fathers bent down the knees to bow, to do obeisance to the Lord? Does it?
Yeah.
Does it say the same thing here?
I'm fine with that. That's not my
So
question.
it says the same thing.
No, I'm asking you to prove it's the same.
So it says the same thing.
No, I'm asking you to.
All right. So
what's the conjugation?
What's the word there?
Bro, I have no issue saying it's the same root word. I'm
No,
asking
I'm
you.
saying, is it even
Dude,
the same conjugation?
You were supposed to show me.
Yes, take a look
Where-
at. I have it in front of you. Take a look
if
at
it's
it.
the
You want me
same
to-
conjugation, can you answer me?
What's the
Is
verse?
it in the
What's the verse in
indicative active?
Matthew 18? What's the verse in
Matthew 18?
Yeah.
Matthew 28:9. So my question is that in the indicative active or not?
28:9. Well, we'll see. Matthew 28:9. By the way, you don't respond to my argument, so I'm still waiting for that. Completely ignored what I said.
Sure.
28:9.
28.
What do you mean 28:9?
Matthew 28:9.
28.
What do you know what I mean?
28:9. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, looks the same to me here.
Yeah, we know the root word will look
There,
the same.
not just the root, bro.
Dear God.
Not just the root. Here we go.
Dude, dear Lord.
So now let me share this screen now.
Fantastic. Share the screen.
All right. So you saw that one. All right. Now let's go to Matthew. All right. Is that not the same? Right there.
Yeah, it's in a different conjugation. As
What's
I've already
the
said.
difference?
That this one is in the indicative active.
All right. Go ahead and show it.
It's on the screen that it says it's in the
I
indicative
know.
active,
Show that
dude.
the Chronicles. I said show that the Chronicles one is a different conjugation.
Dude, you said it was the same conjugation. You're not showing
Can
it.
you said it's you just said it's different. I just showed
Wait.
you both words. I don't read Greek. They look the same to me from the form, from the skeleton itself.
Does
Go ahead.
conjugation have
Go
anything
ahead.
to do with the form of
Go
the
ahead.
word?
Go ahead and show me that it's different.
Wait,
You're
does
the Greek expert,
conjugation
right?
have anything to do with the form of the word?
I just told you, show me that it's conjugated differently, bro.
You said it was conjugated the same. Why are you running from your own claim?
I just showed you it. The both words have the same exact skeletal reading.
Does skeletal
I just
reading
showed
have to
you
do with
it.
wait, is skeletal reading the same thing as conjugation?
If a word is conjugated the same, it's going to have the same skeletal reading. Yes, of course. Why would
What?
it have a-
So if
Why would
one word-
why would
wait, so
why
if
would it
one
have
word-
why would it have a different skeletal reading? What the heck?
That's my point. So it'll have the same skeletal reading, right?
All right, you just said it's different, bro.
No, I
this
said-
guy, there's no
Dude,
way.
dear
bro.
Lord, please
There's-
listen
this guy-
very closely.
There's no way this guy is serious.
Bro,
So,
please
bro,
listen. Please
can you-
listen
can you-
very
can you stop
closely.
wasting time and tell
Please
me what the
listen
difference
very
is?
closely, Libiano.
Go ahead and tell me what
If
the
two-
difference is.
please listen
bro.
very closely. If two
Yeah.
words have the same skeletal meaning, it has nothing to do with the conjugation, correct?
Bro, both of them. Let me just read it.
You answer the question?
Are both of them proskinesin?
Dude, can you please answer the question?
Both are the same exact word. Yes.
That's not what I asked you. I said, I'll ask it again. I'll ask it again.
Go ahead.
If two words have the same skeletal meaning or same skeletal function, right? They look the same. Does that mean they have the same conjugation?
Yeah, usually, yeah. From what I know, yeah.
Where do you get that from?
That's just from what I usually observe.
From what you observe? So you
Yep.
don't actually have any evidence of that? Because I can show
No,
you two.
last time I checked, you or I.
Would you
were
like me
not-
to give you
were-
examples? Would you
Can I
like me to give
respond?
you
Can I
examples of this?
respond? Can I respond?
Sure.
Can I respond? Yeah. Last time I checked, both you and me are not Greek linguists. Okay. So of course it's from what I observe. Stupid. So now please go ahead and
I
show
can
me.
show you, yeah.
You just said, guys, he backtracked twice. He first
I'll show
said the
you.
conjugate. He first said the word is not proskuneo, it was proskuneo. Then he said it's not the same conjugation. It is the same conjugation. Now what?
No,
What's the argument
I'll
now?
show you it's not the same conjugation.
Is it both proskunesin?
Yeah,
Yes
I'll
or
show
no?
you it's not the same conjugation. I'm
Brother,
gonna show you right.
I just answered this. Is it
I'm
both
gonna show you right now it's not
Is
the
it-
same conjugation.
Okay, is it both proskunesin?
That's the same root word, yes.
Proskunesin is a root word?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
proskunesin is coming
Oh my
directly
God.
from the root word.
Proskunesin is a root word, bro?
Yes, it's coming directly from the root word. Is it not?
Proskuneo. Oh my God, brother. Oh Lord.
my
you guys are
goodness.
so lost.
It's
Bro, this
proskunesin,
guy- this
not
guy-
the
this guy-
conjunction
this
of
guy
the
is
root
literally-
word.
This guy is literally, bro.
Okay,
you
so he
are
literally,
done
so
today.
again, he can't let me speak.
Ben, brother,
So
are they
again,
both
We're going
proskunesin?
to speak
Are
again.
they both proskunesin?
Oh my
Are
God.
they both proskunesin?
Dude,
I'm not.
listen.
Go ahead,
the
Nick.
skeleton-
Nick,
dude,
go
the
ahead.
skeleton. So
Bro,
this is
can you
exactly why-
stop?
Go ahead, Nick.
No, this is why
Stop
we have to do
muting
time
me.
because you can't stop speaking. We have
And
to
you-
do time because you can't stop speaking.
Oh my God. bro.
Proskunesin is directly coming from the root word itself. So the question is, no matter how much the root word is the same, or even if proskunesin's the same, it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with whether the conjugation is true or not. So I want to ask you this.
Beautiful. No, I'm going to address what you said.
Wait, I want to ask you this.
Go ahead.
I'm
Nick.
just asking you a simple
Finish your
question.
point.
If
Stop
I
muting
show
me,
you-
bro.
No, I will. I'm gonna
Dude,
keep
dear
muting you
Lord.
if you're not
If
gonna
I,
let one
dude,
talk.
if I show, it's a very simple question. If I show you that this word in First Chronicles is not used in the indicative active, will you agree you're wrong in the conjugation?
Go ahead.
Bro, if you mute me one more time, I'm out of here. I'm serious.
Okay, fine.
Stop
I don't
muting.
care.
Stop
No.
muting me.
You can. I'll just push you out myself.
He doesn't
That's how this
stop.
is gonna work.
He doesn't stop. Like Dean's the why is Dean able to actually conduct himself that way, but he can't?
Because Dean's respectful when
This
he
is
comes
crazy.
in here.
This is
It's-
crazy.
It's clearly
It's
different.
a very simple thing. The
Yeah.
skeleton of the word has nothing to do with the conjugation.
I'm pretty sure he just kept on talking over you because he wanted to get kicked, so
He-
that way he doesn't
yes,
get
he wants
accused of
to.
running
Okay.
away.
Okay, what was the point of this whole conversation? Right? The point of this conversation was going back to that passage in Matthew to say that, this shows that there's a major theme of the incarnation that contradicts
Yeah.
Islam, right?
Yeah.
So let's
that's
so let's bring it. How about we bring it back to that point because we're working on very
Yeah.
semantical word games of Greek. None of us are Greek linguists. No one here is a Greek linguist.
us.
So if you can give us an observation, right, Nick? Like, did you get this point from a Like, for example, when I spoke to Mike last time, he was quoting Michael Bird, and he quoted other scholars, Jason Staples, etc. Do you have a scholar that actually makes this observation that you've observed, or is this
About
something
what
that
specific? About the different conjugations or what?
Yeah, like did a scholar precede you in this?
No, I'm saying I can like show two words that have the exact same skeleton but have different conjugations.
No, I understand, but the distinction you're making now between there's one conjugation specifically for God, and it shows us that, and there's another conjugation that where it can be used for both. That observation itself, did any like Greek linguist or Christian scholar or whatever?
They could have. I'm saying that every time that you look in there in the Old Testament, it's never used in that specific conjugation. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So let's bring back up Libiano.
If we go back to the
left,
main
man.
point,
I mean, I just want to know.
Did you drop him or he left?
Oh, he
put him
left.
I put him in the
Yeah,
backstage.
I think because you're muting him. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah. The entire point is that it's weird that me and Dean are able to have actual conversation, but Libiano is. I wonder who the problem is.
Yeah. So listen, what we can do is, like I said before, we can do a moderated discussion. Right? We're on your channel. We don't mind if it's on your channel, like I said before. So we can do myself, Libiano, and preferably we would want just like two speakers and a moderator. Right? You can pick whoever you guys want for it. Right?
Yeah, we can do me and IP. We're fine with that.
Yeah, we said
Yeah,
I'd go do it with Nick. That's fine.
Do you
Yeah.
have any if you have any dates, you can let us know and we can figure out exactly when we're gonna do it. But we're down to do that. You pick a topic, we'll pick a topic. I think that would be
So for now, but because considering like we're here and so on, yeah, let's just seal it. Let's just seal it on the Islamic dilemma.
yeah. What do you want to talk about?
And then I'll head out. Okay, so let's
That's
go
fine.
back on the Islamic dilemma point.
yeah, because we
So,
only go
so
as far
the
as
point is
say-
with Islamic.
Let
yeah,
Dean
just-
finish.
just
Let
let me
Dean finish his
yeah,
point.
just let me make a point on the Islamic dilemma. So we got to a point where you guys were saying it's even if it's a general confirmation, still it would be the fact that the major themes in the Gospels contradict with Islam. Now that's a bigger burden now upon you guys to prove these major themes contradict with Islam, recurringly so, right? So there's a recurring theme. The majority of the recurring themes in the Gospels when Jesus is preaching, that contradicts Islam. That's too big of a burden for you to prove to begin with.
Can I address that?
Yeah.
Wait. Can you help me understand what the big burden is?
The big burden is to show, because even if you prove to us, let's say there's one major theme in the Gospels that's recurring, the claim is that you, as Chris stated before, we can show that the majority of the recurring themes contradict with Islam. So you can't just show one major theme in the Gospels that contradicts. You're gonna have to show that the majority of them contradict. So that's the big burden.
Oh, so okay. So you're saying, just to make sure we're clear again, you're saying one recurring thing and that contradicts Islam isn't enough. You want to have multiple recurring major themes.
Because that's a standard. Yeah, because that's the standard we set with Chris at the beginning.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just clarifying. That's all.
So I will push back on the need for things to be like recurring a lot. I don't know why that needs to be a thing. So, for example, when you look at the crucifixion, like the crucifixion that event doesn't happen at the beginning of the Gospels, right? It happens near the end of the Gospels. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it's obviously a major theme that the Gospel writers are trying to get to. So the crucifixion, I think, is one. The fact that Christ rose from the dead is one. The fact that Christ's baptism I would include as one as well. I would say that the idea of marriage in heaven not being applicable in the gospel context, according to Jesus' words in the Synoptic Gospels, that's something the Quran disagrees with. I think that's a pretty major thing. Like, I think you would have to reconcile these things in order for general confirmation to work.
Yeah. So let's deal with that one by one, right? So first, we'll just start with like the crucifixion. I'll grant you the crucifixion, resurrection is a major theme, right? I'll grant you that. That's a major theme. That's one of the major themes. But this is the exception to the rule because the Quran does the conscious edit on that point, saying that they didn't crucify nor kill Jesus in 457. So that's just gonna be like the exception to the general rule. Then what you're gonna have is the other stuff you mentioned, which we can discuss on, right? So marriage in heaven, that itself is not a major recurring theme because we know Matthew and Luke copies that detail from Mark. So really, there's only one source that mentions it, which is Mark, that they're taking from, right? And even then, it's one time where Jesus says it. He just says it once within the gospel. It's not like this major recurring theme. So
right, but why?
Besides the crucifixion, resurrection, one of the points he made that was major and recurring was the fact that there's the incarnation, like Jesus is God in the flesh, right? But for me, I think it's the opposite. You see a recurring theme that Jesus is subordinate to God. He isn't God. And yeah, he reserves these properties to Yahweh, the Father.
Do you say it's a major theme that Jesus, for example, he performs miracles without explicitly having to state as he does them that he needs his Father's authority or permission?
Yeah, that's fine. But the point is that if you have if you have something that's ambiguous, such as Jesus doing actions, doing miracles, that's that's implicit. You can interpret that as he did that on his own, or he's doing it by permission or by authority given to him by the Father. Now, we already have explicit verses where Jesus says he's doing it, right, on the permission of the Father. He does nothing besides what the Father allows him to do. So, based on that inference,
Right. So
that it's you can have that clear verse establish an interpretive lens for the Gospels. When you see Jesus doing miracles, it's always by the will of the Father.
Sure. So what I'm getting at specifically is that when Jesus performs many miracles, he doesn't explicitly state as he's doing them that he's only doing this because he's got the authority of the Father to do this specific miracle. Rather, it's just an assumed thing, whereas the Quran talks about these miracles and it modifies them by saying that actually, no, Jesus explicitly called on the permission of Allah to do them. Which is
he does say explicitly, like I said, he does.
What, sorry? He does what?
No, he does say, I told you from the beginning, he does say explicitly.
I'm not talking about whether he has the authority. What I'm talking about is whether or not he asks for it as he does the miracle. Because the Quran says he does.
Yeah, that's an implicit thing where if he's going to be given to it by God, he's asking God for it, right?
No. Because I could just concede that he has prior. Fine. My point is that when he performs the miracles in the gospel, he does not ask for the Father's permission as he does them, right?
Does he need the Father's permission?
My point is that based on the fact that he never says any of this as he does the miracle, and the witnesses accuse him of things largely because he doesn't do this, this demonstrates to us that he did not ask for permission in that instance.
Okay,
whereas
give me an example of that. Yeah, give me an example of that.
Mark, I think Mark chapter 2, for example. So
bring the exact reference. Let's put up on the screen so we can see what you're saying.
Okay. I think you're taking this somewhere I'm not taking it. All I'm doing,
what verse
dude, you cited it, man. Come on, like what are we doing here, bro?
What verse am I putting on the screen? I'll put it on.
Authority to forgive sins. Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
where Jesus says he has authority to forgive sins.
Right. In the Quran, does the Allah supposedly, does he say that when Jesus performed certain miracles, he asked for permission to do that?
Yeah, and the inference is
right.
Is Jesus in the Gospels? He's always given permission in order for him. He's always given authority to
as he does the miracle.
Yeah, to do these things, he needs
Can you
permission.
show me in
from
the
God.
text where Jesus says,
"Yeah,
I'm about to heal this blind man. Let me just ask
this is the verbatim word fallacy. Like, what are you doing? It's cringe.
What? How's it verbatim? The entire narrative.
Because you're asking.
Wait, let me finish. No. You can't make a point and then you not let me respond. You're saying it's an explicit word fallacy. I'm saying no. The context is very clear that Jesus performs miracles, and those who witness it, they accuse him of certain things. Right?
Yeah,
they accuse him of blasphemous things. Right. Okay. Whether they're wrong is irrelevant. What I'm saying is that they perceive it in that way because he doesn't ask for permission as he does them.
No.
The Quran says he does ask for permission.
Let's let Dean respond to that now.
Yeah, I mean, let's put up on the screen so we can look at it first.
All right, let me pull Logos up. All right. So Mark 2 is where you want to go.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So just zoom in on that.
Let me just try to make this bigger. So Mark 2. There, I've zoomed in on it.
All right, beautiful. I appreciate it. So so let's just read it first so everyone can understand what's happening. So let's read from here. And when they could not get near him, there's a paralytic man in front of Jesus. And when they could not get near him because of the crowd, they removed the roof above him. And when they made an opening, they let down the bed on which the paralytic lay. And when Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, your sins are forgiven." Now some of the scribes are sitting there, questioning in their hearts, "Why does this man speak like that? He's blaspheming. Who can forgive sins but God alone?" And immediately Jesus, perceiving in his spirit that they thus question within themselves, said to them, "Why do you question these things in your hearts? Which is easier, to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Rise, take your bed and walk'? But that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." Okay, so that's the gist of it, right? Now, the fact that Jesus cites being the Son of Man, you do know where that's coming from, right?
That's not what
Daniel
I'm talking
7.
about.
Yeah, Daniel 7. So when in Daniel 7, the Son of Man is in the dream, doesn't God give him the authority and glory
That's not
and
my
sovereign?
point. Again,
We're
thought
looking
you
in
would-
context, dude. Come on.
No, my point. Okay, Dean, very simple. In anywhere here, does Jesus explicitly turn and ask his Father for permission to heal the paralyzed man?
He doesn't need to. He says it afterwards that God gave him the permission
Okay, so
by
he
inference
doesn't
to
say
Daniel
here.
7.
Does he say it here or not?
Yes, he says it in meaning by saying that the Daniel 7 passage is applicable to him because in the Daniel 7 passage, the Son of Man is given authority, dude. It's so clear.
Okay, so as he does this miracle, he doesn't ask for permission here. He already has it.
He cites Daniel 7 to show God gave him the authority, yes.
Okay, right. But he doesn't explicitly ask for permission here. He already has it. That's what he's saying.
He's saying God gave him the ability to do so.
Beforehand, right?
Yes.
Okay, the Quran says that when he performed certain miracles, he only did that through the permission of Allah. There's nowhere in here where he asked for permission. The gospel account is very clear that those who were seeing him did not believe he was doing this with permission of Allah, with God.
And then, but Jesus, okay,
right.
so you see, so first of all, does the Quran quote passages in the past in meaning or verbatim?
So the Quran explicitly adds to the context is what I'm getting at, and that's not in the gospel.
Wait, so you're not answering my question. So when the Quran quotes stuff from the past, instances, does it quote stuff verbatim or in meaning?
You could say in meaning, but you need to be careful
meaning.
because you also believe that it consciously corrects things.
Yeah, beautiful. So it consciously corrects improper meanings with proper meanings, yeah. But it doesn't have to consciously correct verbatim words, just the meaning, the concept. Now, the concept is in the Quran, as you're citing, is that Jesus, when he went around doing miracles, he did it by the will of Allah, and let everyone know he did it by the will of Allah. And I'm showing you, that meaning is matched within this text because he cites Daniel 7. Daniel 7 says that this person was given authority by God. So he's by inference, he's telling them, I was given authority by God. Justification is the Son of Man is given authority in Daniel 7. I am that Son of Man.
Okay, I don't think we're going to agree here.
Dean, I got a question about that. Didn't you say when you were on...
but before I do, because he cited this verse, I want to give you one verse because he said there's no verse where he actually asks God for permission. So let me give you one.
Well, you're going
in the context of perform.
This is the context of performing miracles. Yeah. So
but
go John
you
11.
said when you were on with us on Thaddeus last Thursday, this was about just all of general humankind is what you were arguing. Now you're saying that Jesus is
but remember, you can rewind it. But Mike, you don't remember when I told you can make a strong case here that Son of Man in forgiving sins is Jesus? You don't remember when I said that?
I'm just trying to get clarification on what your position.
I'm confused because you did say it was the Son of.
Yeah, but didn't I also say that you can make a good case it's about Jesus in Mark 2?
Well, I want to know your position. I agree.
I told you my
position,
dude. I told you my position before. My position is that Son of Man regarding the Sabbath, Mark 2:28, is humanity. Mark 2, I think it's 14 or 8 or whatever. That passage, as the Jesus seminar makes a case, it could be humanity. But I can give you, if you can make a good case, it's Jesus citing Daniel 7 applicable to himself. Do you understand?
So you're not saying it's either. You're just being.
No, I'm saying I'll grant it because you can make good case one or the other. So I'll grant it.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get clarification on.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to get. Okay, so what verse did you want to bring
up? So go to John 11.
I figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, so let's bring that up.
Let me.
Mike knows his Bible.
John you're going to go to Raising of Lazarus, where he prays to the Father, so that they will see. Yeah.
All right, so go to verse 41. This is after Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead.
So sorry, John 4 what? 41?
11:41.
11:41. Thanks. Sorry.
Yeah, all good. So just starting from 41, this is after he resurrects Lazarus. He says,
Isaiah said these things because he saw his glory and spoke of him. Nevertheless, wait, why did he go to John 12? Sorry about that. I don't know why.
No, you're good.
Yeah. I'll just go back up. All right. 41. Okay. So they took away the stone, and Jesus lifted his eyes and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this on account of the people standing around, that they may believe that you have sent me. When he said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come out.
Yep. So he asked for God. He asked God to do a miracle before he does a miracle.
Where does he do that though?
Because he says here, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people. What's he hearing in the context of?
Okay. Well, he says, he doesn't actually ask him to do the miracle. He just says, "You've heard me," and then he does the miracle. as
Okay,
separate.
so give me a more plausible indication other than he's heard him in the context of being able to do a miracle.
Well,
What's a more plausible reading?
it's right there. He says, "Father, I thank you that you've heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this on account of the people standing around me, that they may
Heard him
believe
for
that
what?
you have sent me."
In other words, they didn't need.
Heard
they
him
didn't
for
really-
what?
Didn't really need to ask him.
He heard it so the people around him would know.
No. When he says, "Father, I think that you have heard me." Heard me in the context of what?
In the context of praying before the people so they all see. That's the point.
Okay, so yeah, beautiful. The context is he does pray to the Father for a miracle, but he does it in front of the people. This actually gives me justification now.
But this
'Cause he's
doesn't
saying-
this doesn't
'cause
show he's asking
wait,
permission. That's an
just let me
assumption.
just let me finish. So just to establish, when he says, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me," in the context of being able to raise Lazarus, correct?
No, that doesn't say that.
Okay, let's read the whole thing from the beginning. Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. This is verse 38.
Mhm.
Came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone laid across the entrance. "Take away the stone," he said. "But Lord," said Martha, the sister of the dead man, "by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there for 4 days." And then Jesus said, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you have sent me." So hearing here is in the context of what? To be able to see God's glory in raising Lazarus, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he's asking God for them to see the glory of the miracle, which is asking him to do a miracle.
Well, hold up. What did you go back and what did you just say right there?
So he's the context here in verse 41. I'm going to repeat it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not 41, 40. He says, "Then Jesus said, 'Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?'" The glory of God here is the miracle, correct?
No. Yeah, it's part of the miracle, but notice he's not asking permission. Jesus is doing miracles for the glory of God. He doesn't have to ask permission, though.
So does the Father have to hear him before he does a miracle?
No, because the Father always hears him.
Yeah, but hears him in the context of what? Being able to do miracles, correct?
He's doing the miracle, though. But this is the point that Chris and I were trying to make earlier, is that notice what he's doing. He just does the miracle. He does not say, "With your permission, Father, send Lazarus out." He just has Lazarus
Wait,
come out.
Mike. Why does the Father? What is the Father hearing from Jesus? What does that
He's
mean?
hearing the cries of Jesus.
Cries
the
of Jesus.
The communication of Jesus. He's always being able to hear Jesus.
Communicate. So what's the communication in the context here of him raising Lazarus, correct?
That is what he goes on to do as the action.
All
Yeah.
right, beautiful. So there's no the most natural reading is he's communicating with the Father, and when he speaks to the Father, he's saying, "Let them see your glory." And God always permits Jesus whatever he asks for it to be fulfilled. But
So
he just verbalizes it here so that the people may know that as I will read here, I don't want to misquote it. Let me get it up.
Yes.
It says,
keep going. Yes.
"Yeah, I knew that you always hear me." So he knows that God always hears his communication for miracles or whatever it might be, or for people to see the glory of God. "But I said this for the benefit of the people standing here," meaning he doesn't express it in front of the people, right? He doesn't have to express it in front of the people. God will always hear him. But he said it in front of the people so that people may believe that the Father has sent him.
So God always hears him, so he doesn't have to be asking for permission. Now, we agree the Gospel of John says that everything that the Son does is from the Father. But this is the point that, going back to Chris's, what he was arguing earlier with the difference in the Quran. He doesn't have to ask for permission. Jesus just has this power, this authority given to him by the Father to go do these things. He doesn't have to keep asking for permission each time. This goes back to Chris's point earlier that it's different in the Quran where he has to ask permission. Is that correct, Chris? Or you can correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct, yeah. So in Surah 3, Ayah 48, and Surah Al-Ma'idah, Surah 5, Ayah 110, it's explicit that only by Allah's leave or by Allah's permission does Jesus do these things, and he even gives the example of raising the dead. So, yeah, the Quran is clearly in conflict with what the Gospels teach here, because the Gospels don't teach that when Jesus says this, he has to ask explicitly for permission. That's my point.
Yeah, and
So
the point is,
what you're now
that
gonna say-
and what I'm telling you is the meaning of what the Quran says is expressed within the Gospels by the fact that when he does functions, he says, that he is the Danielic Son of Man that's given authority by God. That he says, the Father, I communicate in communication here. If you don't have the presupposition he's God, you're going to assume, yeah, he's having communication with God in order for him to show the glory of God. Do you not agree, Mike, that there's a relationship between the Father and Son where the Son is subordinate in role?
I have said, yes, he is subordinate in role, not in
Okay.
substance.
Okay, beautiful. And what I'm saying is, when you read the gospel texts, actually, before I say that, you agree that there being a subordination in role is compatible with what the gospels say, correct?
Of course it is.
Okay, so the gospels depict Jesus as being subordinate in role compared to the Father. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, my point is when you read the gospels and you're telling me, yeah, he's subordinate, he has authority given to him by God, etc. All these points of reference, you make a distinction between being given authority in role and being given authority as in there's an ontological difference. I have no reason to have that presupposition to make that distinction between there being authority given to him just because it's hypostatic, rather than this is being an ontological subordination. The Quran says it's an ontological subordination. He has to actually ask he has to ask Allah, the Father, in the Gospels for permission, and makes it clear he's merely human. And I see that in the Gospels he is subordinate, not just in a role sense.
So
Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
The reason I bring this up is because scholars have noted these verses in the Quran, and they note the fact that it's very explicit that when they list Jesus' miracles that we find in the Gospels, not all of them, because some include, from the Arabic infancy gospel, like blowing life into clay birds, but in terms of healing the blind, healing the leper, raising the dead, these are found in the Gospel accounts, right? But it adds, he only did this by Allah's leave. And scholars are pointing this out, that this seems to be an intentional dialogue with Christians, because Christians would have said, no, he is divine. This is how he does this. He doesn't need to keep asking for permission. And the Quran obviously wants to portray him as just a normal human prophet. So the Quran interjects and adds to this idea. Only by doing it by Allah's leave is this possible, right? That's what I'm getting at. And again, I'm pointing at scholars who have noted this. This isn't my opinion. What I'm getting at,
that's compatible with what I just said.
How so?
Because I told you from the very beginning, the Quran quotes the Gospels in meaning. And the meaning in the Gospels is that, as Mike already said, yeah, he's given authority, but he makes a distinction between ontology and a role. I'm saying I have no reason to do that. Mike already agrees that
this argument doesn't assume that at all.
Chris, do you agree Jesus was given authority in the Gospels?
How does that have anything to do with my argument?
Because he's doing things by God's will. He's given the ability to do things.
My point is, I don't need to explain exactly
answer the direct question. Answer the direct. I'm answering your questions. Answer the direct question.
Because that's a different argument.
You're being disingenuous now. So in the Gospels, is Jesus given authority? In the Gospels, is Jesus given authority?
What I'm trying to get to you, and what I'm trying
to
explain,
Mike.
I'm not going to go in. I'm not. Look, listen, dude. I've made the argument. I'm not making the argument.
I answered your question.
You said it's compatible with what you said, and I say how, and you say
and it's compatible with
distinction.
Chris, do you agree Jesus was given authority in the Gospels?
Do you agree that Jesus?
No, you're shifting. You're dodging. You're dodging, bro. It's very clear you're dodging right now.
No, I just. Does Jesus
was he given authority in the Gospels or not?
Does he ask for permission?
Oh my God, Mike, I can't deal with.
Okay.
This. I mean, I need
it's irrelevant to the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, you're not answering me. Everyone can see it. Mike has to jump in.
Okay. Yes, Jesus was given authority. Okay, Chris, make your point now.
Okay. Again, we don't need to go into questions of Christology or anything like that. It's not that complicated. It's just really basic. Does Jesus ask for permission as he does these miracles that the Quran references?
It's implicit within the Gospels. The Quran quotes it in meaning.
So he says it's implicit. Basically, that's him admitting, no, it isn't actually there in the text. You don't find it there. But he somehow gets it by some of the...
But you already agree the Quran paraphrases, don't you?
The Quran paraphrases, yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
how
I'm
we know
telling
the Gospels
you, yeah,
beautiful. That are being confirmed.
Okay, beautiful. So if Jesus is going around, alayhi salam, peace be upon him, if Jesus, peace be upon him, is going around doing miracles, and he's made it clear to the people that he does it by God's will, there's no issue of God saying, and then in the Quran, by the way, guys, when he did these miracles, he made it clear to you guys, he did it by God's will. He was given authority to do these things. There's no incompatibility between the two at all.
My point is that both the text itself make it clear he isn't asking, and the text itself, like in Mark 2, shows that the people who observed him thought he was doing something blasphemous, right? Precisely because he's not calling on the Father in that immediate act, right? And they think, what name is he calling upon, right? And that's why they question if it's blasphemous. This is something the Quran directly addresses. And again, I point Gabriel Reynolds.
Okay, which verse are you quoting from the Quran?
Surah Al-Imran, ayah 49, sorry. And also there's the same thing is found in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Surah 5.
Okay, which one do you want me to pull up?
Let's do 349.
Okay,
I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, put it on the screen so everyone can see. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And a messenger to the children of Israel. I have come to you with a sign from your Lord. I will make you a bird from clay, breathe into it, and it will become a bird by Allah's will. I will heal the blind and the leper and raise the dead to life by Allah's will. And I will prophesy what you eat and store in your houses. Surely this is a sign for you if you believe.
Okay.
So,
and my point with that verse is that as Mike just agreed, and I want to just clarify, you agree that Jesus was given authority in the Gospels, correct?
talking to me or Chris?
Chris, yes.
It's irrelevant what I think. That's the whole point.
Oh my God, bro! I can't engage with this, Mike. I can't do it. Okay.
Why? Why's that got anything to do with it?
Anyways, because if he's given, I'll tell you why. But anyways,
I'm literally not.
By the way, Chris.
Pure basic
I want to make it very.
Does the text say that he asked for permission? Yes or no?
Watch this. You see how I'm gonna.
The text doesn't say he asked for permission.
One second. You're asking the Quran or the Gospels?
The Quran says he did. The Gospel
says they asked for permission.
It says that he had permission by Allah's leave.
When he had permission. And what I'm saying is, yes. And what I'm saying is, I'm going to answer very directly. Yes, he has permission given to him by Allah. In the Gospels, it depicts that because Mike just said he's given authority. That's why it's relevant. So is he given authority in the Gospels or not?
Oh my days.
Is he given authority in the Gospels or not?
Really
answer
basic.
directly.
Answer
directly. Is he given authority in the Gospels?
No, because you're not answering me. I won't answer you if you don't answer me. Very simple. In the Gospels, does it say that he asked for permission when he does a miracle?
He doesn't have to ask for permission because it says he was given permission.
Wait. Yeah, I understand that stuff. Fine. But what I'm getting at is, in that moment, he did not ask for permission, right? And those around noticed this and they observed it. Right, okay, fine.
He doesn't.
The point is that the Quran says he had to ask for permission.
It doesn't say that. It says he does it by Allah's will. Listen, if he does it by Allah's will...
Allah's will? What is Allah's will then?
Allah's
will, not his permission?
Allah's will is to give him permission.
So it is permission then. Thank you.
To give him permission.
You agree with me.
Oh my God. Listen to this distinction.
Look, this is not that hard.
You're saying, let me respond because you're answering my questions. I'm answering you. So watch this. You're saying in the Quran, it's depicting him as always having to say, God, give me permission. I'm saying no.
Because it lists...
Dude, you're not let me finish. You're not let me finish. Okay. You're not answering my questions. I'm answering you. So listen. So the Quran is saying not that necessarily he's always asking for permission. It's saying that God always gave him permission. Big distinction. And I'm showing you, Mike agrees with that. He always gave him permission. How? In a hypostatic sense, not an ontological sense. Do you agree that Jesus was given authority in the Gospels? Yes
wait,
or no?
are you saying the Quran?
Oh my God, you're not answering my question, dude.
Wait,
in the Gospels, was Jesus given authority?
What I'm getting at very, very clearly.
Was Jesus given authority in the Gospels? Bro, come on,
in
Mike,
that moment, he did not feel the need to ask for permission, right?
I don't care for that. Was he given permission or not?
Oh, because you don't care because it's
was he given permission?
My argument.
Was he given permission or not in the Gospels?
I think we're talking past each other.
We're not, Mike. He's just not answering the question, dude. Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to jump to your other argument. I'm doing my argument.
Was he given permission in the Gospels or not?
No, bro. I don't care about your other argument. I don't care.
This is the text in question. He was given authority.
It's my argument, bro. You can't tell me what my argument.
And I'm giving you my rebuttal to the argument. It's my rebuttal.
Your rebuttal is irrelevant. I already explained. It's irrelevant which way I answer. It's irrelevant.
What I'm not drawing Jesus on that. Has been given authority. Jesus was given authority in the Gospels.
Okay, yeah, and what context does he get the authority? Is it in the miracles?
In the miracles and everything else.
That
everything happens by the will of Allah.
Okay, so and are those miracles quoted in the Gospels?
You see how I'm answering you directly, by the way? I'm answering you directly. Go on.
And are those miracles in the Gospels?
Yes.
Okay, and when we read those Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, like for example in Mark 2 or John 11, did he explicitly ask the Father for permission to do the miracle?
No, that he doesn't have to ask permission. Thank you. Because he says he doesn't have to ask permission.
I don't care for your additional fancy voodoo explanation.
Mike, did you see how I answered all his questions?
The point is very basic.
Okay, let's let Chris make your point and then Dean respond.
Dude,
Come
I
on,
just
man,
gave him
this
yes or
is
no.
so
So how long?
much
Just let me
effort just to
respond.
get to such a basic thing.
Let's stop asking each other questions. Chris, make a point in like 2
Right.
sentences.
Yeah,
and
go
go.
on, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My point is very, very basic, right? There are obviously differences and contradictions in the Quran compared to the gospel accounts. Very basic. This is one of those instances where the Quran is telling a different story. Scholars have noted this. Most of them say it's probably because they're aware of the Christian claim of Jesus's deity. Therefore, the Quran author is addressing this directly by adding "by Allah's leave" when it names the miracles in the gospel accounts themselves.
Go ahead,
Right?
Dean.
That's my whole point.
Yeah, and the response is that the Quran makes it very clear that he does it by Allah's will. Jesus does these miracles by Allah's will. We can see that in the Gospels consistently. He's given authority. Mark 2, he cites Daniel 7. Daniel 7, the Son of Man is given authority. Mike's very honest because he actually agrees. Yeah, Jesus was given authority in the Gospels. You're too scared to respond to that, bro. It's very clear. Now,
No, bro. I just don't.
now, Mike, I have one question.
Rabbit holes.
I have one question. I was trying to ask you guys the other day regarding Matthew 24:36. I want a substantive rebuttal because this is a point where I think it's very clear for anyone to see that Jesus is not God within the Gospels and is showing more of a Christology that the Quran is aligning with when it confirms the Gospels. So can you pull up Matthew 24:36 for us?
Matthew 24. I mean, everyone knows the verse about the son not knowing the hour.
No, but I need the context for when I make my point or if I want to make a rebuttal.
All right, let me pull that up here 1 second.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, but concerning that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. The same verses in Mark 13.
So my question is, what's your interpretation for that?
So there are two interpretations that I go back and forth between. So the first one is using St. Basil's approach, that this is rhetoric. You see this, I believe, letter 236 or 235, one of those two. He says that like this is Jesus just using rhetoric to talk about the Father proclaiming the hour. You can make a comparison to what Paul does in, I believe, 1 Corinthians 2:2, where he said, I desire to know nothing among you except Christ crucified. So that's the first.
So what do you mean? So what do you mean? What is the rhetoric here? Like, I don't understand.
So the rhetoric is like we see the way Paul uses the word "no" in 1 Corinthians. I desire to know nothing among you except Christ crucified.
Yeah.
Okay. He obviously knew more. He knew his name. He knew his history, that stuff. He was just saying, I wasn't going to proclaim anything among you except Christ crucified. So that's St. Basil's approach. He doesn't bring up the verse in Corinthians. I brought that up as extra. So it's basically
so Basil's approach is that it's read. Yeah, if you don't mind, can you pull up Basil? Because I don't remember. I've read Basil's letter 236. I don't remember him ever bringing that up. Can you pull up on the screen? Yeah,
let me find it here because I don't have it off the top of my head. That
no, take your time. Take your
topic.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. Take your time.
Let me see. I have the quote here. Do you want me to just read the quote, or you want me to pull the whole letter up first?
I mean, yeah, if you can pull up the whole letter so we can see it.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, Dean, I really got to say, man, I got a lot of respect for you because of how cordial you are and how you're actually able to have it back and forth, and I appreciate it. So,
no, I appreciate the fact that you and Mike have this platform, allowing us to speak, etc. Both on Muslim and Christian sides, we don't see that often, so I appreciate that as well.
Let me see if I got the right thing here. Oh, okay. No, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. That was my problem. My mistake. Give me a second here. I'm trying to find the exact quote I have. Oh, here we go. Okay. And then I will be able to pull it up. Okay. I got it here. So the passage I'm referring to that I use is down here. So this is St. Basil, as I said, letter 236. Everyone see that? Okay. So what I was talking about here is where he starts to get into it. So with the passage, no man knoweth the Son, but the Father. Even here, there is a charge of ignorance against the Spirit, but only a testimony to no. Yeah, let me see what I can do. Yeah, get rid of this stupid ad. Okay. No man knoweth the Son, but the Father. Matthew 11:27. Even here, there is no change of ignorance against the Spirit, but only a testimony that knowledge of his nature naturally belongs to the Father first. So also we understand no man knows. Matthew 24:36 to refer to the Father, first knowledge of things, both present to be, and generally to exhibit to men the first cause. Otherwise, how can this passage follow the rest of the evidence of Scripture or agree with the common notions of us who believe that the only begotten Son of the image of the invisible God, image not of the bodily figure, but of the very Godhead and of the mighty qualities attributed to the essence of God, image of power, image of wisdoms, as Christ is called the power of God in the wisdom of God. 1 Corinthians, no, out of the wisdom, knowledge is plainly a part of, and in any part he falls short. He is not an image of the whole. And how can we understand the Father not to have shown the day or the hour, the smallest portion of the ages to him, through whom he made the ages? How can the creator of the universe fall short of the knowledge of the smallest portion of the things created by him? How can he who says, when the end is near, that such things, such signs shall appear?
Have you found it so far or not?
I'm quoting the section of it all about rhetoric. He cites Matthew 11:26 as an example of that as well.
Yeah. So if you just go up, this is letter 236, yeah?
236.
Yeah. Okay. So if you just go up a bit, okay. Okay, beautiful. So what's happening here is, when I remember when I read him, he goes on to say that this doesn't work for Matthew. Sorry, this doesn't work for Mark. Sorry, he says. So scroll down a bit. He says, oh, right there. Go up. It would be worthy of your diligence to set the phrases of the gospel side by side and compare together those of Matthew and those of Mark. For these two alone are found in concurrence in this passage. The wording of Matthew is, of the day and hour no one knows, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. That of Mark runs, but of that day and hour. So he's actually using the variant where Matthew doesn't have nor the Son.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the angels in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. So that Mark here has nor the Son, the other one doesn't. What is noticeable in these passages is this, that Matthew says nothing about the ignorance of the Son and seems to agree with Mark as to the sense in saying, but my Father only. Now, I understand the word only to have been used in contradistinction to the angels, but that the Son is not included in his own servants in ignorance. He could not say what is false, who said, all things the Father are mine, but none of these things which the Father has his knowledge of the day and hour in the past. Sorry, yeah, that's it. In the passage in Matthew, then, the Lord has no mention of his own person as a matter beyond controversy, and said that the angels knew not, and not the Father, and the Father knew, tacitly asserting the knowledge of his Father to be his own knowledge too. So, okay, so what he's saying before is that rhetoric point you made. He thinks it only works for Mark. He only works for Matthew. Sorry, because it doesn't mention the ignorance of the Son. So you can say, yeah, in a general sense, no one knows, right? No one knows in a general, because what you're reading before was that response. No one knows is just rhetoric. The same way he says no one is good, Basil will say, oh, no one is good is rhetoric, just meaning no one is good. Doesn't mean that absolutely no one else is good besides the Father. So what he's saying here is that works for Matthew, where Matthew says, sorry, I keep mixing them up. That works with Mark 13:32, because sorry, bro, I keep mixing it. Matthew doesn't have nor the Son in his manuscript. He's saying the way you can address that is generally no one knows, but not absolutely everyone else, because it doesn't mention nor the Son. Mark, it doesn't work because it explicitly mentions the ignorance of the Son. That's what he says, right? Now he gives his actual position on Mark. He says it right there. If you keep reading, it's ad hoc. I believe it's really ad hoc. So he says here, Father, no one knows, right there. And he, because of what he had said elsewhere, as the Father knows me, even though I know the Father. And if the Father had complete knowledge of the Son, nothing excepted, so that he knows all knowledge to dwell in him, he would clearly be known as fully by the Son with all his inherent wisdom and all his knowledge of things to come. This modification, I think, may be given to the words of Matthew, but my Father only. Now, as to the words of Mark, who appears distinctly to exclude the Son from the knowledge, so now he's saying the rhetoric point doesn't work with Mark, he's going to say, my opinion is this. So this is actual opinion on Mark, which includes nor the Son. No man knows, neither the angels of God, nor yet the Son would have known unless the Father had known. So he makes a convoluted explanation. That is, the cause of the Son's knowing comes from the Father. That's really ad hoc. So do you hold to that position?
Well, no, you need to go back because you misunderstood what I was saying earlier. Yeah, as I said, I was building on the point St. Basil makes to say it's a point of rhetoric. And that's why I brought it first.
But Basil's saying rhetoric doesn't work for Matthew.
Let me finish.
Sorry, Mark. It doesn't work for Mark.
Yeah. I don't agree, because notice my argument was a little bit different, because I said I was building on it, because I brought up the verse in 1 Corinthians.
So your argument is from Basil.
I said I was building on him. I said I was building on his basic point of it being rhetoric. So that's why I said I brought it for the verse of 1 Corinthians that Paul uses, where he uses knowledge as a slang term to mean proclaiming. And I said that can also work here as well. That what Jesus is doing, he's saying no man, only the Father who is the final authority of all. He proclaims when the hour will be.
Okay, so the first position is that oidin here is rhetoric in the usage of declaring. That's your position, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but you agree Basil doesn't mention that?
No, I said I'm building on him. He talks about
Okay.
the rhetorical vices that Jesus
Okay.
uses. You can use that to throw that in as well.
No, okay, no problem. So what's the second? You said there's two, so that's the first one, yeah? What's the second one?
The second, I'm just going to read from the Catechism of the Catholic Church.
Yep.
Okay. So this human soul that the Son of God assumed is endowed with a true human knowledge. As such, this knowledge could not in itself be unlimited. It was exercised in the historical conditions of its existence in space and time. This is why the Son of God could, when he became man, increase in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man, and would even have to inquire for himself about what one in the human condition can learn only from experience. This corresponded to the reality of the voluntary emptying of himself, taking the form of a slave. But at the same time, this truly human knowledge of God's Son expressed the divine life of his person, the human nature of God's Son, not by itself, but by its union with the Word, knew and shone forth in itself everything that pertains to God. Such is the first of all the case with the intimate and immediate knowledge that the Son of God made man has of his Father. The Son is in his human knowledge also showed the divine penetration he had into the secret thoughts of human hearts by its union with the divine wisdom in the person of the Word incarnate. Christ enjoyed in his human knowledge the fullness of the understanding of the eternal plans he had come to reveal. What he admitted to not knowing in this area, he elsewhere declared himself not sent to reveal. So in other words, what the Catechism of the Catholic Church is saying is that Christ, when he took on human knowledge, when he took on human flesh, they cite Philippians 2 about him emptying himself. So he had all the knowledge of what he came to reveal according to God's plan, but limited himself in that he would not reveal aspects of the plan of God that were beyond, that would have been irrelevant to his actual plan and mission. So they draw heavily from Philippians 2 to show this aspect is happening there.
Yeah. So just to summarize, are you saying that the second interpretation is that Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature?
I believe that's what they said. Yeah. He is he knows everything he came to reveal. He had all the knowledge of what he could reveal in terms of his
that's heretical according to the Catholics and the Eastern Orthodox.
I just cited the Catechism of the Catholic Church.
So Nick, let me ask Nick. Nick, can I ask you something real quick?
Sure.
I just cited the Catechism.
Yeah. So to say Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature, is that okay?
Well, it depends. Are you saying that he doesn't know it like in any way within his
right now? What I just said.
Saying,
Wait, Dean, are you saying?
Saying he doesn't know it any way within his human nature, or that he can know it in his human nature?
What I'm saying is, as a human, Jesus doesn't know the hour.
Well, yeah. So I think what he's saying is in virtue of his human nature alone, not in virtue of his human nature through the divine. Because we believe in something called theandric.
Okay, I can clarify that. Nick, I totally understand what you're saying.
Are you trying to point to the Agnate heresy?
Yes. So let me ask Mike something.
Wait.
I want to clarify with Mike real quick, because I know what Nick just said. So Mike, are you saying Jesus in his human nature knew the hour or not?
I'm saying exactly what the Catholic Church says.
This is extremely. Hold on, Dean.
I want
to. This is really important background context to the Agnate heresy.
I got you. Yeah.
Right. The Agnate heresy is done in virtue of a monophysite ontology, not a diphysite ontology.
Not exclusive. No, it's not exclusive to that.
Were the Agnatites monophysites?
Yes, but the heresy itself encompasses other groups as well, like
right.
historians.
No, the reason why it's a heresy is because the monophysites denied that Jesus knew the hour in the human nature, and that was a problem because they were monophysites, which means that the divine also did not know.
Yeah, exactly. The Agnate encompasses people that subordinate Jesus, such as the Arians. It encompasses monophysites, and it encompasses those that say Jesus didn't know the hour in his human nature. Now, Mike, I'm gonna ask you a very direct question.
But a diphysite doesn't fall prey to this anymore.
Let me ask you a question real quick, man. Respond to you. So Mike, let me ask you a direct question. Is it heretical to say Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature as a human?
So in his human, he does not know the hour. No, I don't think that is heretical. And
okay,
again,
let me ask Nick now. Let me ask Nick, because I think Nick's pretty well read on this. So Nick, to say Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature, as he just said, as a human, he doesn't know. Is that heretical according to Eastern Orthodoxy and Catholics?
Again, if you're saying that he knows it,
Thank you.
or he doesn't know it in the sense that he doesn't even know it through his divine nature, which is not what IP is saying, then no. If you're saying only in virtue,
No,
of
no,
that
you're
it's
fixing what
also
he's saying, dude.
not
Okay.
it. Oh,
okay,
well, let me ask
wait,
him.
wait,
You're
wait,
fixing-
wait,
you're fixing
wait,
what he's
wait,
saying. Nick, you're
let me
fixing what
ask
he's
him.
saying.
I'll ask
Okay,
him. I'll ask him.
Stop
IP,
ruining it. Dean's trying to cook. Just let
yeah,
him
but
cook.
IP, let me ask you, IP, are you saying that his human nature doesn't even know it in virtue of his divine nature, or are you just saying that just in his human nature alone, that it doesn't contain the knowledge itself?
The latter.
Right. So then that's completely fine then.
No, he said the latter, bro.
Well,
Yes, that's completely fine. That,
we,
No,
can we
okay,
sort
okay,
that out?
Mike, what's the latter he just said?
That he doesn't know it in his human nature,
Yeah, dude. oh my
apart
God.
from the divine.
amen.
What,
that's
what do you mean apart from the
fine.
divine? What do you mean by that?
Okay, here's a really,
No,
really
I want to know
simple
what
way
Mike's saying. Why is everyone jumping?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know
I'm
what he's
asking. I'm
saying.
going to ask
Mike
Mike
is completely
question
right
so he
here.
can clarify for you, right? Mike, did Jesus have two natures, a divine nature and a human nature?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, no. With that, why are you asking him? Let me ask him. Mike,
Bro, let
No,
Dean
that's-
do the kicking, bro.
Mike,
Okay.
does Jesus know the hour as a human? Yes or no?
In his human nature, no, I'm following the catechism.
Okay, Dick, bro, be honest, bro. You're seeing.
That's what
Listen,
he's been
listen,
saying this whole time.
listen. So
Okay.
I'll
Nick,
say,
I'm gonna ask the
I
same
think
question
the
to Nick.
confusion
I'm gonna
is-
ask the same question to Nick. Nick, Jesus as a human, does he know the hour?
This is why I said I think that
No, no,
there's nuance.
Nick,
Because when you say
Nick,
as a
answer the
human,
question.
brother,
Yeah,
real
That
fast.
means
I'm saying
as a
when you
human,
say
in
as
his human
human-
nature.
Yeah. When you say as a human, that's why I'm asking you if you're referring to his human nature apart from his divine nature or the person entirely. That's a
No,
human.
dude,
Right.
obviously not. Dude, he's talking about the nature.
No, you
Okay,
need to
let
be
me-
careful.
let
with
me-
what
So,
you
yes,
say.
let me
No,
make it very
this is
clear.
not how
Let me
nature
I'll
make it
answer
very
you,
clear.
Dean.
though,
I'll
Dean.
answer you,
I
Dean. I'll answer
want to make it very clear.
I'll
I
answer
know
you,
the
Dean.
distinction. I know the distinction that's going on. Nick, you're saying Jesus doesn't know the hour from his human nature. He knows it from his divine nature in his human nature. That is not what Mike's saying.
Yeah.
Mike,
we're
Mike
saying,
is, let me finish, Nick.
go ahead, sir. Sorry,
I know
brother. I didn't mean to
because-
interrupt you. I literally
Because
just meant to.
I know what you're saying, dude. You don't need to clarify it. So Mike is saying, always unqualified, Jesus as a human doesn't know. Jesus in his human nature doesn't know. Chris made the same mistake and I exposed him on it.
Wait, what?
Now-
no, I'm saying the same
Yes, you
thing
did.
these guys
No,
say.
you're
We
not.
have the same belief.
Okay, Chris,
Bro, you got four
So
Christians here
again,
telling
for
you
the
same
for
thing.
the ignote heresy, you would have
Yeah.
to say that the human nature doesn't even know it through theandric operations either.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So,
so Mike, do
Mike
you believe
doesn't
Jesus in his human
he doesn't
nature knows?
disagree with theandric operations.
Mike, do you believe Jesus in his human nature knows?
In his human, I've already answered this like 1,000 times now. I don't
One
get
more
what you're
time,
trying to do here.
because we just clarified it. So
Yeah, we
Jesus as a human knows.
Through
hour.
his divine, yeah.
Yes, amen.
Okay, now you
The
fixed it.
divine.
There you go.
No, he was
fixed it.
right in what he said. He was
Now
right
you
in what he
fixed it.
said.
Now
Thank
you
you.
fixed it.
It's
Now
all
you
just a
fixed
big
it.
gotcha
It's
because
okay,
you're.
it's
It's
okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Inspiring
it's just
philosophy.
a-
I know
it's
you
just
was
a
right. Inspiring
flip-
philosophy.
Okay,
Don't worry
just a
about it.
Okay, I
flip
got you. So now you fixed it. You cannot say Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature. Now, inspiring philosophy, don't you have a video on Mark 13:32 saying Jesus doesn't know because he's a human?
I did that one like what 13 years ago, and I've been announcing for like a year now that I'm already planning to redo that video.
Okay, so did you make it clear to everyone you said a heresy in that one?
I don't remember what I even said. Again, that was years ago.
Did you say a
and I
heresy in that
just-
one or not?
He said he
Dean.
doesn't remember what he said, dude.
Dean, I told you I need to
Cracking.
redo the video
I
because there
got
was some
you.
clarification issues.
If someone said something 13 years ago that was wrong, bro. Like,
No, I got you.
I wouldn't
Because
even.
I'm gonna assume that if you know you have a video on Mark 13:32 and you've realized it's a heresy to say he doesn't know because he's a human, you would want to adjust it, right? So do you agree that if you said Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature because he's a human, he doesn't know, wouldn't you agree that's heretical?
I just said I'm planning to redo it because I needed to clarify some things because some things were not worded properly.
Is this the one?
Yeah, again, it
this
depends
one
on
of
what
them?
you mean by it. Like, how does he mean?
Yes.
That's yeah.
He agrees he worded it wrong, bro. It's 13 years ago.
It just
Like,
sounds
what?
poorly worded.
Yeah.
Like,
I already have the
No.
script written. I mean, like, what do you want?
Okay, so just to clarify for everyone, Jesus as a human knows the hour. We all agree on that?
in
through the
virtue
divine.
of his divine nature.
Wait,
yes.
wait.
Yeah,
Okay, so everyone agrees on that. Okay, beautiful.
Through the divine.
Alright.
we already knew
Okay.
this.
Okay, so we fixed it now. So the point
we
is
didn't.
that
There was
Oh,
nothing
so
broken.
when-
to
when-
begin
when
with.
It was
Jesus
nothing broke. It was just
It
you
ain't
not
broke.
understanding.
okay, so did you add that qualifier through his divine when I asked you before?
We always do. So we don't get taken out
no,
of
you
context.
didn't,
This happens
dude. You
a
can
lot.
replay it. You didn't say that.
What are you talking
Okay,
about? For
wait.
when?
Does the omission from the initial speech act? Okay, does the omission of, but he does in the divine nature entail the negation of that?
No, Than. He's not
No,
even saying.
it doesn't.
No, Than. You're misunderstanding what he just said. He's not saying in the divine nature he knows. He's saying in the human nature he knows as well.
Who?
Yeah. So we're saying.
Wait,
So
what?
I'll make it clear.
Yeah.
He's saying that- I'll make it clear. I'm trying to
speaking
make it
Than
clear
right
what
now.
he's saying,
Let
man.
me speak to Than. I can make it clear to him. Than.
Oh, good lord.
Mike,
I'm
adjusted
trying to make it
response
clear
now
what he's
based
saying,
on
not what you're saying.
Than, do you agree that Jesus does know the hour in his human nature?
Can you just make your point clear at this?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
I
I'm
feel like
making
we're
it very
asking
clear.
the same question.
Here,
do you
I can
it's
hear
the
it real
exact
fast,
same
just real
question.
fast,
So
Dean, real
Than,
fast. There's a difference
Jesus
between
as a man
knowing
does he
and
know,
his
wait,
human.
wait, Than. Jesus as a man, does he know the hour?
Oh my god.
Jesus as a man, does he know the hour?
It depends.
Yeah.
Are you speaking about in
what,
virtue
like
of
what,
his
God,
what
oh my God, let me
humanity?
ask
predication
Than,
are you
dude.
using here?
Dude, it
Than.
depends. Are you speaking in virtue of his humanity or in virtue of
Yes.
his divine?
I'm asking Jesus when he's on earth, does he know the hour?
Are you
In
asking?
virtue of
Are you
what?
okay, Dean?
In
Are you
virtue of what?
asking?
And-
Does
and
Jesus,
both
the
his
person
natures.
qua the human nature, know the hour, or are you asking?
Yes.
Does Jesus, the person qua the divine nature, know the hour?
Okay, so I want to know exactly what you're saying when what you intend when you say qua. What do you mean?
It means like in virtue of. Basically.
In virtue,
In virtue of. Okay.
insofar as.
Okay, so you believe. So you tell me your question one time. I'll ask you my
It's
question.
okay. It's
Go
okay.
ahead.
I won't use the qua thing. Are you asking? Does Jesus, the person, the subject, insofar as the human nature, know the hour, or are you asking? Does Jesus, the subject, know the hour insofar as the divine nature?
The first.
Okay. Insofar as the human nature, he does not. Insofar as the divine, he does.
Okay, insofar as the human nature, he doesn't know the hour.
Correct.
So
Right, so he doesn't get his knowledge in
does the
virtue of
divine
his
wait,
human
dude?
nature.
Come on, man. Let me speak to Than. So Than, does the divine nature communicate the knowledge of the hour to the humanity?
I take the two minds view, so
Okay, so you don't believe that.
I don't even know what that would mean.
You're
Okay,
saying
okay. What I'm saying is
yeah.
Jesus on earth as a human, he doesn't know the hour in his humanity. That's what I'm asking.
in virtue of his humanity.
Yes.
There's a distinction there.
No, but he's not making that distinction right now. Than.
He
Jesus,
he is.
Jesus.
I
as a-
literally,
Jesus as a
I
human.
literally did.
am I
Okay,
tripping?
okay. So I want to make it very clear, Than. There's no way you can say Jesus is ignorant of the hour in the human nature or the divine nature. Correct?
Bro. If you're talking about in virtue, you can.
But he's not making that, bro. Oh my god, you're adding these
Okay,
clarifications.
Are you? Let me just. It
Yeah, I
seems
got you.
like there's like a metaphysical principle happening behind the scenes here. Are you saying that whatever has to be true of one nature has to be true of the other?
That's what they're saying.
That's what who's
they?
saying?
That's
Wait,
that's
what?
what they're saying in virtue of this
Who is
passage.
they?
It has to be the same.
Who is they?
Mike and Nick.
I
Both of them are saying
promise
that.
we're not saying what's true of
Yeah,
one nature
no,
has
yes,
to be true of the
no.
other.
In this instance,
I'm
you are.
sorry.
Are you not?
No.
No,
No,
So
no,
you're not.
we're
So,
saying
so you're not saying both natures know it.
Bro, no, we're saying not everything true of one nature has to be true of the other. We're saying
I'm saying.
Okay,
the
I'm
human
saying,
nature
I'm
doesn't
saying
know
here.
in virtue of itself.
Wait,
Oh my
he
God.
says- wait,
Nick.
Dean.
I'm
Wait,
gonna make it very. You asked me a question. I'll make it very clear. For you.
Dean. Wait, I think you said something.
What is true about the humanity is true about the divinity. But
No.
where
No.
where the I'm gonna make it very clear, bro. In the divine nature, we have the knowledge of the hour. In the humanity, we have knowledge of the hour. Where it comes from is from the divine. That's the clarification.
So that's a difference between the natures then.
Yes, I just said it,
So
bro.
they're not
I've said
the
it like five.
same then.
I've said it like
you
five
said-
times.
But you said something that I think is a little revealing here, right? Because there's a difference between the person, the subject, and the nature.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Do you think natures entail persons, or what's happening
No,
here?
no. I don't. What I'm saying is, Jesus as a person, does he lack knowledge in his humanity about the hour?
No, he doesn't lack.
Oh my! Why are you
knowledge.
answering, bro, Nick? Man, let him answer.
No, he doesn't want me to answer because he knows
We've
I can answer.
already
That's
answered
weird.
this question. We've answered this like
Yeah,
20
you
times.
know,
Yeah, you're
times.
not answering. It's fine. Okay. So
What?
anyway,
We've been doing
Thank
that.
you.
Do I need to
I'm
answer
trying
the
to
question
answer.
20
Well,
times for you,
like
Dean?
10, 15 minutes.
Dan,
Dean,
I'm
Dean,
gonna
it
make-
really just seems like you're trying to get us to say something you can clip it. That's why everyone's getting a little.
no,
Genuine.
dude, it's
You're not
just very
saying
okay.
the right thing.
You know that's what it is.
Okay. Just to be clear.
Okay, I mean, again, Jesus, qua Jesus the subject, qua
Yes.
the human nature does not know. Jesus the subject, qua the divine nature does.
Okay. So Jesus in his human nature doesn't know.
How many times we gotta explain to you, bro?
Yeah.
Are you saying that or not?
I'm going to say it again.
Are you saying that or not?
Jesus, qua, the human nature,
Yeah.
does
What
not
does
know.
qua mean?
Jesus,
What is-
qua, the
It means
divine,
in
does.
virtue
What
of.
does
It means
qua
in
mean?
virtue of.
What? Wait, I want to know his meaning.
Do
What
you
do you
need
mean
to
by
go
He
qua?
said the
literally-
same thing as me, Dan.
I've said it in virtue of or insofar as.
Okay, insofar as his human nature, he doesn't know.
Okay, Dean, here's a really simple way
my
of putting
God,
this.
dude.
Okay,
How
Dean,
You-
Dean,
I just used your synonym.
I'm giving you an analogy to help her. Okay, do
Yeah,
you
go on.
poop?
Yeah, go on.
Do you poop?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay, are you logically identical to your body?
What does logically identical mean? I don't even know what that means.
Are you a physicalist? Or do you think
yeah,
you are
you-
just the physical matter?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, does your soul poop then?
You mean like my soul goes through the process of pooping? It's
Well,
only
you-
a physical thing.
Right, exactly. So you're predicating poop.
What an example, bro. What the?
But this is the whole point. It's ridiculous, but it's ridiculous for a reason, right? You're
Okay.
predicating poop, and you, the subject, are the owner of pooping. But it's not like you, the subject, this immaterial substance, is the thing pooping. You are
Okay.
the owner of it because you are also predicated the human nature that has a body that does the pooping.
No. I agree. Okay, so
Great.
I'm gonna make
Okay,
this. I'm gonna,
so
I'm,
there's
I'm
no
gonna make
problem
this.
here.
Okay. I don't want anyone to interrupt what I'm asking Than right now. I want to hear what he has to
Can we
say.
move on now, please?
So
We've been saying the same thing.
We want no. I want to make this very clear. I want
You've
anyone
had
to
a
interrupt. I
long
want to know
time
what
to
Than
do
has
it.
to say. Than just gave me an example. I'm gonna give him an example now. I want to see if we're on the same page here. So Than, when Jesus was on earth, right, there was certain stuff. If you asked him, he would not know because in his human nature he is ignorant of it. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is the ignorite right there.
No, it's not.
It is. Nick, it was what he just said. The ignorite.
That in virtue of his human, he doesn't know.
He didn't say in virtue. You just
Oh.
added again. Oh my
Okay, dude.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Has
Okay,
he-
so
did he not-
because
wait, Dan, real
so
fast, I wanna
wait,
get
wait,
this-
wait,
Okay,
no,
okay.
wait,
What-
wait,
what
Nick,
is-
let me,
what
let
is
me.
that-
virtue, five
I want
seconds.
to know.
Dean,
Dan, do you understand what he means by in virtue of?
Apparently, we have short-term memory loss, and we don't remember the 50 times I've
You
repeated
don't know what he means
myself
by in
previously.
virtue of. What does he mean by in virtue of? Tell me.
Who are you asking this question right now?
He's
You.
asking you.
I'm
But I
speaking
know
to
you
you.
know it, so go ahead.
Or what do you mean? Are you asking me what I think Nick means by in
Yes.
virtue of?
Yes. Yes.
The same thing any philosopher thinks.
Just dude, just define it, man. Come on. Come on.
Do you need me
Just
to?
define it.
Are you here for
Bro,
an education lesson or like what?
Listen. It's no stress, bro. Here, I'm gonna make it very simple. Jesus.
Nobody's
on earth,
stressed out. I'm just
Jesus-
kidding.
Jesus-
Nobody's
you're not
getting
giving me-
stressed out. It's just
You're
really
not giving me
obvious what you're
definition.
doing
Thanks.
right now.
You're not giving me a definition, but it's fine. I'm gonna ask you one more time.
It's
Jesus
a,
on-
it's a, it's
Jesus
a rather
on earth.
primitive.
Ask you a
Okay,
question.
you know,
Jesus on
Dean,
earth.
Dean,
He was
define.
ignorant
No,
of the hour.
define matter.
That has nothing to do with the discussion.
No, define matter. No, because you're giving me
It has
a
nothing to do with the
demand,
discussion.
right? You're giving me a demand to define what in virtue of.
I never
means.
use the term matter to define it. You used virtue.
I know. I'm giving you a counter example. Gene, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you did not eat, how would you feel?
Hungry. What?
Okay, cool. So you're able to entertain conditional thinking. Great. Okay. So if your principle of defining things, otherwise you don't know what you're talking about, holds true,
No,
define
Than,
matter.
Than, I never used the term
Okay,
matter
guys,
for me
look,
to
do you see
define
this?
it.
Dean doesn't know how to define
Okay,
matter.
Than, I'm not even saying that. Look, Jesus on earth was ignorant of the hour in his human nature, meaning because he was a human, he didn't know the hour. in
Jesus,
some
the
sense.
subject, was ignorant qua the human nature and was not qua the divine nature. I don't know how many times I
So
have to say
okay,
this.
okay,
Dean,
okay,
ask
okay.
a
So
question.
beautiful. So
No,
so you
no,
so you
ask
can
a
say
question.
so you
No,
can say
no,
in
no,
a
you-
so
you
you
have
can say in a
literally
sense.
gone on long enough.
Dude, I'm speaking
You
to
have
Than,
gone.
man.
No. I do not care. You have gone on long
You
enough.
don't care.
bro.
So that
bro,
means
I mean,
that means in a sense
do
Jesus
you
doesn't
wanna-
know the hour, correct?
No, you're.
What do you mean
literally
by
just
in a
going
sense?
On and on
In a
and
sense,
on
in
with
the
same
human nature,
thing.
the one person Jesus in his human nature doesn't know the hour, correct?
One of the
In
minds
virtue
does
of his
not.
humanity.
One of the minds
One
doesn't.
of the
Okay,
minds does not.
one of the minds does not.
In virtue of itself. Let's be clear, because Stan's already been
dude,
saying
what
it.
do you, dude, Nick, you keep clarifying, dude. Oh, come on, Dad.
He hates when I give the
He's
right
not
answer.
adding.
Well,
Okay,
he-
I'll tell you what he's saying.
So wait,
He
Dean.
says that.
I
Look,
told you
don't
don't
mean this.
interrupt,
I
you
don't mean
interrupted.
this.
You
I don't
hate
mean
when I
this.
get a right answer, huh, D?
I don't mean
You're
this.
getting
I
red,
don't mean
Nick. Why are
this
you
in a
getting red for it?
disparaging way. But
No, I
what
think
is
it's funny,
it?
that's
What
why.
is it with Dawa guys when it comes to metaphysics and then just like manifestation happens? It happened with Libiano earlier,
Yeah.
and it's happening now.
No, it didn't happen with Libiano earlier.
I used the term modal
Being's funny, I ain't
operator,
gonna lie, bro.
and it's
Yeah.
like it's like I ate the Quran.
What? No one's saying that. What?
No, he's giving.
He's
an
making
Do
analogy.
yourself a
Yeah,
favor.
but
do
we're
yourself
not-
a favor
We're
and go
engaging with
back.
you, bro. Here,
Go do yourself a
Fan,
favor and go back to the way Libiano reacted when I started doing metaphysics.
Bert, I want to deal with what's going on here. So
Okay.
I want to ask you a question. Please don't interrupt. I'm going to make it very clear to him. So Jesus does know the hour in his divine nature. Yes.
Jesus, the subject, qua the divine nature,
Okay.
does know.
So don't use qua. I want to know like in layman terms so everyone can understand.
Bruh.
What does it mean?
In
Don't use
virtua.
that word.
In
It's too
virtual.
big.
Okay,
Don't
okay,
use the
beautiful.
word that.
Okay,
don't
okay,
use the
beautiful.
word that.
Beautiful.
Like
I want everyone to
that-
understand what you're saying. I want everyone to understand what you're saying. So in
Okay,
Jesus,
okay,
in
I'll
virtue of
I'll
his
use
divine
I'll
nature-
use I'll
Don't
use different
qualify,
language.
fam. Do not
okay,
qualify.
dude, you're
Jesus-
interrupting again.
Qualify
Just let me
at
speak
all.
to him. Just let me speak to him. So Jesus, in
Jesus,
his
according to the
Jesus
human
in his divine
nature-
nature. Yes. So in his divine nature, he does know. Sorry, he does. Yes.
Say it again.
Jesus in his divine nature does know the hour. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Jesus in his humanity is ignorant of the hour. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So he's ignorant. Does the divine communicate the knowledge of the hour to the human nature so that when Jesus is on earth, he actually does know the hour in his human nature?
What does that even mean? What you're asking?
That's exactly what Nick was saying before. You see how it's not.
No.
You see how Nick is putting his head up and down, and you don't understand what's going on. That's exactly what I was saying the whole time. You
Bro, I
don't
don't think
understand
you
what
know
he's
what's
saying.
going
So I
Nick,
have to
why? Okay,
clarify
let's
it.
ask Nick. Let's ask Nick. Nick, why are you putting your head up and down?
Putting my head up and down because it is correct that the divine nature basically transmits,
he
let's just
agrees
say,
with
for
me,
lack
yeah.
of better words, to the human nature. That does not mean, though, that the human nature knows it in virtue of itself.
Right.
Okay, so you see
Well,
how
that's
he
why
was
I'm
putting.
asking the
So
clarifying
you
question.
see-
What
so
does
you
that
see how
mean?
when he was putting. Wait, one second. He just clarified it. That's why when I asked you that question, you didn't know what that meant. Nick knew what that meant because you don't understand what Nick is saying. I just exposed that.
I don't know
No,
about
that's not what happened. I'm asking you to
That's
that.
exactly what
clarify.
happened.
Bruh.
Dean, there's a difference between me asking a clarifying question to force you to do metaphysics and me asking a clarifying question because I don't know what's happening.
Okay. So we'll bring it back now. Now that you understand what was being said, so please, no one interrupt. So then, Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature, in the sense of he is ignorant in the human nature, meaning in no way you can say the human nature knows the hour. Is that correct?
That's a whole lot of words for just
Okay, I'm gonna make it very simple.
Jesus
Does-
in the human
does-
nature does not
yeah.
know the hour.
Is there any sense where Jesus does know the hour in his humanity? Very simple.
Is there any? What do you mean by the word sense?
Okay, so is there any way you can say Jesus knows the hour in the human nature? Is there any way you can say that? Any way you can actually say that in a verbalizing way?
You got to realize, Dean,
Yeah.
when you're doing
answering my
metaphysics,
question.
you
Yeah,
can't
you're not
just be
answering my question.
sloppy and loose with your language.
Oh, you're not answering my question. It's very direct. Jesus in his humanity.
Dean, do you poop?
Dude, I'm not answering that anymore. Like, this is disgusting. So let's bring it back.
I think.
Oh,
you should
oh,
just
so
answer
I asked you a
question.
question a second time to unpack metaphysics, and you're not going to answer it.
This is irrelevant to
Meanwhile,
discussion.
I have to. No, it has to do with
Than,
It's
is there
irrelevant
any
to
way
the
you can
discussion.
say Jesus does know the hour in his humanity? Is there any way you can say that?
I don't know. Is there?
Okay, so he doesn't know. There you go.
Can we move on to something else, please? Anything
I
else?
Yeah,
do like-
we can move on to something else. You guys can bring whatever topic.
Can I
you want.
answer and then see if Dean has a? I'm gonna say yes. Do you have a response to that?
Yes, what?
Yes, there's a sense in which you can say he knows and he
Yeah.
doesn't, and one
No,
is
I
going to
know.
be in virtue of itself.
No,
one
no,
is
I know.
going-
No, no. Wait. So,
You fine with
you're
that?
saying so you're saying Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature?
No, I'm saying there's a sense in where you say he doesn't when you're talking about the virtue of the knowledge.
Dude, I already explained this
sense
to
where
you
you can
before.
say yes with the
I know what you do. You think I know what you're saying right now?
So I'm asking, do you
Of course
agree
I
with what I'm
because I
saying?
explained it before.
So you agree
yeah,
with what you
yeah,
believe what I'm saying?
I
Shree.
agree, dude. I'll define it to you one more time. I know this. I know that Gnostic heresy. I know your theology.
So what I'm saying is right.
When you say Jesus does know in the divine, you also have Jesus does know in the human nature, but he doesn't know in the human nature by itself. It knows it in virtue of the divine nature. I know that.
So is there anything that I've said that's wrong?
So what's the argument?
In Orthodox theology, you didn't say anything wrong. Mike
Right.
at the beginning said something wrong. Than said something wrong.
Which is
I
what is
didn't
what I
say-
said.
what
was
did I
wrong.
say that's wrong, Dean?
by saying unqualified, Jesus doesn't know in his human nature because he was a human.
So because we
Mm-mm.
assumed we're in a good faith discussion,
What do you mean?
we
what?
said something wrong.
Don't you, dude? I'm assuming you know
Dean,
that. I'm
Dean,
assuming you know
could
that
Dean.
know it's a
charitable,
heresy.
Dean.
Dean,
Yeah, here
Dean.
I'll make it very clear for you. I'm
Okay,
gonna assume
no.
I'm gonna assume you guys on this platform are gonna know the heresies, the general heresies when it comes to dealing with Jesus on the
I'm going to
hour, et cetera,
assume
right?
that you're a good faith interlocutor, and that
Yeah.
and just like you should assume of the same of me. And so that way, when you say, yes, I poop, I'm not going to think that you say
Man,
that
man,
you're
can you
saying
give it?
the
Can you give
soul
a different
poops.
example? It's very weird. Just give
Well, I
a
mean,
different example.
you said we said
Okay,
something
I
wrong, but then Nick
digest food.
earlier.
I
Yeah.
digest food. Your
Yeah.
soul is not digesting the food, right?
Yeah, the body's digesting
Your
food.
body
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Right.
So you
So in
can
the same way that
say-
when you utter phrases like that, I'm not going to be like, you idiot. Like, no, you don't.
When did I call
Like,
you an idiot, dude? What?
I'm not saying. I'm
No,
I'm
I think
calling
he's
you
like
an
just like
idiot.
using hyperbole.
Come
No,
on,
you're
dude.
not.
using
You're not
hyper-
using insults like Libiano was. But I mean, like that's going back. You said I said something
I just
wrong
want
earlier,
direct responses
but
to
Nick
questions. That's all.
said that what I said was correct. We added the
Yeah.
qualifiers because you kept pressing us.
and
This is
I'm
what
gonna be-
Dan. Let me just give the
Yeah, go
what
on, go
Dan
on.
is saying here is like if we're in a good faith conversation, we could say something like "I eat food," and you're not gonna be like, "Oh, well, wait a minute. Does your soul eat food?" The same thing. We could say Jesus doesn't know the hour in a colloquial sense. That doesn't mean we're given the deep metaphysics. We go into that and we explain. That's why I read the catechism directly for you. And in
This
the
is-
moment you said it, you said,
Yeah.
"Well, that's heresy." Well, I
Yeah.
read the catechism and you said it was heresy.
So there's no way. Yeah, because Mike, listen, there's no way you can say Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature. You have to say he does know it in his human nature, but not from his human nature. That is a very specific language to portray the exact
No, it
meaning that Nick
Dean.
was saying.
I know that you don't believe this because you use colloquial language all the time. Basic speech
Right.
act theory, right? You have a locution and an illocution.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when I say
what's
in his
the point?
human nature, you then read a whole bunch of stuff into that. And what we're trying to point out is we clarified what that meant. We meant it was qual human nature. And you were like, oh, no, that's not how this works. So this is what we mean about you trying to like do the gotcha moments here. When we're trying to explain to you over and over again, we're all on the same page. And again, Nick, when I said that, Nick asked clarifying questions and he said, yeah, I'm good to go. So no, we didn't get things wrong. Only if you read into what we said, what you want to hear.
Okay, so listen, I had a discussion with Chris on this, and he doubled down saying that no, I was wrong. Chris
You are
said,
wrong.
"Okay, I am wrong." Okay, so
You're wrong because you
so-
kept
so we-
saying you
yeah,
kept
go on.
saying with the agnoate, and I kept pointing
Yeah.
out to you the references you were using were in the context of monophysitism. which
Okay,
Dan
let me
already mentioned.
let me ask Nick right now.
I
Nick,
then
is the agnoate?
let me finish, right? I explained to you my
Yeah.
position is duophysitism, right?
Yeah,
Everyone here is of the same opinion on that, right?
yeah.
We're giving you the same answer. We thought
No.
you could use basic charity to understand what we're trying to get at by virtue of. But for some reason, you go, no, I'm going to interpret you a different way, and then just say that you're a
Okay,
heretic. for some reason.
Chris, Jesus as a human, does he know the hour?
Oh my god.
Jesus as a subject knows the hour, yeah.
No, as a human, his human nature.
Through virtue of his divine nature. he
Okay,
knows
now
the
you
hour.
fixed it. You didn't say that to me before in another discussion.
Well, now I have, Dean. You could have
And now
just
you have,
asked.
because you fixed it. Because you fixed
Dean,
it.
Oh,
Dean,
Dean,
I
Dean, you
better
see the
not
diff-
ever hear you say I'm hungry ever again.
Yeah.
Anyways,
This is like a masterclass on how not to be
I
arrogant.
want to ask Nick a question. Nick.
Well, Dean, do you see? No, Dean, I have a question for you.
Go,
Dean,
go.
I-
Wait, do souls
Dean, I have a
talk?
question.
Do
Real
souls
quick.
Go
talk,
on, Mike.
Dean?
Go on, Mike.
Dean, I have a
Go
question.
on.
Okay, let me. Do you see the problem here? Is like if I were to say Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature, the response should be, "What do you mean by the word in?" It should not be, "Oh, that's heresy because I've interpreted it one way and not the other plethora of ways employing the principle of charity."
Yeah. So in the context of how you said it, words have apparent meanings, and then they can have esoteric meanings.
Why didn't you just
So
clarify?
so you're telling me that on the apparent, it's not uncharitable of me, because on the apparent, when you say in, on the apparent when you say in, it seems to be that you're saying as a human in his human nature, he doesn't know.
You don't know better.
Thank
then.
you.
Everyone
Thank you.
who
That's
uses this knows
exactly what
better.
you should have been like. Is that what you actually mean? But you didn't. That's the problem.
Because I'm gonna take your words on the apparent. I'm not gonna just assume.
But
Oh,
you just
okay.
said
So
the
can we do
apparent
that to
meaning.
the Quran?
Yeah.
On the apparent, yeah. Take on the apparent. Yes, that's the method we use. Yeah.
Okay.
so the
then.
clear Quran dilemma and the Islamic dilemma
Sounds good to me.
sucks.
Parent meaning. Good.
Yeah, nah, these dilemmas are trash. I'll tell you.
No,
Actually, let's
no,
do
no.
the let's
No, I
let's,
just
let's
used
do
your
the
own
clear,
principle.
let's do the clear Quran dilemma, and then I'm gonna head out because I've been here for a while. But Nick, I have a
I wanna
question.
address some
Does the
questions.
Ignoite? I have a question for Nick. Does the Ignoite heresy, is that just for monophysites, or does it include Arians as well as Nestorians?
I mean, if they would take on the fact that they have a human nature, it can be in two natures if and only if they're saying the human nature knows it in virtue or doesn't know it in virtue.
No, I'm not asking about that. I'm just asking, does the Ignoite heresy itself encompass heresies beyond monophysitism?
Well, it's going to be in different ways, yeah, but in different whole different ways.
But the umbrella that is the Ignoite includes other heresies, correct?
And in a different way, it can, yeah.
In different ways, yeah. But it's under. It's you identify
For the monophysites, though.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
here's the better question.
Beautiful.
Are diaphysites targeted by the Ignoite heresy?
No,
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Amen.
I never
Amen.
disputed that.
We move on to
Great.
I
We've been all in
never
agreement this
I
whole
never
time.
So
disputed
none of
that,
us are
but-
committing
no,
the heresy.
No, but
Yeah.
look, bro. Look, I'm gonna make it very clear for everyone what the heresy. Someone might think they're a Diophysite, but are falling to Nestorianism. I'll show you how. If someone said Jesus doesn't know the hour in his human nature at all, as a human, he doesn't know. Jesus, as the one person, doesn't know in his humanity, and the divine doesn't communicate the knowledge to the humanity. That is the Ignoite. That encompasses the Ignoite. They might think they're Diophysite, but in reality, they're falling into the Ignoite heresy.
Yeah,
Agree,
because
Nick?
if they
Nick, do we
say that
agree?
the divine, yeah, because if they say the divine
We
nature
agree, Nick, yeah?
doesn't, well, I'm saying if they're saying the divine nature,
I just said it,
doesn't,
dude.
then
Yes,
that would
bro, I
make
said
them
it.
a monophysite. So
I
yeah.
just said that, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
it'd
you
make
agree
them,
with me,
so it'd
right?
be targeting monophysites anyway. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so you agree with me that Diophysites, people that think they're Diophysites, will say Jesus doesn't know in his human nature at all. He doesn't know. That is the Ignoite heresy. You agree with that, yeah?
Oh, I think they're Diophysites? Oh, yeah. People that think
No,
they're
no,
Diophysites.
no, no,
and
no.
don't know
I'm
Diophysite
asking, does that encompass the Ignoite heresy?
doctrine. Yeah, people that think they're Diophysites
Okay.
that are making a monophysite heresy. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you can run the clear Quran dilemma, then I'm heading out, or the Islamic dilemma, whatever you want, because I'm leaving in about 10 minutes.
I only brought that up just as a reductio against the principle.
You don't want to
but-
run the clear Quran dilemma?
I'm more than happy to. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do it. Yeah, let's
you
do
agree
it.
the Quran is. You agree the Quran is clear.
Yes, it's clear in a general sense.
And then we
Okay,
take
clear.
the apparent meaning too, by the way.
Yeah, and on the apparent, it doesn't intend everything to be clear. Yeah,
Okay, so it doesn't intend everything to be clear, so it's not clear then.
no, it intends generally for it to be clear. When it says clear, it means generally. I'll give you justification for that. Can you pull up the verses you usually bring that shows that the Quran is clear?
Oh yeah, give me 1 minute.
Yeah, you can bring anyone.
What does generally clear mean, by the way, while he's pulling that up?
It means like most of the contents in there are clear.
So when it says it's
Mostly clear.
clear, it just means mostly.
Yeah.
Okay, just want a clarification here. All right, here I got my slide up. Let me get this put up here now.
I guess that in and of itself isn't clearly communicated in the Quran, but okay.
Yeah.
No, it is. I'll show you why. So, can we get this up actually on Quran.com? Any one of these?
Why do you have to
These are
clarify?
copied
it's
and
clear?
pasted from Quran.com.
Okay, this is from Quran.com. Okay, I just want to make sure we're using the right translation. So, so chapter 12, verse 1. Let me ask you something. When it says the verses of the Quran are clear, does the author of the Quran intend Alif Lam Ra to be clear?
I don't know. Does he? Does he say they are?
Well,
I'm asking you the question.
I
think
don't
that-
know.
do you-
No, he
Yeah.
doesn't. He never says anywhere what the meaning of this is.
Okay, so he doesn't intend it to be clear, right?
Well, no. Hold
Oh,
on.
wait,
I
wait, wait.
misunderstood
So,
you. I misunderstood
No,
you.
dude, I want
Yes,
to
he
speak to
does.
IP, bro.
Yeah,
Can I speak to
yeah.
IP? Go
He
on.
does intend it to be clear because he says they are. He says
He
it's clear.
intends
The clear
Alif
meaning.
Lam Ra to be clear.
Yeah, he never says that it's not clear.
So you're telling me if I like speak to you, right, and I say, hey, try to be charitable with my speech right now. I'm saying, Mike, I speak in a very clear manner, and Mike, my words are very clear to you. Then I also add a bunch of encrypted letters, after I said I speak clear speech, etc., etc., etc. Is that charitable for you to then say that the encrypted speech he's intending it also to be clear? Is that charitable?
Yeah, it would be because you just said
That
I'm
is,
going to
yeah.
be very clear, and
Okay.
then you gave me encrypted speech.
Okay, beautiful.
Here's
Okay,
the problem
beautiful.
there.
Yeah.
There's the thing.
Go
Hold
on.
up. If you
Yeah,
did
go
that,
on.
you're
Yeah, finish your point.
contradicting yourself, though. You're
Okay.
you're saying I'm going to be very clear, and then you don't.
Okay, beautiful. Is it likely that an author of a book would contradict himself within the same book?
Prima facie, no, but it does
No.
happen.
Okay. Is it
Also
likely?
possibility
Is it likely, dude? Let me speak to IP, man.
Mhm.
So, is it likely that an author of a book will contradict himself within the same chapter?
Prima
Not
facie, no, but it does happen.
Okay. So, is it likely that someone will contradict themselves in the same speech statement, the same statement itself? Is it likely or unlikely?
Prima facie, no, but it happens.
And as we're going down here, where I say book, chapter, verse, it becomes more and more unlikely, correct?
Depends, as I've been saying.
Yeah, but generally, yeah, you can make like a general statement that as it seems to be, a author, when he's telling you something in a book, in the book itself, it's unlikely. In the chapter itself, it's highly unlikely. And in the same statement he's saying, it's really unlikely. You would say generally it gets more and more unlikely, correct?
Prima facie, you would assume
prima
that would
facie,
not
no.
be the case, but it often
beautiful.
happens.
Okay, beautiful. Now, did you not make this point when people, when this atheist kid from TikTok
did,
said,
yeah. I did,
wait, let me
absolutely.
finish. So on TikTok, this atheist said, look, the book of Exodus contradicts because he says no one could see God, but Moses saw God.
Yep.
Didn't you make the point that the book of Exodus, it's unlikely it's going to contradict because it's one book from one author. Didn't you make that point?
100%.
Okay. What's more likely? Someone contradicts himself in the very same book? Or sorry, what's less likely? Sorry. What's less likely? Someone contradicts himself in the very same book. Someone contradicts himself in the very same statement that he's uttering.
Okay. It would be very unlikely for someone to contradict themselves in the very same statement. I'm in total agreement.
More than contradict himself in an entire book, correct?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, that's my point. That's the response, dude. Like,
Great.
It's very easy.
Now my turn to respond. Therefore, because the Quran says over and over again, it's clear, and the verses are well perfected and fully explained. For the author to not contradict themselves, he then has to explain that, because every verse is well perfected and then fully explained. So, therefore, prima facie, we don't assume a contradiction, because I'm expecting, let's say all I read in the entire Quran was Surah 12:1. My initial thought would be, obviously, Alif Lam Ra will be explained later in the chapter, maybe even a different chapter. I'll grant that. Because they obviously this author is not going to contradict themselves. They cannot be that ridiculous. So where is Alif Lam Ra explained?
Okay, I got you. So we read Alif Lam Ra in chapter 11, verse 1, and then the Quran says it's clear, but it doesn't then explain it. So you're like, okay, what's going on here, right? I thought everything's clear, but then if you pull up chapter 3, verse 7, it'll smack you in the face that some verses are unclear.
So it contradicts.
Yeah.
No, it does.
That's a contradiction. It's a contradiction.
Dude, if the author of the Quran says some verses are clear, some verses are unclear, correct?
No, the author of the Quran
yes
says,
or no?
No, it's not a yes or no.
Okay,
the author of the Quran says in certain verses, this is the clear book. This is the clear book. And let's not exclude Surah 11:1 here. Surah 11:1 is very important here for the clear Quran dilemma. It says these verses are perfected and then fully explained. So it's not just saying the book is clear. It says the verses are fully explained. That's contradicting Surah 3:7, where then he says, no, some are elusive.
Okay. So generally the verses are clear, not absolute. That's how I interpret that when he says it's fully explained. Now, isn't it the case that now it's going to be very unlikely because the author says multiple times that there's stuff that's unclear. Can you pull up Surah Ankabut?
Where?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, you haven't watched my video? I responded to you.
Go, show me where.
Yeah, go to chapter 29 in the Quran, Quran.com.
Surah 29.
Yes.
What verse?
So you agree that if the Quran intends that certain things are going to be unclear, if we show that from this verse, it makes your theory less likely, yeah?
No, because again, the whole issue you just brought up was Alif Lam Ra. Okay, and that is right in the same verse with the line, this is the clear book. If that is the case, we should expect that is clearly explained later.
No, that's not my point. My point is that if we show that the author intends, some of these verses will be unclear to you guys. Doesn't that lower the likelihood of your hypothesis being true?
No, because the verses
dude,
directly say this is the clear book. This is the clear book. This is the clear Quran. If then and
Yeah.
there's a part in the Quran where it says some parts are not clear, how does that not contradict?
Oh my God, dude. Because if I say, for example, if I keep saying, wow, aspiring philosophy, this movie is good. Yeah, this movie is really good. I like this movie. It's really good. It's good. It's good. It's good. And throughout the movie, we're watching it. And I say, yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Then I say, oh, that part I didn't like. Is that a contradiction?
No, because you didn't say Surah 11:1, where you said all the verses are perfected and then
It doesn't
fully
say all.
explained.
Where does it say all there? Show me.
It says the verses. It doesn't qualify them
you
at all.
said
Parts
all.
of it.
Okay, why do you quote
Surah
it as
11:1.
all, dude? Come on.
Surah 11:1. This is the book whose verses are well perfected and then fully explained. So it's not all.
Okay,
It's not all of them.
It doesn't say all, so you admit you made an error there, right?
Dean, you would assume
You
that
quoted
it's
it.
including
You quoted
all
it
of
as
them.
saying you quoted it. It makes a very big difference, Mike. Because
So
if
it
the
also
verse
doesn't
says
say
all,
part of them. It also doesn't say part.
Okay, but I agree. But did I ever say it says part? You said it says all.
Well, listen, an analogy though would be instead a better analogy would be if you say this movie is amazing, I love it, then later on you say this movie it's not good, I don't like it, because both are talking about both are saying the verses are perfect,
Yeah.
right? Some verses are unclear, right? Verses are unclear.
But that's not analogous. I'll tell you why. Because in your analogy, you say one thing about the movie that's generally true, that it's good. Then you make another statement that it's generally not good, right? Now, the Quran never says it's generally unclear, or never says these verses are unclear. It says some are unclear. I already agree. Most of it's clear.
Most of it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you just a simple clarifying question. What parts are clear and what parts are not, according to you?
Yeah. So like stuff regarding the afterlife, stuff regarding the laws, the ones that aren't abrogated, that is. Stuff regarding like so the akhirah, stuff regarding the laws, stuff regarding what to do in this life, what to believe, etc. So you got like
What to believe.
clear.
Got it. So that part
I'll give
is
you
clear.
I'll give you an example. You got 6 articles of faith. Remember, Junior cooked you on that. You couldn't list the 6
Oh yeah.
articles.
What did I say that was wrong? What did I say that was wrong? What did I say was wrong? Plural and singular.
He's joking, bro. He's joking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they like turning molehills into mountains. But go on.
Yeah. So the 6 articles of faith are clearly expressed within the Quran. Is like an example.
So what to believe is clear in the Quran, right?
Yes.
Great. Got it. Totally. Then the Islamic dilemma is successful because we are told to judge by the Injil. We're told to observe what has been revealed to us from our Lord. You are told in Surah 29:46 to believe in our scriptures. So what we are told to believe, according to you, is clear. Therefore, the dilemma is successful.
Yeah. So there's a distinction here. What to believe is clear. Like I'll give you an example, right? Don't me and John Fontaine, we hold 2 different views on the Injil, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the essence of the Injil, like believing a sort of revelation, scripture, was revealed to Jesus, we both agree upon, right?
There was
me and John
a
Fontaine.
message revealed to Jesus. John Fontaine used audiobook. Like
No, but he means like, because for example, the Quran is called the Kitab. It's called a book before it was made into a book, right?
Yeah.
So that's John's point. His point is, yeah, it was written into a book, but Jesus preached it orally, similar to the prophet. That's what he's saying. Now, despite me and John disagreeing on the nitty-gritty details of what the Injil is or what these verses mean, we agree on the concept of the Injil based on the Quran, a revelation given to Jesus that he preached to his followers. We agree on the essence of it. So there's a distinction between what the essence of the belief is and then the nitty-gritty details regarding it. The essence regarding it is within the Quran clearly, because no one's going to dispute. Me, John Fontaine, even the third, I'll even agree. By the way, the third category for the Islamic dilemma, I agree with you. That's nonsense. You can't just say the Quran's confirming what came before, because there's verses that say it's confirming what's here. But even those people that make that bad argument that it's only confirming what came before, even they will agree the gospel was given to Jesus, revelation that he preached, etc., etc. It has judicial rulings, all this stuff. These, the essence of the Injil is expressed clearly in the Quran, but the nitty-gritty details, what is the Injil? Do these verses mean generally or absolutely? Those nitty-gritty details require exegesis. Obviously, that's why scholars in the past they disagreed on this topic.
Okay, so then what I'm getting from you all this is it's not clear what to believe when it comes to the Injil.
I made a distinction. What I make the distinction about?
I'm asking. So it's not clear what to believe in the Injil.
It's a very broad question. What did I just tell you now? I made a distinction.
Is it clear
The
what the
ess-
Injil is?
The essence of what the Injil is, yes. The nitty-gritty details as to what exactly is its content, or for example, is the Quran confirming it generally or absolutely? These things, it's not clearly expressed in the Quran. That's why scholars disagreed on that. But the essence of what the Injil is, a revelation given to Jesus, that's clear.
So then what? So then to believe in the Injil, we don't have clear guidance on that.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, if we don't know what it is,
No,
if
we do.
don't know the nitty-gritty
What I
details
just
about it,
described to-
how can it be clear
Yeah.
guidance on how to use it and believe in it? And
what it
apply
is, look, don't me and John Fontaine agree it's what was revealed to Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you
so
don't.
we do know what it
you
is.
can't identify it. That's our point.
What do you mean outside of the Quran now? You can't identify it?
No. What I mean is the Quran refers to, because it's in dialogue with Christians
Yeah.
about their scriptures, right?
Yeah.
It gives us commands, tells us to do things regarding them.
Yeah.
How is the Quran meant to be understood in that context without you knowing what the contents of that Injil are?
Yeah. So again, you make this is where I make the distinction. There's certain verses where you're required to go to the Gospels to know what the Quran is saying exactly. But to know generally what it's saying, you can know the essence of it. For example, I'll give you one. وَلْيَحْكُمْ أَهْلُ الْإِنْجِيلِ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ. This is from chapter 5, verse 47 of the Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah. That's saying judge by the gospel, by what Allah has revealed within it, right?
Mhm.
Now, we know from the context and everything else, it's saying to judge by the revelation given to Jesus that was preached to his followers that contained judicial rulings. That is clear. Me and John Fontaine will not disagree on that. But the nitty-gritty details, what exactly is that? We may disagree. John Fontaine will say, I don't know, because we don't have it today. I will say, yeah, stuff like pardon the oppressor, like that sort of stuff, how to apply the Torah, that judicial matter, right? So the
then,
nitty-gritty
okay.
details is
Right, so
unclear.
you don't know
It-
though. That's
So,
No,
hold on,
No, we know the essence, we don't know the
on.
details.
So just get some clarification. So
Yeah.
when the Quran tells us to believe in our scriptures, it's
Yeah.
also apparently, it only means by that to believe in the parts that agree with the Quran.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, there's the problem right there. The Quran never says that. And you said the Quran is clear and detailed in its guidance. It's not being clear and detailed in its guidance if you have to come in and tell us what that is what it's mean. That's the whole point of the clear Quran dilemma. You've given an explanation that's not in the Quran. Your response to me should be chapter and verse. Oh, here's where it says that it is this is the details you're supposed to follow.
Yeah, but the point is, Mike, is that I say that's a part of the category that's unclear. That doesn't mean now the Quran is genuinely unclear.
But that's not what you just said. You said
No,
that the
what I
part
said-
of the
no,
parts
what I
of the
said
Quran.
is, Mike,
Just
I
no,
said,
earlier.
I said,
Hold up. You said
the
earlier
essence
the
of what
parts
the
of the
Injil is. Yeah,
You said parts of
let
the
me speak
Quran that
clear.
are clear are the parts that are about for what we are to believe, the laws that are giving. Okay, that's
Yes,
the
but-
problem
but
right
the
there.
so I'll make a distinction between the actual essence of the thing and the specific instance of the thing. So you have the general sense that, yeah, the gospel contains judicial rulings that the people of the Injil must judge by. What exact rulings are they? You got to actually check the gospels and compare it with the Quran. So the details aren't actually specific, they're not clear, but the essence of what it is clear.
No, the essence of something in regards to following rulings would be the contents of those rulings.
Yeah, that won't,
Just
that's
to
what
say
matches with
otherwise
the
would be
Quran, yeah.
insane. That would be like saying the very essence of a law is not actually the contents of the law, but rather it's the fact that it was revealed in
No,
1066.
the essence is
Like
clear
that
from the Quran. I'll
is
show you
not
why.
the
So,
essence of law.
Mike, can you pull up chapter 57, verse 27?
Say that again. 57 what?
Verse 27, please.
All right, let me see where I'm at. 57:27. All right. Then in the footsteps of these, we sent our messengers, and we sent Jesus, son of Mary, and granted him the gospel, and instilled compassion and mercy into the hearts of his followers. As for
All right, so that's what we need. So the linking between the gospel and instilling compassion and mercy in the hearts of the followers, meaning that matches what we have within the gospels. Without me even reading the gospels, I can know the essence of what the gospel message was: instilling mercy and compassion within the hearts of its followers, how to apply the Torah, etc. That's my point. We can know the essence of what the Injil is without looking at the gospel.
But this
Hold on,
doesn't even tell you
Can I
that
have
the
a
essence
question
of the
using-
gospel is these things.
Yeah, go on, IP. Go on.
Dean, I have a question. Where does it say this is all the gospel is? Because this is what you're talking about.
No,
Surah
it
11.
doesn't say all the
What?
gospel is.
It doesn't.
say all.
That's the point.
I
So this
agree
is
with you.
a part of what's in the gospel, wouldn't it be then, by your own logic?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, but then there's more in the gospel too, and the Quran doesn't tell which parts are corrupt and which are not. You have to come in and clarify.
It's whatever contradicts with the Quran, obviously.
Where does the
Which one?
Quran say that?
Where does the Quran say that?
I got you. So I'm gonna make it. So pull up chapter 4:157 because that's one instance of a contradiction.
Yeah, the Jesus not being crucified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
beautiful.
We know that.
Where does it say
So
that
that
is
verse
not in the
one second.
scriptures?
Dude, let me respond to what he said. So Mike, the Quran is saying here that Jesus did not die, correct? He wasn't crucified, correct?
According to major Sunni interpretations, yes.
Okay, beautiful. So you're agreeing with that, yeah? Do you actually believe that's what it's saying?
I listened to Chris on this. I'm not sure necessarily because I think he's right. He's talking about the Jews, but when I talk to Sunnis, yeah, I just accept that interpretation.
Okay,
easier for
beautiful.
conversation.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So we're gonna grant that here. So that means it contradicts what the Gospels say, right? Because Jesus preached his death and resurrection, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And
So we
major
agree on that. Okay.
said.
Okay. So does the author of the Quran know the parables of Jesus, such as the seed parable? Does he know it?
He seems to be aware of some stories that could have been originated from them through oral traditions.
So, but he knows it's in the Gospel, right? Because he says it's in the Gospel.
I don't remember exactly. That's
Okay,
the thing, he's just
pull up
paraphrasing.
48. Pull up 48:29. Yeah, he actually says explicitly it's in the Gospel.
This is
Agreed.
what we were
Okay.
going through yesterday.
Okay,
Like,
yeah. Now,
cool.
yeah, when we talked about that last night, yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
says like, yeah, he does say that seed parables, and yeah, you're correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, beautiful.
Right.
So he knows the seed parable from the Gospel, and he knows it's from Jesus, correct?
He says, yeah, he knows of a story that goes back to the
Okay,
gospel.
okay, beautiful. So
Mhm.
the Quran knows parables of Jesus, such as, I'll give you another one. So if you watch my video, I mentioned Surah Al-Hadid has parables of Jesus used in conjunction with one another, correct?
Okay.
Do you remember that or
It
not?
seems to be that he seems to be paraphrasing some of them. Yeah, we agree.
Yeah,
on that.
but he knows this from Jesus, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I'd have to double check. But
Yeah, because here, go to chapter 57 for us, so I can make it very clear to you.
57.
Yeah.
What verse?
Let's start from verse 27, and then we'll work our way.
Yeah,
back.
we just read that one, didn't we?
Yeah, but we're gonna work our way back.
Okay.
Okay. So first, there's 29 verses in chapter 57. Okay, there's 29 verses. In verse 27, it tells us one scripture, only one scripture in the whole 29 verses, and that scripture is the Injil. Right now, preceding this, there's a whole intertext at play with the parables of Jesus in Matthew 25. Let's start from go from verse 12. So this shows the author of the Quran knows the Gospels. He knows the sayings of Jesus. So it says, on that day, you will see believing men and women with their light shining ahead of them and the right. They will be told, today you have good news of gardens under which rivers flow, for you to stay in forever. This is truly the ultimate triumph. On that day, hypocrite men and women will beg the believers, wait for us so that we may have some of your light. It will be said mockingly, go back to the world and seek a light there. And then a separating wall with a gate will be erected between them. On the near side will be grace, and the far side will be torment. What does that sound like to you?
It sounds like somebody thought a parable of Jesus was literal,
No, he's giving an example here.
but he says on that day, the believing men and women are all going to do this, right?
Yeah, and he's giving an example of what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Right.
this sounds like
because the parable,
drastic
because the parable,
misunderstanding of the parable.
no, because the parable is demonstrating what's going to happen, right, when Jesus returns. Correct?
Metaphorically, yeah.
Yes,
we're not all
metaphorically,
brides, like, you know.
But the point is, the meaning of it is the same of what the Quran is saying. The Quran is saying the same thing. The meaning of what Jesus said is going to apply at that day. So the author knows that this is from the sayings of Jesus, correct?
Listen, I don't entirely agree, but I don't want to get lost in the weeds.
I got you.
Before we
So-
do
so-
that,
so
just
listen,
get to the
listen.
point.
Okay. So we have to establish these things, bro. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. So do you agree that the author of the Quran here knows Matthew 25 is from a saying of Jesus because he's intertexting with what is the Injil insofar as verse 27? Do you agree with
Here's
that?
what the best I can say from what we have seen here is that
Yep.
the author of the Quran appears to have heard a story that Christians were saying, and then he repeated it in a different setting, changing sort of paraphrasing it to fit later context.
All right, beautiful. So he does know that this is from Matthew 25, right?
No. I
You
didn't say
don't
that.
necessarily know he knows exactly from
Okay. So why does
25.
he say? So why does he say in verse 27? He mentions what he gave Jesus at the Injil.
Right.
By the way,
there's a difference-
I have a second one.
Can I?
So,
I know you.
did you know chapter 57? The whole chapter is at interplay with the parable of the talents. Did you know that?
Can I jump in here? Because I'm familiar with where you go with this. And
Yeah, go
I
on,
agree
yeah,
with this,
go on.
right? I don't have any issue with this. I think you're correct. So I think, yeah, you can say, and I do actually agree with you and say this as well, that the Quran author does seem to be aware of the Gospel of Matthew. I don't know if he knows this story specifically in Matthew 25 or whatever, but it's obviously aware that he knows at least this story is present in Matthew.
Okay, beautiful. So the author of the Quran knows the parable of the talents that comes after the parable of the 10 virgins, correct?
That's fair. We're not.
No, I'm asking Chris.
contesting
I'm asking
this.
Chris.
Okay.
I disagree with you on the talents thing, but I don't want to get boiled down to it because I do agree with
We can show that here. 1 second. Let me.
Well, no,
I've seen your presentation, Dean. Like, you're not going to change my
But
mind.
Okay,
let's
no,
get
no.
back
I
to the
want
parable
to show
of
for the.
the
I want to show for the
I
sake
agree
of.
with that one.
Okay,
No, I want to get back to the main point because we're going to be
Yes,
closing this down in like 20 minutes.
Okay, so we've granted everything. So let me just start what we've granted. The seed parable in 48:29 is matching with what we have in Matthew. We have also the idea that Surah Al-Hadid, chapter 57, knows that from the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is saying these parables. Okay, he's saying the parable of the 10 virgins. He's saying the parable of the talents. Okay, that comes after the parable of the 10 virgins in Matthew. So we can establish that he knows these things. Okay, so would it be likely that the author of the Quran would know the fact that Jesus says that he's going to die and that he does die and that he does resurrect in Matthew? Is that likely or unlikely?
That doesn't follow.
Let me.
Is it likely or unlikely?
Let me add.
It doesn't. It's in.
No. I want to ask you: is it likely or unlikely?
No, it's not likely.
Okay, think this way.
Okay, why is it unlikely?
How do we know whether the author of the Quran, Allah, or whoever, actually Muhammad, whoever we want to say this is?
Yeah,
right?
we're saying the author of the Quran, whoever you want to take it to be. It doesn't matter.
Okay. How do we know that they were able to distinguish between a written text and an oral tradition?
That's the point. The point is that even if I'll grant you that right now, he can't distinguish between what's oral and written. I'll give you that. Okay.
Okay. So how do you know?
Now work with me here. I'm granting it, bro.
Written
Just
and one
listen.
is not
I'm granting you it. I'm granting you it. So he doesn't know the distinction between what's oral and what's written. Okay.
Okay.
So before we move on from that point, I want to bring a verse. Go to chapter 4, verse 82.
482. Okay.
No, 482. Chapter
That's what
4,
I said.
verse
42.
82. Yeah.
482. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Do they not reflect on the Quran? Had it been from anyone else than Allah, they would have certainly found in it many inconsistencies.
Okay, IP. So does the author of the Quran want any contradictions in his book?
No, he does not.
No, he does not. Okay. So would it be likely or unlikely if the author is hearing oral traditions, right? And he can't distinguish between what's written and what's oral? Would he want to contradict what he's hearing, or would he not want to contradict what he's hearing?
He would not want to contradict what he is hearing.
Okay. Because he does contradict what he's hearing, therefore he shows that he allows for him to have the ability to edit material, whether it be oral or written. He's giving himself that authority.
Okay.
Otherwise he would. Let me finish my point. Otherwise, we know the author of the Quran wouldn't want to jab in the dark. Like, I can show you 20, 25 times he intentionally contradicts whatever he's hearing. Therefore, we know that the author, it's unlikely that he intends to accept everything from the Christians and Jews that's written, because he knows he could possibly be contradicting them. If he knows he can possibly be contradicting them, then he's giving himself that ability, that authority to contradict what's written.
Okay.
Right.
What is the point, though? Because where you need to land.
I just told you it,
What's
dude.
happening?
Come on, man.
Okay, so here's the problem, though, with what you're doing. All of this can be explained as some illiterate guy heard stories, put them in his own revelations, and then, as the Quran says, his opponents called him the ear. He heard many different things, put it in the Quran, assumed it was revelation. That doesn't. I
grant you. But Mike, listen. I can address that in a different, separate category. But here, I'm even granting you that he's hearing it. I already did.
So he's hearing stories.
He's hearing
How
stories.
How does this solve the Islamic dilemma, though?
I got you. Because when he hears stories, would he want to contradict the stories he's hearing, or would he not want to? Like I asked you before.
That's like, you need to.
No, dude. Now you're saying it depends. IP. Now you're saying it depends. Before you said he wouldn't want to. Come on, bro.
No. Here's what I'm trying to say. He would not want to. Can you let me finish? He would not want to contradict. Okay.
So why would he do it?
Because he made mistakes.
No, but can you not explain it as, well, okay, watch this. He's hearing stuff. He knows he could be making a mistake if he contradicts. The safer route would be, I'm going to take whatever I hear and I'm not going to contradict what I'm hearing because he doesn't want any contradictions in his book. Do you understand?
Okay. I agree.
That's the
He does
point.
not want that. Doesn't mean he's going to make, like, if I
So
take a
why
test,
would he- so
I
why-
don't want to
so-
make any
so-
errors, but I
Mike,
could turn in the
Mike,
test.
so
thinking I
tell
got
me
it
why.
perfect.
So Mike, tell me why he would give me. You have to give a reason now. Give a reason
Okay.
why he would want to contradict what he's hearing. Go ahead.
Because he is assuming what certain things you're hearing, like as we see in the Hadith, that the Christians might be, or no, even in the Quran, the Christians are hiding things or they're twisting it with their tongues, as Surah 3 talks about. So at times the Quran is giving you an answer for that. It's not that the scriptures have been corrupted, it's that the Jews and Christians are twisting it or distorting it with their
No,
tongue.
Mike, I respect you. You're not addressing what I said. So what I'm saying is you have to give a reason why the oral traditions he's hearing. Why would he contradict what he's hearing if he knows it could be possibly contradicting the text? He doesn't want any contradictions in his book. So
I
why
got
would he
you.
contradict?
Here's one of the
Yeah.
here's
I
one of the
go, yeah.
reasons. He's hearing contradictory accounts from different groups. He's hearing different groups, things from heretical Christian groups,
I got you.
Orthodox group,
Yeah.
Orthodox Jews, and then he's just taking what he's hearing, putting it, in, not realizing that it's contradicting the prior scriptures in
Okay,
multiple
beautiful.
ways.
I'll show you. I'll show you why that's highly improbable. Give me one tradition that says a Samadi made the golden calf.
Give you one tradition. No, I don't have it. It's in the Quran.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. So
I
does
don't
that
see
doesn't
it.
that pre? Okay, so was it circulating at the time of the Prophet that Samadi made the golden calf? What's more likely?
Could've been.
What's more likely? He would hear that Samadi made the golden calf, or it's more likely he would hear that Aaron made the golden calf. What's more likely? Obviously Aaron, right?
We don't know.
It's
We don't
very-
know what his
So
millennium.
so we don't know. Okay, so now that makes your argument extremely less. It makes it way more weak.
No, that just
Because
casts
now
doubt on
you have
your
the burden.
example.
Wait one second. Because now when IP says there's other traditions circulating he could be taking from, you got to show a tradition that Moses' hand was not leprous. You have
No,
to show,
that's not our argument.
You have to show that. Wait, let me finish, bro. I'm almost done. You have to show there's a tradition where Moses' hand is not leprous. You have to show a tradition where it says, for example, somebody
argument.
made the golden calf. You
It's
have,
not our
you have to,
argument.
you have to
This is
show
a
that.
straw man.
I'm almost done, bro. I'm
Just
almost done. So let
go
me
ahead.
finish.
But you're straw
You have to-
manning.
you
You're not
have
even.
to show.
You're
You
going
have
to
to
waste
show a
time.
tradition where Moses does. I'm almost done, Dory. You can say where I'm strawmanning after. So the Quran, you have to give another tradition that says Moses didn't intentionally kill a man. You have to show a tradition where all of these things, where the author contradicts with the Bible, actually is other traditions. You have to show those other traditions.
Can I give you an
Okay,
example?
no.
Dean?
That's
Can I give you
real
an
quick.
example?
Real quick. Let me just point out that's not what we said. We did not say everything in the Quran is
Exactly.
necessarily coming from traditions around
It doesn't
him.
need to be.
Doesn't need to be.
No,
There
we're
are
talking about
aspects where that is-
contradictions.
There are
No, no,
aspects where
Mike,
that is
I'm
the
talking about
case.
stuff that contradicts. Mike,
Okay,
let me be
yeah.
very clear. Stuff that contradicts comes from where? You said from other traditions.
Not in all cases. We're just
Yeah,
giving.
let
We're
me
just
speak to-
saying that we're very aware
alright,
that there are
alright.
cases where that happens. Can I give you an example?
So okay, wait. I'll grant you that even. Look, I'm granting you so much right now. I'll grant you that. The cases where there isn't other traditions, is he doing a conscious edit?
Well, let's ask. So in Surah 12,
Answer
story
the
of
question,
Joseph-
bro.
Yeah, I
Answer the question.
am. So
He
in
is,
Surah
he
12,
Does it-
wait.
He is.
Listen,
He is.
listen,
Mike said he
listen,
is. Okay, he's
listen.
granting it.
Hold
Mike
on,
said
no.
he's granting it.
I said no. I said he. This is what I mean about you not being charitable. When I said
Go on.
he is, I was talking to Chris. He's about to answer you.
So-
You
so-
said he
so
is.
do you
about
believe it's conscious
answering
edit or
you.
not?
Can
Do
I
you believe it's
Take
conscious
things
edit or
in
not?
context. Go ahead, Chris.
Go on. Is it
Thank-
conscious edit or
thank
not?
you,
Just
Mark.
answer
Alright,
directly, dude.
I am answering you. Listen to me.
Go on.
You want an example of this, right? Of supposed
No,
conscious
man.
edit.
Is he
And I
doing a
want-
conscious edit or
listen,
not?
Listen. I'm
Just
gonna
answer.
listen. Geez, man, why do you not want to let me speak?
I
In Surah
directly
12
answer you guys, bro. Come on.
In Surah 12, it gives the story of Joseph, right?
Yeah.
Surah 12. Okay. Scholarship has pointed out, right, by Joseph Witzburn and Charbel, I forget that, Charbel Ritz, I think his name is, have pointed out that it's clearly taking inspiration from Christian Syriac accounts, from homilies from Jacob, the famous Syriac bishop from the Church of the East. We know that.
You have to justify that. You can't just appeal to them.
I appeal to all the scholarship, all the papers that have been written about it.
Yeah, but I'll grant you. I'll grant you.
Indeed, I quote from this in my book.
So what's your point, dude?
So,
What's your point?
My point to this is this. If you want to say that Allah is consciously editing, right, the story of Joseph. The story of Joseph is found in Genesis 37 and onwards, right?
Yeah.
It is a Jewish source, originally, right? Came to the Jews. Okay, so why is the Quran, which is supposedly the same author as the Torah, because the author of the Torah ultimately is Allah, same with the Quran. The author of the Quran is choosing not to quote his own story that he revealed to the Jews, but rather to quote a variant that we know originates in a Syriac context amongst Christians.
Yeah,
that has
I got you.
differences.
So that's
Okay, so
yeah.
why
I got
is
you,
he
yeah.
consciously choosing the Christian version?
Okay. I'm gonna even grant you all of that because you're saying you have explanatory power to say it's coming from other traditions. I'll even grant you that. Now, I'm asking you for those instances, such as somebody making the golden calf.
No, don't jump. Go to the one I gave you.
You're jumping for my question. I'm granting you what you just said, dude. I'm granting you.
So address it.
Now we're dealing with Chris. I let you just speak, dude. Let me speak. So my point is, I'll even grant you there's certain traditions where the Quran is preferring, let's say, oral traditions from Jews over let's say the Old Testament. It's preferring them or it's adding them.
No,
I'll grant you that even. I'll grant you them even. I'll grant you.
So the Christian story
but the point
is
that let me finish, man. Let me finish. My question to you wasn't answered. The instances where you can't find a precedence for it, such as from the Syriac or from the Jewish traditions, where the Quran is preferring them. In those instances,
where we can.
And those, what did you say?
What about the instances where we can, like the example I gave?
But that's a different thing because I'm trying to establish conscious edits before.
I'm trying to show you the Quran doesn't use conscious edit.
Do you believe it does conscious edits at least in some instances?
So I believe that the author of the Quran chooses at points to deviate for his own benefit. I believe that.
Okay, beautiful. So
right.
Okay, does the author want the book to? Does the author want it to contradict?
Wait. Listen. But at times, that same author chooses Christian versions of Jewish Old Testament Torah stories over the actual Jewish account.
That's fine.
So you're telling me that the Christian homily is the inspired word of God and not the original Jewish telling of the story?
No, because what I'm telling you is, first of all, for us to indulge within the intertext at play and so on, you need to bring the references up and not just appeal to scholarship. That's one.
Surah 12.
Now, two. What I'm going to tell you is that there can be tradition circulating among Syriac circles or the Jewish oral traditions, etc., that are preserving traditions that are true. I'll give you an example. When Paul quotes regarding Moses' time, Jannes and Jambres existing, isn't Paul quoting from a Jewish oral tradition that there was two magicians that existed back then?
Right. Listen to me.
Are you going to answer my question?
Don't need to deviate, Paul.
I'm giving you an analogy with Paul.
Listen. Fine. The reason why this is different is because the Quran is taking variants that we can trace back to a human origin. It goes back to a Syriac bishop who wrote a homily for use in the liturgy as part of the Church of the East.
How do you know he wasn't taken from Jewish traditions? How do you know?
Because the Jewish tradition is well documented and is also preserved both before and after this.
How do you know
does
it's
not
not
say
from an
the
oral
same
tradition?
thing?
How do you know he's not taken from a Jewish oral tradition? How do you know?
Because we know the Jewish oral traditions what they are.
No, we don't. Do you know? Do you read Hebrew?
What are you
There's parts
about?
of the Talmud that haven't even been translated. Wait. How do you know it's in there?
Is the Jewish Torah story that we find in Genesis 37 of Joseph, is that the same as the Christian homily of Jacob of Syria in the Syriac bishop? Is it the same?
Yeah. I don't know. You have to prove that's different.
No, it isn't.
I've never seen it. So if it's okay, give me one example. Okay, Chris, I'll even allow. By the way, you're completely deviating from the conscious edits point.
No, I'm showing you the Quran isn't consciously editing. Because if you say the Quran is consciously editing, you have to say the Quran is affirming Christian stories as true.
Oral traditions, like the same way that Paul's confirming Jewish oral traditions.
Let me land. You're saying that the Quran is confirming Christian stories as divinely inspired, as opposed to the Jewish version.
Chris, is there any times in the Quran? You didn't answer this question. I was engaging with you on this for a bit. Is there times where the Quran deviates from the traditions in a purposeful, intentional manner, and he's not taking from Jewish or Christian traditions?
I already answered this prior. I think there are cases where the Quran author feels free to take creative liberty to do that.
So he's not confirming everything then?
No, he's not always using every source, but the sources he does use. Is he
confirming everything then?
But with some of the sources he uses,
is he confirming everything?
Clearly Christian sources.
I don't care for that.
From Syria.
We'll deal with that. Is he confirming everything?
You haven't dealt with it though.
Is he confirming everything? Then?
Why did Allah consciously choose to pick a Christian homily?
Oh my God, Chris!
Why?
When you just granted me right now that sometimes he does.
You're not going to answer this question, Dean, and you're going to keep running away.
You address.
In Surah 12, why did Allah choose a Christian homily?
I'm going to engage with you. Trust me, I am. But you are saying that there are times where the author of the Quran does edit. You're saying that there's times where he does edit, and there's not some Jewish or Christian oral tradition that he's using. That proves there is not an absolute confirmation. Do you agree?
What do you mean by that? Proves there's not an absolute confirmation. What do you mean by that?
He's not absolutely confirming the traditions or the Torah and gospel that the Jewish Christians have.
No, it means the guy's horribly confused and he can't
Yeah.
How's he
accurately
confused if he
represent the
intentionally
Jewish
did it?
tradition of Joseph.
You're
Dude, I'm not
He's-
talking
he's
about
literally-
I'm talking
he's
about the
tr-
Samity point. The
I'm
Samity
talking
point.
about
Listen,
this point.
But you're
you
not
don't wanna
answering
I'm
my
engage.
gonna
question.
forget to ask
Yeah,
this.
refuse
I'm gonna
to
forget to
engage.
ask this, but it's
go on.
just like a side.
You're
It's like
answering my
a side
question.
tangent, really quick. Dean, you said that there are parts of the Talmud that haven't been translated. Which Talmud and what parts?
Dude, I don't know the exact parts, but I know from people that do read the Talmud that I know that there are parts that haven't been translated fully. That's why you find a Safaria, not all of it is translated.
Anyway, look, Dean, the point we're trying to make here is that
Yeah.
what you're assuming is the author of the Quran is looking at the Bible and then making conscious edits. What we are trying to say, and I think this is where the disconnect is happening, is we are saying he is hearing stories from the Jews and Christians, some heretical, some not. And then he is taking what he likes from them because he's assuming certain parts of what they're saying could have been twisted with their tongues, and he's only going what he feels to be the true revelations.
I
That
get
is
that,
a
IP.
perfectly logical, less ad hoc explanation
No,
than
I get
anything
you on
else
that.
that what we see with conscious
by
edits.
IP, do we not agree that there are instances where the author says details that we don't have any traditions for, such as this Samari making the golden
Yes.
calf? You agree with that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
He's saying
Okay,
that for
now let me engage with IP. Chris, you're not engaging with me. Let me engage with IP. IP, listen, at that point, he is doing a conscious edit then, because he's not taking from someone. He's actually adding his own material, correct?
He is consciously editing the stories he hears then. Fine.
Beautiful. So does that mean that he's okay with the possibility that he's consciously editing the Torah and the gospel that the Christians and Jews have?
He would not be okay with that. No.
Okay, so again, we're going back to the point I made about 482. He doesn't want any contradictions in his book. If he doesn't want any contradictions in his book, then he wouldn't be entertaining the possibility of contradicting or adding details that aren't from their traditions. If it is the fact that, like you just said, that Asamadi is a tradition that he is making, is from his own traditions, he is purposely contradicting, he is doing a purpose conscious edit, then the more likely conclusion is he believes he has the authority to do this. He believes that it's okay.
he had to a 378.
Yeah,
He would believe he has the authority to correct the people of the book because he thinks they're distorting their book with their tongues. This does not mean he thinks our books
Okay,
are
but
what
doesn't he
contradicting
believe?
his revelation.
But doesn't he believe it's possible he's contradicting the books, and he's okay with that?
He does not
Yeah,
believe.
he
No, he does not
Wait,
think he's contradicting our books.
Okay,
Right.
but does he know that it's possible? Because he doesn't have the book in front of him.
Yeah, but he
Does
doesn't think he's like.
let me, Chris, you
does
don't want
not.
to engage. Let me
Telling
engage with
lies,
him. Let me engage with him. IP.
He does not think it's
does-
possible he's
Okay,
contradicting
it's not
the books.
possible. So you're telling me he has his own tradition and he knows it's opposing the mainstream tradition that he's hearing, such as Aaron making the golden calf, and he doesn't know it's a possibility he's contradicting that it's Aaron?
There is nothing in the Quran which suggests he thinks he's contradicting our books whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a conscious edit. It's an inference we're doing here.
I already showed you.
Wait,
conscious edits for what?
wait, Chris. Wait. Exactly. It's an inference. It's not clear. We need to add this meaning. Therefore, the Quran is not clear. It is not
I told
fully
you.
explained.
Okay, I got you. But I told you from the beginning that this requires exegesis. That's why scholars disputed on these
Totally
points.
agree.
I told you.
Totally
That's not
agree.
clear.
I
Now,
agree.
now, what I don't agree about. Okay, wait. What I don't agree about. By the way, I'm gonna have to leave. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, let me just finish up here. So, my point is that I agree that the details of it is unclear. Like I just told you.
Yeah.
But you need the Bible. You need to compare them. You need to see, is this from another tradition or not? Or
could not agree
is it
more.
confirming this other tradition? But once
not
you
agree
find
more.
out, no, this is material that doesn't have any precedent before him. We know that's a conscious edit, clearly. Now, what I'm saying is that the essence of what the Torah and Injil is, we know. But the details, how preserved it is, etc., we don't know. That's why me and John Fontaine, we disagree on that. But what we do agree upon is the essence of what the Torah and Injil is, and that's what is meant to be clear.
No, I don't think that's fair to say. Like essence would mean content. You can't get away from that.
Yeah, the Quran tells us the content of it. What?
The Quran tells you the content of the Injil.
Really?
Yes, it does.
All of it?
48:29.
Yeah,
It's
just-
like
okay,
a seed.
tell
That,
me
it's
that.
like a seed that grows.
Okay, so I'm
That's
gonna
not
get
telling you all the
get my
content.
Bible. I'm gonna go to the Gospels, and it's just gonna say one thing. It's gonna say that.
What do you mean? Just say one thing. What?
It's
I
just gonna
asked
say
you,
the
does
seed
it tell you
grows?
the contents?
All of
Yes,
it.
it does. Oh, IP, pull up 48:29.
48:29. It does not. You're not getting his point. His point is, does the
Yeah.
Quran say 48:29? This is content, but also this is content, and also this is the full content.
Yeah. No, not the full content. When did I say that?
Oh,
There.
so the
There
content
That's why it's meant
aren't
to be the
described in
essence.
the Quran.
To describe. Wait 1 second. To describe the essence of something, do I need to describe the whole thing?
Brother,
Babe,
you can't
babe,
you
bro,
can't
come on.
know something
Come on.
if you don't know the
Babe.
contents of it. That makes no sense.
Okay.
That's like
I mean,
saying, "Hey, I've written a
the
book."
Quran
Do you
says the
believe in it?
contents, dude. Okay, I'm gonna repeat on my.
No, you've already established it didn't. You just admitted it didn't. All you could say is
no,
it gives
what?
one example.
I said it doesn't
of some
say
contents.
No.
Boy, I sure
IP
wish the Quran was more clear. He wouldn't be
I
here
wish
right
it was
now.
more clear.
Oh man.
I mean, bro. We'll just end it here, I guess.
All right.
Because I do have to go.
Dean, I just want to say you're always welcome to talk here. And by God, you are much more respectable, nice than Libiano. Thank you for actually having a conversation.
I don't want you to put me against someone like that, because to be fair, everyone was interrupting him as well.
But you did not insult us, and you did not try to dominate a stream that you did not own. You were respectful and nice.
But IP again, you have blasphemed Islam. Have I ever blasphemed Christianity?
Yes, you have. Yes, by denying our Lord
When?
Jesus Christ.
No, that's IP. Do you believe that's blasphemous to do? So therefore, I'm disrespectful.
Wait.
Don't say this
Because
I don't even
bro,
think
I'm
that-
gonna make it very clear, bro. When you say stuff that is insulting to Muslims, right? Not just disbelieving in Islam, saying something like your P word prophet or your P word God. That's very different to what we do, bro. Come on.
No, I disagree entirely.
You're muted,
Yeah,
by the way,
also-
Nick. You're muted.
You're
Sorry,
muted.
I was trying to say, listen, we don't have to agree or disagree. We're not trying to pit you against Orthodox Muslim. We're just saying that it seems like we're able to
you
have a
guys-
better combo.
Yeah.
I understand that. but
Here's
you
the
guys
other
have-
thing.
Yeah,
Here's the other
go
thing,
on,
Dean.
go on.
Can you really blame us for not having the patience for listening to a 20-minute monologue from? I'm being hyperbolic there. A monologue from him, half of which is him just beating his chest with no substance.
That's why I told you should get a moderator, because there were the panel, when you make it 4 people, and I was letting Libiana speak mostly just so it's not so chaotic that I'm speaking as well, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's why I suggest, if we're gonna do this again, we're gonna do a 2-on-2 discussion, right? Or something along those lines. We should grab a moderator and do it henceforth, right? And we can agree on 2 topics. We can agree on 2 topics for certain durations of times, and we can discuss.
Yeah, Nick and I
This
are
is
Libby
better-
is a
this-
moderator.
yeah,
This is
we-
way
we-
the
we
moderator
agree,
going
Dan.
enough of a force to
Just
get
let me
him to
finish.
stop beating his chest.
Like, guys, just let me finish here. What I'm saying is, this is much better to engage back and forth like this, right? Especially if we have a moderator that's unbiased. It's gonna be a lot better, because it's better than just doing responses all the time. Because people can actually, instead of just watching, I'm gonna watch his response, and then you have hours of content. It's much more engaging, much more fruitful, and much more gives people more information, right? More educational. That people watch engagement live, right?
Well, listen, does Inspiring Philosophy, do you have a way to contact Dean then once we get this?
Yeah,
or-
we
Yeah,
talk
go
on
on
it.
Instagram.
Okay, good. So Inspiring Philosophy will contact you, or Dean, if you want to contact him, and we already agreed we'll do the 2v2. And so all we need is you to kind of figure out a date and everything, confirm.
Yeah, just
Libiano.
topics, dates as well. I think
Yeah.
I think it is soon that Libiana is going to debate IP, so we might just do it after that.
Yeah,
That's
we can do
fine.
Or
Yeah.
after, whatever you
Yeah.
want to do.
When
As
is
long
the
as we
debate?
don't have to like write opening statements, because then that takes me a while.
No,
to, like,
yeah,
actually-
it's all good, it's all good. Just, it'll be informal. It'll be informal.
Yeah,
but,
that's
but,
fine.
But yeah, IP. When is that debate you have with Libiana?
I think it's February 3rd.
Oh, okay, but all right. Yeah, we'll decide.
So even if it's a different topic than that, we could do it before too. Like, it just depends.
yeah, we'll see. I'll just hit me up whenever IP. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's,
No, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. But yeah, next time just make sure that there's a unbiased third party, and yeah, definitely we'll discuss.
We
that.
will. Yeah, we will.
All right.
Okay.
Take care, guys. See you.
All right, bro.
And just to be clear, the reason why there wasn't an unbiased third party is because that wasn't the plan. They
Yeah.
decided to go on the offensive and come attack all 4 of us. And they were going to show up to talk to us on a call-in stream, preventing other Muslims from having conversations with us, because they decided to go on the offensive. So let's just be clear about why this had to happen. They decided to start calling all 4 of us out, the 3 of us on a stream the other night, and then Nick on Twitter the other day. And we were like, all right, fine, come address us. Let's do it.
Well,
That's
listen,
why.
I mean, the thing is, it's so funny how you can see night and day how we can all 4 of us can speak to Dean for like 2 hours. But we can't do that with Liviano. He can't have a conversation. He's not like the thing is the fame, quote unquote, is getting to his head. He got everything from God Logic. He got all of his viewers and subscribers because he debated God Logic, and now he doesn't know how to act. He's like, oh, you guys are below me. He says, Stan, you worked for Inspiring Philosophy. He said me. He says, oh, who are you? Why are you a little fish? He says the same thing to Chris, right? It's just this big ego thing, man.
It's
Yeah,
huge.
the contradiction of we came here for Mike and Than, and I speak. You're below me.
Don't talk. That's the exact same that just happened to Nick Shake with- Yeah.
You don't know anything.
Yeah.
We
it's just
came here to talk to Mike and Than. Than starts to talk. Why are you talking? You think we came here for you? Oh,
Yeah.
you see, this is ridiculous.
How dare you?
Dang.
And you were trying to help him. That's what's so funny about it. You were just trying to be
I was
nice.
literally making a clarifying comment.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you how little of confidence he actually has in himself, because he's immediately
Libiano?
defensive when I'm trying to help him.
Oh yeah, Libiano has the narcissism was just seeping through. It was just so obvious, and that's why eventually I just kicked him, and then they threw him in the backstage, and then he just left after. So, for just so we're clear about the events, in case he tried to twist it, I pushed him into the backstage, and then he left because he said, "If you kick me one more time, or if you mute me one more time, I'm leaving." I'm like, "Fine, go." Put him in the backstage, and then he left. That's the way they do it, folks. So again, see the clear difference there. But I mean, again, this whole conscious editing thing, it's still circular, first of all, but it's also just shows the Quran is not clear.
Yeah, it shows that the Quran author thinks that a Christian homily is divine speech. Like, I mean, if you want to, because why didn't Allah just use the Jewish version of the Joseph story? Like, he knows it, he's God, right? So he should be able to just quote it, but he doesn't. He quotes a different source.
That reminds me, I wish, Dean, if you're still listening, we actually do have a fully translated version of the Babylonian Talmud.
I thought so,
Yeah.
I'm not going to have time to go through all the super chats. Apologize. I'm sure they were coming in as we were going through. But Dean's method is that anyone which points to the author's ignorance is not a problem, because we should assume the author was playing 4D chess. And if we don't assume that, we're being uncharitable. Yeah, it's incredibly ad hoc. It's circular, as I pointed out last night, but it's also ad hoc.
Yeah. I wanted to jump in at some point to actually talk about that very briefly too, because like you have to talk about what the prior probability is of the psychological profile of the Quranic author is, but I didn't want to dogpile.
He alluded to Surah 3:7. That was about Surah 4, 171, and Surah 3, 199 comes after Surah 3:7, which says Jews do have Allah's revelation. It's written in 7, 157. There's a lot there to go over. I also thought it was kind of odd. Of all the places he wants to go to for conscious editing, it's summary. That is like, because the early Sunni scholars say it's the Samaritan, like Ibn Kathir, for example. It doesn't say Samari, it says the Samaritan. And if I actually watch Dean and Libiano's response, it doesn't actually work. So, because they tried to say, well, Samaritan is just like a derogatory term. It doesn't work because of what the Quran actually says about the Samaritan, Samari, the Samari. So yeah, there's a whole mess there. But yeah, we can close this out now if you guys are done, because I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too. I'm gonna make a debate review so people can understand the basic argument.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. All right, we will be back next Monday with a stream. Again, for apparently the Muslims who don't understand, Monday we do reaction streams, and then we do like a live call and show during the week. So that's what's going on. That people are like, well, why didn't you just debate them last night? Because that's not what we do. So anyway, see you guys later. I will talk to you guys next time, and we will have a video out Friday on why Jesus did a bunch of miracles. And I'm going to upload the conversation Thaddeus and I had with Dean soon. So that should be up tomorrow, I hope. So see you guys next time. Anything that Fearless Truth or Chris, you want to promote?
So I'll just go real quick. I am in the next few months going to be releasing my book on the Islamic dilemma, where a lot of what I've talked about tonight, and it goes more in depth, will be available. So keep look out for that. You can follow me at Chris at Speaker's Corner on YouTube.
Hey man, I guess subscribe to my channel. I got a new website out, link in bio and everything. So make sure y'all come through and come hang out, man. I do lives on different days, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So come through whenever.
Sounds good. All right, guys, we will talk to you later. See you next time. You made it to the end of this video, which means this message matters to you. If you want to see more content like this reaching people for Christ, you can help make it happen. Your support makes these videos possible. Click the link below and donate today. And if you want to go even deeper, consider joining our Patreon community. You'll get early access to videos, behind-the-scenes content, and a place to connect with others passionate about this mission.